America standing tall. Unfiltered, unfiltered and raw. They roll their eyes when I said I'm standing with the man they hate. But I remember cheap gas and a border that held its gate. I pray hard, work late, ain't waiting on the handout check. If you kneel for my anthem, we just don't see the same respect. Unfiltered and raw, say it how I feel, that's law. Stars and stripes on my heart, I ain't ever gonna tear that off. From the back road dust to the big white house we saw, I'm pro-America standing tall. Unfiltered, unfiltered and raw. This for the welders, the nurses, the cashiers counting every dime. This for the soldiers in camo who do it all again each time. Salute. We ain't scared of their labels, we just call it like we saw. Proud to be American. Unfiltered and raw. Yeah! Unfiltered and raw. Say it how I feel, that's law. Stars and stripes on my heart, I ain't ever gonna tear that off. From the back road dust to the big white house we saw, I'm pro-America standing tall. Unfiltered, unfiltered and raw. Unfiltered and raw. Unfiltered and raw. Turn it up, let it talk. Yeah, bro. Hey, hey. Unfiltered and raw. Hey, hey. Red dirt on my boots, flag flying off the back of my truck. They said sit down, be quiet, I just laugh like man, good luck. Hey, hey, cornfield, small town, but my voice hit the big screen loud. If they're mad at my freedom, yes I'm doing my family proud. Unfiltered and raw, say it how I feel, that's law. Stars and stripes on my heart, I ain't ever gonna tear that off. From the back road dust to the big white house we saw, I'm pro-America standing tall. Unfiltered, unfiltered and raw. They roll their eyes when I said I'm standing with the man they hate. But I remember cheap gas and a border that held its gate. I pray hard, work late, ain't waiting on the handout check. If you kneel for my anthem, we just don't see the same respect. Unfiltered and raw, say it how I feel, that's law. Stars and stripes on my heart, I ain't ever gonna tear that off. From the back road dust to the big white house we saw, I'm pro-America standing tall. Unfiltered, unfiltered and raw. This for the welders, the nurses, the cashiers counting every dime. This for the soldiers in camo who do it all again each time. Salute. We ain't scared of their labels, we just call it like we saw. Proud to be American. Unfiltered and raw. Yeah! Unfiltered and raw. Say it how I feel, that's law. Stars and stripes on my heart, I ain't ever gonna tear that off. From the back road dust to the big white house we saw, I'm pro-America standing tall. Unfiltered, unfiltered and raw.
What's up, everybody? Appreciate you guys being here with me for the 52nd Patriot Chit Show. We're rocking and rolling. Appreciate everybody being here. Hope everybody's having a beautiful Monday like I am. I surely am. What up, Steven Adams, 1776. Everybody else is here. Kamala, what up, Kamala? Cindy, Heavy Hook. I saw a lot of you guys in here. Wood, what is that? Wood Hopper. What up, Wood Hopper? Heavy, what's going down, brother? And Mr. Bell Miner 84. How are you guys doing tonight? Nothing real crazy going on as far as organized. I'm just gonna have a little chill stream tonight. Just gonna review some news, some things I normally do on my own time. Not doing this, so we're just gonna chill tonight. Nothing too crazy. Anything people want me to get attention to. Lots been kind of going on today for sure. We had Charlie Kirk's piece of shit. That gentleman had his pre-trial hearing today, preliminary stuff, kind of going through evidence, choosing what could be presented in trial. A lot of it's kind of confusing if you don't know the procedural and decorum of that process, the pre-trial process. And if you're watching it, you watch the counsel for, the piece of shit. You watched her nonstop saying the same shit over and over and over and over, and almost to the point where you're like, wow, this is an example of ineffective counsel, bar none. Like, it's pretty rare that kind of argument is laid before a court and actually adopted. And and what happens if there is an ineffective counsel argument and it's the merits are won, the verdict is actually vacated, and what happens is a new trial. So it just starts over. It's not like it's thrown out. It's not a mistrial per se. There's ways I'm sure it could be in some way or some form argued in parallel with ineffective counsel, but in general, the lady is a damn idiot. And you know what? She's doing her client probably a service, because this is like a cutthroat case. Like, anybody with just an IQ of maybe 15 could probably connect the dots on this one and argue it in court, right? There's so much compelling evidence against him that it's crazy. But at the same time, I do like to dabble into the conspiracy on things, right? So there's a lot of wild shit out there too. And I like looking into it, because, maybe we're overlooking it, whatever the case be. The one that I find the most funniest is the road mic, like one of these guys. Imagine this guy blowing up and taking someone out, right? That argument, like, imagine this little sucker. There is some validity to that particular type of argument, not in this situation, but if you remember what Israel did with pagers, they were using pager bombs, right? And I'm not going to go and say that's what's going on, but there's a little validity that you could make something insane out of something like that to cause such inflicting pain. I don't think that's the case, but there's a lot of fucking crazies out there. And if you follow someone like Candace Owen, holy motherfucker, she has every desperate housewife on the edge of their fucking couch waiting for their next little fix, right? And I've noticed actually every single person that has tried to argue the whole point related to every conspiracy that fucking dimwit Candace Owen has, it's always a woman. Every single time. And I'm not being sexist here, but I don't know what it is. It's a particular type of woman that she gets, and I have relatives that are, whatever. It's loony bin shit, but I don't discredit it at the same time. I like to hear it out. I like to listen. But some of it just fucking off the deep end, right? And it's just fixation on finding the conspiracy. And a lot of times people, I like a good conspiracy, don't get me wrong. But a lot of times when people are involved in conspiracies, it's because of lack of information. So they go down these fringe-ass ideas of what could have potentially happened. And it's not a bad thing to think like that. It's just a bad thing when you get wrapped up in it and you don't change, based off of, objective things. You don't change like, hey, no, I'm fucking committed to this theory and I'm not changing it. What up, Rooster -1 Where did he go? 164. Good evening, Patriots. American flag. Peace sign. What up, bro? But yeah, it's insane. And Candace Owen, if you want my personal opinion on Candace Owen, I followed her when she first came to fame, so to speak. I listened to her. She was on places like Alex Jones Show, so on and so forth, right? She had a lot of good talking points, and she was like kind of like the Blaxit, exit from the Democrat left bullshit, right? And she had a lot of good points. She served her purpose then, but she's kind of went off the rails. And when I watch her, I see a lot of stagecraft going on. There's a lot more that's going on behind the scenes than what's there, because it's super well greased, super well organized, all scripted. You'll better believe if we are able to see the view of her, we'll call it a studio, because that's what it is. It's probably in some commercial building somewhere. It's probably a really fancy setup. She probably has few people running the script, has a teleprompter, all this fancy ass gear. They try to make it look like she's just sitting in her little office in her home or some shit. Hell no, that's not what's going on. It's too scripted, right? It's just too scripted for me to see that being the case. Oh, we have the spammer. Holy shit. Timmy, Batman butthole, big butthole. It just, YouTube takes care of them. It's fucking great. But yeah, it's just nonstop on my thing here. Let me just, oh. Nothing but this guy, right? You see that? All right. It's funny. Whatever. It is what it is. And then today I was going to start kind of working on my little makeshift studio that I'm working on. So we built a structure, and I started taking a liking to it for something else. So I'm actually going to use it for something else, guys. I'm going to use the little shed that I have and build that out as a studio. It's maybe like a 12 by 10, 12 by 8, 12 by 10 space, just a shed. I'm just going to build it out and use that, because the bigger structure that I built, I took a liking to it, and yeah, I'm whatever. We'll see by tomorrow. I'm still flipping the coin on this one, because yeah, it's like, well, why this big ass space just for the YouTube stuff? Fuck that. Whatever. So I'm going to start working on that probably in the next couple days. Getting back in town, settling down, obviously being busy. It's crazy. I'm not following all the conspiracy. I actually stopped ignoring when people post a new theory. But fact is, a 308 is a powerful round. Yes. And this is my thinking on this. And I've said this before. I am waiting. These are the two things. Well, it's one thing I'm waiting for, but an analysis of the firearm allegedly used is I want a barrel to, the bullet analysis, which is the twist and the, all that good stuff. This is the barrel that shot this round, right? If they even have the round. Let's assume they have it, right? Because it stopped in his neck, right? Allegedly. And I want to see that. And second, shell casings. He was on a, wherever he was perched up, right? On a roof. There's got to be a shell casing. Whether it's spent, because I'm pretty sure it's a Remington 700. Or his Remington, I'm not sure if it was, or maybe it wasn't. I don't know, just going by memory here. Spent round, did he chamber a new one? Would the spent round be on the ground? Did he collect it? Where is it? Do they have it? Was it still in the chamber? And then secondly would be the shell casing itself. You're going to have a couple things going on. When it goes into a chamber and the round goes off, it expands just a fraction, but it creates a indentation on the casing itself. Secondly, the hammer, when it hits the primer, sets it's not going to be perfect. Every firearm will have a different, spot that it may hit. It'll have a particular pattern, and not only that is the ejector. When the round is ejected, it's going to have its own fingerprint, so to speak. So there's so many different things related to that I want to see. That's what I'm waiting on. That's really the real important part of it. And then secondly, from that is I would like a detailed explanation, maybe even a demonstration of how a 30 caliber round, we're talking a 308, anybody that's ever been hunting, that is maybe elk hunting, deer if you're really trying to take it out. It's not a gun you go out there and just plink and have fun with. It's it's powerful. It's a powerful round, right? And I've, in all my experience shooting that particular round, as a kid, yeah, 30-06. Sorry, did I say 308? 30-06. Whatever I said. Yeah, it's 30-06. It's a powerful round. It's super powerful. And let's just say this. That shit could go through plated steel, pretty thick steel. Not necessarily armor piercing unless you have AP rounds, if you will, which is a cord round, which probably wasn't used, obviously. But I can't think of any in a round, whether it's soft tip or game round or Palmer. You could go on, right? Hollow point, definitely not a full metal, so on and so forth, right? There's not a round that I could think of on that particular 30-06 that could inflict such little damage without blowing shit to smithereens. The only thing that I think is a plausible thing is there's what's called a 300 blackout. 300 blackouts, typically, if they're suppressed, you have to load the round yourself. It has a different grain, different everything, right? Everything related to it. It's considered a for suppression, right? And that round is actually a 30 caliber round, similar to the tip of. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, I'm trying to make this lay science for people that's not probably following too well, but the tip of the bullet, right? The little part that shoots out, because the shell casing separates from the bullet. They separate. It's not like CNN where they put the whole bullet in a hole and they're like, oh, look at this, right? No, our shell, primer hits, there's a little fire that goes on, and the projectile goes down the barrel and the casing gets spent, right? Either way, that's the only other round that would make an explanation, and anybody that knows that particular round, why it's used and when it's used, and when it's silenced, if you will, that is probably the only round that could probably hit the body in a 30 caliber. That's the same. If you're loading them, it's a 30 caliber, same tip that would be used in a 30-06, right? That's the only round that could stop in the body, right? Or that's not the only one, but that's the setup I think of when I'm thinking of, it would be subsonic ammo, which is going to have a whole different setup. Go look up if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But that's the only thing that comes to mind is I want to see, to lay down all these claims or potential theories or thoughts of it could be something else. I want to see that full analysis of the bullet, if they have it, to the barrel with the twist and all. I want to see all that. I want to fucking see all that. We're going to see it. Hopefully it's a public trial. I want to see that. I want to see the shell casing if they have it. I assume they do. I want to see the whole analysis on that and how everything lines up. Because I want to line that up, and then I want to know how that round, if it was commercially bought, did he preload it? Maybe he didn't put enough something had to have happened to that round for it to stop in the neck. Let's just put all the conspiracies aside. If you know anything about that round, I mean, that thing will just eat through anything. I mean, I've never seen anything stop the way it does. That's just my thinking when I first saw it and I watched the video. I was actually out fishing on a boat, and I got a message video. They downloaded the video offline, and my phone just started ping, 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 ping once we trolled into a spot, and I was like, holy shit, right? And I was just kind of getting updates from a buddy, and I wrapped the shit up. I left a day early and came home, and the end is history, right? So it just all wasn't adding up. None of it adds up, and there's a lot of conspiracies too. I wouldn't say they're 100% plausible, but I wouldn't say there's something that you could absolutely say are not possible. That's what came to my mind when I saw and kind of took just a very quick look at it, because the round stopping in the neck, let's assume it hit a vertebrae or something of that nature. It would blow that. It would blow it. It's sad to talk this way, but there would have been no neck. It just, yeah. I mean, when you go, if you've been deer hunting, you shoulder, it front goes down first, then the back, and it's over like that. And it's usually a pink mist out the backside, right? It's not a joke round, right? Yeah, enough to load his own rounds. Yes, exactly, Bill. And that's another thing I was going to touch on. I don't think I don't think he was, but I do believe his father was. I do believe his father was. And he was well known to have going out shooting with his father, and assume maybe that's where he got access to the firearm. I think it was a grandpa's firearm, whatever it may be. I'm kind of going by memory here. But either way, his father definitely had the knowledge and the know-how. He's a sheriff, right? He's a sheriff in the county there. So yeah, I don't think he had the know-how, nor do I think Twig, his trans terrorist buddy, boyfriend, furry, whatever the fuck you want to call him. I don't think either of them had the knowledge or the wherewithal, or anybody probably hung with, right? Just look at the guy, right? I don't think he was of that caliber. But at the same time, if you get if you've been shooting before, you know how to just, you know how to aim it, and it's already set up, 100 yard. It's a flop, right? 100 yards is not even that long of a, 50 yards, whatever the hell it was. I forgot what it was. But let's say up to 200 yards. You don't really have to be. You don't have to be Annie Oakley or some shit like that, right? To hit 100 yards or 200 yards. I mean, it's especially a scoped rifle and stuff that's kind of been sighted in. And let's say the basics of yardage and drop rate and all that stuff, which you could find on the back of you could just get the cartridge, or just look it up online and figure out how many clicks down or up, what, right? Wind, I don't know. I mean, I haven't even looked into it much, but there's not much to it when it's already kind of sighted in. If the firearm's not sighted in, well, he could have been 5 feet off, right? So obviously it was a sighted in firearm in general. So someone that had knowledge of some degree, obviously cited in. And what makes me think that he was probably going for, obviously, the face area, right, we'll say, or maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was going center mass. But I think with someone of his, wanting to make a show out of it, was probably going for a dome shot, right? So that tells me he was off by exactly this left and exactly down, and it could have just been movement. I don't think he had anything set up, maybe a backpack he was using. I don't know. I'm just kind of going by what I've seen. It's kind of crazy, but either way, at the end of the day, that's what I want to see. I want to see the whole analysis of the projectile, the shell casing comparative to the actual barrel. And if we don't have a round because it's allegedly stopped in his neck, we don't have a shell casing. I mean, this is going to be a trial where, put it this way, he may walk. He could walk. But then that would definitely fuel the conspiracies and shit like that, because I'm kind of on the fence with it. I mean, I know all the little conspiracies. There's another one that's pretty interesting, is the palm gun, which is a well-known thing. And then you have to really, really stretch it with the palm gun thing. But it's actually not something that's not, it's plausible, right? Not that it could have happened here, but it is something that could happen or could have happened, right? And I'm not saying that is, but the palm gun, like there's a whole video. Go look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. It's kind of, it's very possible, we'll say. And the reason why I like to kind of keep my mind open and I don't get stuck on narratives and shit is because we still to this day don't know what happened to JFK, right? We don't know exactly what happened to JFK. Look at JFK. Could any of us say with certainty who had done it or who had been involved? I mean, other than George Bush Sr., right? We know he was some way involved in those fucking corrupt sons of bitches. But in general, no one can say with absolute certainty, even the gentleman that went down for it and took the fall for it, or even anybody that may have been involved in it, right? We can't say with certainty, right? Why are they still withholding certain parts of the film? Why, like, the story just doesn't line up, and there's a lot of shady shit going on in general. So I mean, it's crazy, but it was a palm gun. Most people would have seen the shoot. Yeah, that's true, but you got to think in today's terms of today's technology. Like, I don't know. I don't think that's the case, but it's definitely a fascinating theory, if you will. I don't think that one's as plausible as the one that I think is possible. I think the one the theory I think is more plausible than the palm gun or anything else is some other type of round. And it couldn't have came from this dipshit. It would have had to have been someone else. And I don't know if that's true, but I know that particular round and that firearm that they found, that round 99.9999999% of the time is not going to stop because of fucking vertebrae bone. Period. I can't think of it. Even if it was reload and he did it wrong, or whatever the case may be, or old ammo. I don't know. We don't have those details to make a certain, even an assessment on it. But I would say once they start analyzing that particular level stuff, at a laboratory where we may see that information. But that's a whole different topic. That's kind of what's been blazing in my mind since day one, was that right there. That's the only shady ass part of the whole fucking situation. The rest of this shit, the fucking microphone blowing up, the Jews and stuff, and like, I don't know, it's possible. It's very possible. Anything's possible, but in my mind, it doesn't go there. The angle, I don't know. I don't know. There's a guy that did an example of what a 30-06, I keep saying 308. You guys know what I'm talking about. A 30-06 can do. Took like some gelatin, recreated something, right? And it just, I don't know. I would like to see a recreation done at some lab at the government level, because that would be they have all the resources. Re-show it, replay it, someone do something like that and convince me otherwise. Because right now, I am kind of on the fence as to either one, there's potentially someone else involved, potentially, or if it was a round that came from his firearm, like what, I want to know more about that particular round and why it did what it did. Because the only thing that comes to mind immediately when I was like 30-06 is 300 blackout subsonic ammo, suppressed, and it's a certain platform that's actually used by either way. Go look it up if you know what I'm talking about. And that's the only thing that kind of stopped me dead in my tracks, was that right there. That's where I'm stuck at. If you could get me past that, then I can take in there. Then it goes into the idea of, okay, I firmly believe he's probably the guy, right? But then that opens up the Pandora's box of, is he the shooter, right? Is he potentially not the guy, right? Is he maybe a patsy, right? So it opens up a whole nother can of worms by simply that one little thing, is the neck thing, right? It just opens another can of worms. And then there's a lot of back and forth as to how the Jews are involved and all this crazy shit. I mean, it very well could be the case. I don't think that. I think it's kind of a distraction from asking the right questions. But in general, it's just a topic that we hopefully will find out during this trial. And then I would imagine this is going to be a kind of not a quick trial like they do in fucking China or anything, but this trial will probably push forward pretty fast. It is Utah. Utah's a little different. There's only so much this dumbass idiot lawyer can do to stall. And that's what she's been doing. If you watch today, she was stalling. And I've never seen a better case for ineffective counsel than I did today. I swear, I was watching Arturo. I probably tuned in and out maybe only 30 minutes or so of the whole thing. Every time I was tuning in and out, it was just more bullshit. Like, I couldn't believe what I was even hearing. Like, most of the shit, it was just so far-fetched. Let me get this pulled up real quick. Here, I don't have much, but I'm going to play this. Let me just get real quick this over to here. But yeah, on that, let me get this over here. I'm going to play a couple of videos. But yeah, if you have not seen the pre-trial, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty damn boring at the same time. But if you're in that kind of shit, go watch it and just see the ineffective counsel live in action, right? His furry went missing months later, reappeared, and the furry looks like yeah. And what's crazy is my opinion on the furry son of a bitch is that we're potentially also seeing someone that's cooperating with law enforcement that may have been directly involved as well. Maybe that will come out later in trial. That's kind of another angle that I'm curious to see, because if you remember, allegedly the dad was like, hey, we turned yourself in. But it was who picked him up, who done it. And there's a lot of weird shit too in general with everything going on. So he did not act alone, in my opinion. There was probably forethought or planning involved to some little degree or large degree, who knows. But I do think that his terrorist furry friend was involved, and if there was some kind of deal struck in to allow that furry walk, well, they're going to be in protective custody. I will fucking tell you that. There's a lot of fucking people that are going to want to hunt that fucking furry down, and skin that fucking furry. Let's just say, because I firmly believe, and this is my personal opinion, that not only was that furry involved, but these people were part of particular weird communities, furry communities, and I think some kind of online, I think it was like a gaming community and shit. People were talking about it. So this isn't something that just, oh, fucking, he's in town, let's go ahead and rock and roll on this shit, right? They're not professionals, right? They couldn't just like grab their bag and be ready to roll. It took planning. So that tells me, was he looking in his schedule, waiting for him to come to Utah, or he got wind, hey, in a month he'll be here, right? This is in our backyard, so let's start planning now. Like how much in advance did he know he was coming, right? And then they started planning. I think there was definitely a time of planning that happened, where he certainly was working not alone. Because these dipshits, let's just be real. Look at what happened at school shooting recently, where those two went and did some shit and then off themselves in the vehicle. It's always these mentally ill people. It really always is. They always have to have someone else to kind of, the old saying, misery loves company, right? They don't do this shit alone. They're not, there's this whole idea of the lone, the lone ranger or the lone fucking wolf, right? I mean, it happens, but not recently, not like it used to, right? And yeah, exactly. That's the next thing I was going to say, Bob, was we don't know either what potentially SSRIs or other type of drugs or mental health issues they were dealing with. And I am of the firm belief this is the only category of people that I think should be barred from having weapons, is people like the trans people, because you have a mental health issue. Is mental health. We'll just say the umbrella term of mental health. You have serious mental health concerns, whether it be thoughts of harming other people, thoughts of harming yourself, or have harmed yourself, or have harmed other people because of your mental health. I think that's ground to at least do some kind of psychological evaluation, determine, okay, is this person prone to violence? Is he going to go harm innocent people? And if you notice, this is the only person, the Luigi guy, right? I don't support what he did. I don't, whatever. And I think it was cowardly shooting someone in the back, but he went and targeted someone that he believed was not innocent, right? I'm not saying he was guilty or anything, but in his mind, he thought he was doing justice, even though it was cowardly, went behind him, did not, killed someone who had children and shit, right? And a family. But in his case, you could at least say in his mind, he thought he was targeting someone that he thought was bad, right? Whereas most of the other shit that's been going on lately, if you will, it's literally people that they have not researched or looked into, not with Kirk, just in general, the trans shooter, I'm talking about the mentally ill people. They just go and mass harm people, right? So it's scary. So who knows? Maybe we're seeing a trend to where it's going away from that and more targeted, right? Or a mix of the two. And that's kind of also another topic. If they're targeting people, Charlie Kirk, for instance, I mean, he was not a violent person. He did not use violence. He was very strong on the Second Amendment shit. But why people want to go harm people, this also brings up what you see going on with people, like what you see with people in Portland. What happened to Tommy the other day, right? These people will use violence for their political ends, right? And that's kind of the trend, if you want to have like a theme, if you will, is the violence has a direct connection to politics. One's politics or their disagreements thereof, right? It has nothing to do with, oh, this guy's a chomo, or this guy's that, or this guy's something that's bad, right? No, they're perceived as bad. Therefore, they're a legitimate target. And then you go on and look at how the framing of people as to how they're being framed as, or the narrative is being framed as, okay, people are Nazis, they're fascists, da 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 da. So those words have like very negative connotations to them, right? So when you attach a label to someone psychologically, you can like see the justification why they think that they could go cause harm to those people. And what's crazy is all of these people that are the fascists, the Nazis, and whatever other crazy shit they want to label people are not, right? So the Nazis rounded up Jews, they exterminated millions of people. And what's even scarier is these same groups are people that are very heavily involved in politics, we'll say Marxist, communist, Leninist ideologies. And these people, if you study history, all through history, since the idea of Marxism or communism or Leninism or Maoism, right? These people have killed Pol Pot, have killed millions of people. So they're over here on one hand labeling, we'll call far-right extremism, which Nazism, whatever, fascism right here, those little things. And then they're on the far left spectrum of socialism, communism, so on and so forth, Maoism, Marxism. I mean, you could list it all on, right? So they're fighting for a different type of violence, political violence, right? And then they're labeling us over here. It's like, no, we're Americans. We're just Americans. We believe in freedom. We believe that, you shouldn't be putting the trans shit in schools. You shouldn't be, sexualizing children and shit like that. They see that as a threat, right, to their existence, because without them being able to brainwash people, especially at a young age, that's why you see the trans folks, especially. Thank you, Heavy Hook. Appreciate it. Let's go. What was that? I saw something. The hundo. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Not even popping on the screen. Whatever. But yeah, their whole ideology is premised on not just, targeting children, but a victimology, right? It goes back to being just victims. And you could just study all these particular groups all through history, and they have all done one thing in common, was killed mass numbers of people. So at least we have to put our hand, give them credit that they're not there yet. But I think in general, my idea is that that's where they would like to be. So if you've ever talked to anybody that's involved in this kind of stuff, thank you, Mama. Momo in heaven. Appreciate the gold coin. Thank you. Appreciate it. But if you've ever talked to anybody that's kind of brainwashed by the communist nonsense, and have had a discussion with these people, when they start losing their argument, they start talking of violence. And when I was in Arizona, I was talking to someone, and his thing immediately started going to the violence narrative, right? If we don't get our way, we will do X, Y, Z to get our way, right? Like a little baby that doesn't, that needs to be spanked, or something, right? Just far-fetched ideology, makes no sense whatsoever in reality. And that's kind of what the school systems are doing, is indoctrinating children. And it goes back, if you look at the trans people, right? Let me switch this up really quick to my other screen here real quick, guys. Oh, let's go. What was that? 1 month. 1 month bell. Appreciate it. Do a little horn for you and a little Trumpy dance. There we go. Appreciate it. One month. Appreciate it. Brewers select Woodford. Yes. Select Woodford Reserve is the best. That's my go-to. Appreciate the Heavy Hook, and there was a Momo. Appreciate you guys. But yeah, the socialist communist stuff, I mean, I could go on for days about it and bore people to death. Yeah, that too, Allison. That's important too, is dissolving of the nuclear family. And you gotta think about it. Go back to what the trans flag is, right? It has the tinge of light pink, tinge of blue, and it has the white in the middle. So the founder was like, okay, the pink represents the little girls, the light blue represents the little boys, and the white in the middle is everybody that's in the process of transition. It was to target children. Go back to the founder in the set, not the founder, but the guy that started making famous the rainbow flag, right? In the 70s, I believe it was. He said children love rainbows. So everything is geared towards children. And there's a reason for that. because if you can, what did that famous, what's that famous quote? It's like, if you could brainwash the men, or if you could brainwash the women, the men will follow, or some shit like that. It was like during World War II. It's just crazy. And that's what we're seeing, is we're seeing generations of kids. If you've ever been to college, I got several pointless ass degrees. I'll be very honest with you. I got quite a few. And I remember my first degree is my bachelor's degree is in political science. So I was going to actually go to law school, but I didn't. And that's why I got that fucking pointless degree. One of the pointless degrees. But either way, many of the political science courses that I took were always about capitalism or this or that, but it was always in the literature. Marx counter-arguing capitalism. We didn't read Adam Smith. We didn't read Milton Friedman. We didn't read a lot of the people involved in stuff like that, right? We read Marx, primary source documents. Let's go. What was that? I saw $5. Thank you, Heavy. $5. Let's go. Tap all the clicky things. Yes, all the clicky thingies. Hey, W in the chat. Yeah, I gotta stop. I think that one's copyrighted. I think I got it like, oh, stop playing. That's copyrighted. Whatever, fuck them. I think this one's not. One of these is copyrighted. I'm just doing a test. We'll find out when they're harassing me. Whatever, fuck them. But yeah, appreciate it, Heavy. But yeah, the indoctrination has started even younger. We don't hear it. We don't hear it. Do you see it at least? Oh, I probably paused it. Alerts. Yeah, you're not going to hear it. You're probably going to see it. Yeah, this thing goes through this sometimes where it's like, hey, I don't want to enable chat box. Let me try to figure this out real quick before I go on. Oh. We see it. We don't hear it. Yes, this thing is giving me shit again. Let me just pull this up. Alerts real quick. Let me go settings, properties, outputs. Let me go back here. Okay, that's weird. So muted. There we go. I muted it. I don't know how I did that. There we go. Let's try that again. There we go. Sound. Put a 1 in the chat. That you heard that. The YMCA song. That's what that was. YMCA. Hopefully that fixed it. Nope. Either way. Let me do one more thing. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm going to move on, but not a damn thing. So let me see. One more thing. Alerts. Monitor off. Nothing. All right, let's try that one more time. I'm just gonna do a random air horn. 1 in the chat if you hear it. 2 if you don't. I could probably just turn this up over here. No rush. At some point, you private your proton. Yes, it's filthy American at protonmail.com. 2, nothing, nada. So let me close this. This is actually gonna drive me crazy. I don't know why. The little things like this drive me crazy. Let's reload this. Try it one more time. Did you give up on Rumble? No, I have not. I actually have just got back home and I have not. It's a little process to restream to Rumble. I got to kind of set it up. So I actually am going to start doing something special on there. I haven't decided yet. I might just do purely something of its own creature and just restream this. But no, have not given up. It's just I got to go in there and do a bunch of things and stuff to set it up, whereas Kick and obviously YouTube's pretty straightforward. But yeah, no sound, so sorry guys, the soundboard is no bueno. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull something up real quick though, and we'll move on. But yeah, the indoctrination of people, especially children, they used to start in college. Now it's starting at a very much younger age. It's actually insane. You know, you got to ask any kid that's 8th grade and younger, maybe to 6th and 8th through 8th grade, and they'll know who Karl Marx is. Ask them who Adam Smith is. They're like, Adam Smith? Who's that, right? Everybody knows who Karl Marx is, and that's by design, right? So let me get this pulled up real quick. Back to the Charlie Kirk thing. And this piece of shit, I'll go into it after this video. I cannot believe this fucking guy, to be honest with you. Let me make sure I got sound before we start jumping on this guy. Bada bing. Turn it up. It's insane. Yeah, right, Allison? Exactly. What up, Rick? American without the A. American. Filthy American. So American without the A. Proton male. Jeez. It's insane, guys. Yes, I'm going to stop right here, too. So, if you recall, if you know anything about 700 Remington, it's not actually hard to disassemble the buttstock from the barrel and everything, right? It's pretty simple. You need just maybe a flathead sometimes, depending on, let's say it's stock, right? Which I think it was. I saw an image. I just don't remember. But either way, super easy to disassemble. So the theory is, or the talking point is, that he disassembled it on the roof, stuffed it in his backpack, ran off, reassembled it, wrapped it in a towel, and that's how they got his DNA and all this shit on it, right? That also was kind of a red flag to me when I heard that. I was kind of like suspicious of that, because why would you put, I mean, I understand the jumping off the roof, disassembling it, putting in a bag, jumping off the roof, and then running with your bag. I just don't understand the reassembling and wrapping in a towel part. That's kind of like, doesn't make sense. You can make the argument, okay, he's frantic, he's panicking. But when you're frantic and panicking, why the hell would you reassemble the firearm and wrap it in a towel? Like, I don't know. That's another thing that I was like, I want to know more about that. And if this case is pivotal just on someone's DNA from a towel, man, that is not America. Just the DNA, the firearm was wrapped in a towel with his DNA in it, on it. You know, if that is the proof that it comes down to, it has nothing to do with the shell casing and all the other stuff, the analysis of the round, right, that we're talking about. That's sketch to me. That's super sketch. I'm just going to call it like it is. I find that to be sketch. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but that was kind of this second thing that was like, okay. And then watching him jump off the roof, I don't know if you know anything about a 700 Remington. It's kind of a heavy firearm. Being in a backpack, if you jump from a roof that high, there's going to be there's going to be some weight. I don't know. It just, this part right here didn't make sense to me in general, but not speculating that it's something crazy, far-fetched, but those are definitely things that, questions I have, right? As someone that's just like not too fluent on this whole situation to begin with. And I'd imagine the general public probably wants to know too, like, why the fuck did he disassemble that thing, put it in his backpack, ran off, reassembled it, wrapped it in a towel? It just doesn't make sense. Why didn't he just leave it in the backpack and hide the backpack, all right? Or something like that. Because I'd imagine most towels are white, right? Who has dark colored towels? In the backpack, he jumps is dark colored. You can hide a dark colored backpack better than you can a light colored towel, right? So I don't know. There's just a few things I would like to know more about. That backpack just looking like there's a sweater in it to me. There he is, the piece of shit that I believe is Amy Twigs. And they still used to, it's a man. You cannot be a woman. This is just them playing into it. It's a man. It's not Amy. Okay, Wolf has black tails. Well, Wolf, you're the only one. All different colors. Okay, okay. I might be weird, have light colored towels. Well, let me go back to this, guys, because I never switched this. So here we go. Amateur hour, guys.
Emotional moments
Bam.
inside a Utah
Sorry,
courtroom
let's start
this
over.
morning. For the very first time,
Get rid of
Charlie
studio
Kirk's
mode.
widow Erica
I'll sit and
his
watch it in the
parents are
studio
set to
mode and
come
never
face to
transition it,
face
guys.
at a
Amateur
preliminary
hour.
hearing with the man accused of killing him. Matt Finn is outside the
Amateur
courthouse in
hour.
Provo, Utah, with more. Hi, Matt.
They were white once till you washed yourself,
this
right?
This week will mark 10 months
funny.
since Charlie Kirk was assassinated here in Utah, and his alleged assassin, Tyler Robinson, has yet to even enter a plea. Robinson's defense team tried multiple strategies to get the possibility of the death sentence off the table and delay the beginning of the preliminary hearing that's scheduled to begin this morning.
There's a great vantage point, too, in a corridor like that, no wind.
In Utah, a preliminary hearing is used to determine if there's probable cause to move forward with a murder trial. Late last week, the Utah Supreme Court denied 3 appeals by Robinson's legal team, which paved the way for the prelim to begin today with a camera in court. Tyler Robinson is charged with aggravated murder in the assassination of Charlie Kirk. In court this week, the state has indicated it's going to present a video that shows
like I was saying, it wouldn't take much training. You teach a 10-year-old to make that shot.
Telling police that Robinson
especially if you have something to
assassinated
stabilize it, right?
Charlie Kirk, who was murdered last September 10th at Utah Valley University. Investigators say Tyler Robinson shot Kirk with a rifle from a rooftop.
And what's crazy is
text messages confessed to his roommate lover Lance Twiggs.
What's crazy is the hardest part when you're teaching someone how to use a rifled scope, right, is getting the eye distance down, right? Figuring out, like, you don't put your eye on it, right? Unless you want to look like a fucking ringtail coon. It's the eye distance and getting the bubble right. Once someone knows how to do it, and there's a technique you'd use by having your non-scope eye open, looking downrange, and it's how you quickly find targets, right? You can have both eyes open, and you actually see, there's a way to do it. It's like an illusion. You have both eyes open, the scope shows up on your scope eye, right? And you have both eyes open, you only close to, make fire, right? So you could train to learn that, but you could teach someone. The hardest part is figuring out how to put that, make the bubble look right, without the black stuff, right? You could teach someone in fucking 15 minutes how to use a scoped rifle, and be on paper, like, nonstop if it's sighted in, right? So it's not a hard thing to do.
Twiggs texted, "Why?" Robinson replied, "Why did I do it?" Twiggs said, "Yeah." Robinson explained, "I had enough of his hatred. Some hate cannot be negotiated out. If I'm able to grab my
one
rifle
time,
unseen,
yeah,
I will
it
have
takes
left
one time.
no evidence."
Put your eye on it.
The prosecution has indicated it's prepared
I've
to
seen some crazy
forewarn
shit,
the
guys.
families of Tyler Robinson and Charlie
Put
Kirk.
your eye on it. I've seen put the fucking thing on the shoulder with the eye on it, and like, hey,
this morning we have a brand new statement from Erica Kirk and Charlie's family. It reads in part,
brother-in-law that almost
every
did
court
that.
proceeding serves as a painful reminder of his death and the loss that has irrevocably impacted our lives and the lives of his children. The prosecution has indicated it plans to call witnesses, including state investigators and Utah Valley University police. Dana, Bill.
Matt Finn, thank you.
So I want to bring in James Gagliano, retired FBI supervisory agent, Fox contributor, also there in Utah. And James, good morning to you. Based on what I read here, the prosecution's case is this. They've got overwhelming evidence, and they're set to prove it. How do you see that?
The DI shirt, yeah.
Yeah, and Bill, the standard is
try to
so
get this
low
in
a preliminary
more particular,
hearing. Remember,
right? If I
you're
put
not
this
trying
down,
to prove beyond a reasonable
it's kind of a balance between
You're
the
just
shirt
trying
and
to show enough of the evidence so that the judge can then go ahead and allow the trial to commence. And look, Utah's a peculiar place in that in their criminal court system, you don't even get arraigned before this. So we haven't even gotten a plea yet from Tyler Robinson. That may happen this week, but may happen afterward at a separate arraignment hearing.
Okay, it sounds to me, James.
Yeah, that's
this
true,
is
Allison.
Like a grand jury proceeding.
Yeah, that I mean, I hope the court does. It doesn't have an effect on the court, but yeah, you're right. There is a lot of wild, funky shit out there too.
Yeah, but
I mean, I've already mentioned a few that are like
pre-trial,
kind of funky, but two that I kind of reason with and understand it's plausible, but probably not likely,
defense are
but
going to call
possible.
3 DNA
Booster seat, yeah, I'm good. I'm already on kind of a booster seat.
And then the prosecution is going to call 4 State Bureau of Investigation folks.
It would be easier just to bring the flag down, right?
Utah Valley
That'd be the smart
University
thing.
police officer that was there when the
easiest
firing happened, and also they're going to call to the stand, which is going to be pretty explosive, but they're going to do it through something called an 1102 statement. Lance Twiggs. Lance Twiggs is the romantic partner and the roommate of Tyler Robinson. He's being allowed to testify through audiovisual means and not actually be in the courtroom today.
Okay, here's Erica Kirk. This is November of 2025, and how public this case has been from the beginning.
Jeez.
There were cameras all over my husband when he was murdered. There have been cameras all over my friends and family mourning. We deserve to have cameras in there. Why not be transparent? There's nothing to hide. Let everyone see and know how it happened, how it even got to this point. This is something that could impact a generation and generations to come.
It gotta be
she's
learned
getting
to be
her
a better
wish,
drifter. Yes, 3% flags, right?
It's going to be as public
Actually,
as
this
our
was
legal
hard to
system
find.
allows.
This is a nice one, nice
and
material
that is cameras
too.
in the courtroom for all of us to watch.
You find the cheap ones and shit on Amazon, but
yeah, the judge has been very resistant to defense motions to disallow this. And look, as Justice Brandy said, sunlight is the best disinfectant. And I think is more about the ideology, the perverse ideology that Tyler Robinson was beholden to comes out. It clearly establishes a motive. And lastly, Bill,
the furry won't be in court. Isn't that nuts? I think the furry. I think the furry is
probably 10% of what the state has right now.
Is definitely involved. To some degree, whether it be prior knowledge or some type of knowledge or accomplice to the crime, and maybe they might be a witness
we're going to
against
see a lot now.
Loverboy here, right?
Camera, a preliminary hearing that's going to last 5 days.
Yeah, it's not the Chinese bullshit.
James, good to have you on scene. Thanks for coming.
I don't know what's made of, but yeah, it's the nicer. It probably is cotton. Yeah, it's
be
not
sure
the
to
cheap
like and subscribe
Chinese
for
shit.
all the.
I think it's made in America. I forgot where I got it. I got it years ago. Oh, wrong direction. Where did she go? So that was the one I just played. Where is the other one? Holy shit. There it is. Bam. Yeah, this is just crazy.
Good evening, I'm Bill Malugin, and this is your Fox News report. The American star forward will play in tonight's World Cup game against Belgium. Fuller and Balogun was suspended with a red card in last week's game against Bosnia. President Trump called that suspension a great injustice and asked FIFA's president to review it. Belgium challenged that decision, but their appeal has been dismissed. Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica Kirk, facing the accused killer for the very first time. The week-long preliminary hearing is expected to give a detailed look at the evidence and will decide whether the case against Tyler Robinson will go to trial.
For obvious
Democratic
reason,
Senate nominee Graham Plattner facing even more allegations. This after a woman accuses the main candidate of sexual assault. Plattner calling the accusations, quote, categorically untrue, adding he will take time to reflect on the best path forward in his Senate race. Hundreds of thousands of people gathering to mourn Iran's supreme leader. Peace negotiations are on hold, but talks are expected to continue this weekend in Pakistan. And President Trump is traveling to Turkey tonight ahead of this week's NATO summit. The president is expected to test the allies' commitment to defense spending while also voicing frustrations.
Isn't that crazy that not only was it just an attack on the freedom of speech, right? It was a direct attack on everything our country stands for, right? Because think about it, right? All he was doing was going out and saying things that people disagreed with, right? Whether you disagreed, it gives you no right to go and do what they did, right? It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy when you think about like the whole situation. What up, SOCOM? Been a minute. How you doing?
Fox News alert. This week, long hearing scheduled To start today is a preliminary hearing for Charlie Kirk's accused assassin Tyler Robinson, and is now well underway, bringing him
this little twerp was in there laughing and shit.
Charlie's parents, sister, and his widow Erica.
I think those deputy sheriffs or whoever's in there have a lot of restraint.
Trial. Earlier, a former police officer at Utah Valley University was working security when Kirk was killed and described the scene.
I heard an individual talking to Charlie, and I happened to kind of glance over the edge of the railing about that time. I could see the right side of Charlie's shoulder, so not his whole body.
It was an attack on the core, simple, basic. It was a simple, basic values.
He was answering a question. Kid asked him a question, and then I heard
crazy, guys.
A shot fired. I turned to my chief and I said, "That was a rifle shot." And he said, "I agree." And I looked up at that moment, right in the line of sight. I could see the Losi building had a direct line of sight.
The building he mentions there is the location from where Robinson allegedly shot Kirk.
These cowards,
during this part
the
of the
reason
hearing,
why
the
they
Kirk
cheer
family
this
left
shit
the
on.
courtroom. And that officer also
Dan
talked
Bongino
about
came
what
on
video
after.
dispatch
Probably go
saw.
find him on here.
I asked
I like Dan. I
listen
listen to the shit out of Dan Bongino. But
was
anyway,
on top of the Losi building during the time of the incident.
they celebrated because they don't like our country. They fucking hate America. They had their way. They could bring about their socialist dictatorship. That's what they want. Let's be real. It's a socialist dictatorship that
Joining me
they
now
want
from
to bring
outside that
about.
courthouse, criminal defense attorney and Fox News contributor
And that's all
Donna
it is.
Rotuno. Donna,
They will
thanks for being with us
celebrate
here
anything.
today.
If
Tell
Trump
us
tomorrow
what you
said
learned
that
in that courtroom
oxygen
today
is great, let's make oxygen great again.
Well, really,
MAGA,
we haven't learned much so far. Well, there's only been 2 witnesses that have taken the stand, and this, like every other time this case has come to court, things are really dragging.
I don't know why
the
he doesn't do
defense
it.
is objecting at every turn for things that I think at the end of the day are,
Yeah,
Josh
they
and I have
would
been saying
put
all
us in
day, are
camps.
kind of
They would
legal
do the very
101.
thing
I mean,
in which
these are
they
things
say that Trump wants
come in
to
as
do, right?
evidence.
Think about that.
I think that there's just this obstructionist idea here where they're going to do everything they can do to make the job difficult. And, you know, at the end of the day, I respect any defense attorneys that want to put on a good showing for their client. They want to defend their client vigorously. But there also comes a point where, as lawyers and as professionals, we have to say there are some things that are just going to not be objections that are not going to be sustained, and you have to let them go. So what we've heard today is we heard about the scene set up.
We don't mind them fuckers. We mind the ones that come over here and want free fucking handouts.
And remember,
and then
the
hate
first
America.
Officers that arrived,
hell, I wouldn't even care if you wanted a free handout if you loved the country.
That governs what happens at the school.
But no,
and then
they gotta have both. They gotta hate the country and want a fucking free handout, right?
Came in. So we've listened to 2 different officers talk about what's gone on there. And, you know, we haven't really learned much that we have not already learned.
Okay, really quickly, Donna, it sounds like while you respect
I've heard
any
Pam
defense's
say that.
ability to put on a vigorous case,
what does she call
it sounds
them?
like you don't respect the
She would
tactics
call them
right
Pam.
now
She's like,
being employed on behalf of Tyler Robinson.
I forgot
What is the
I heard her
point
saying like
of
this.
mucking
This
it up?
woman
What
is
the point
off her
of dragging
rocker.
it out? And I'm going to ask you this as a secondary question because of time, Donna. What did you
the
gather
trans shit
from
is just...
the family of Charlie Kirk?
So all I can think of in terms of why they're doing this is they
house.
don't
What
have
up,
much
PP?
else.
Been
The
a while.
evidence is fairly overwhelming in this case. I think that they're going to do whatever they can do to kind of make hay out of things that don't really matter. Like today they talked about a gun holster that was found. Well, there was never a handgun used here.
Cindy, that
There's no evidence of a handgun being used here. And they're making a big deal about what they did or didn't do with this holster. I think it's a red herring.
That's a big deal, but nothing is really surprising.
Obviously, this is a horrible situation. We've listened to the statement they made today, and that statement said, this is horrible for us to do, and every time this case comes to court, we are reliving his murder every single time.
They pay a lot of money.
To put us through this is very difficult. I know that they know that the process has to play out, but I also think that there needs to be some ability to move this along a little bit, because this is hard for them. I know that they walked out of the courtroom when they talked about the actual shooting, and how can you blame them?
Yeah. It's a shame to see this drag out unnecessarily. It
and
sounds
what's
like
crazy is
Donna Rotuno, thanks so much for being with us here today.
People that are nationalized, right? Nationalized citizens, they actually have to do an oath of, like an oath of office, but a pledge, an oath to the country. They have to do a civics test. There's a lot to a language test. Like, I mean, if you're gonna come across the border and think you're gonna come and sponge off our shit, and you have people going through all the I wouldn't say it's hell, but I'm gonna say it's hell. They go through hell to get citizenship, and they enjoy every minute of it, right? And then the ceremony happens. They're happier than a fox in a hen house, right? Because they earned it, right? These assholes come over here, and you go into states like Washington, Oregon, California, liberal states, right? Many other liberal states. You get free fucking handouts, free this, free that, free housing, EBT cards, Visa cards, all this free handout, right? Why wouldn't you love the country, right? How can you hate the country at that point? You're getting all this free shit, and you still hate the country? They gotta go. I'm sorry. They gotta go. They just gotta go. Period. I mean, I have no pity for them. I have no remorse for them. Sorry, go back to your country. Let's just be real. Go back to your country. What is this guy? This guy is such a joke. This guy is such a joke, and he's like the golden boy, right? Yeah, I say Washington. I call it Washington. Washington.
Breaking tonight, as mentioned at the top of the show, a new sexual assault allegation against the Democratic nominee for U.S. Senator from Maine. Graham Plattner is calling the accusation by a former girlfriend troubling, serious, and false. But he's also saying he's pausing to consider what to do next. Correspondent Alexis McAdams is live tonight with the latest there. Good evening,
only flag you should be flying is the one with the red, white, and blue, right? That's it. This is just a variant of another flag, right? It's just a Betty Ross with, you know, kind of like what we see here, the 250, just another symbol embedded in it.
Forced himself on her, even though she says she repeatedly told him to stop. So this is what we know. Jenny Rackacott is a woman from Maine now accusing Plattner of sexual assault. She talked
the Democrats will love this guy even more now.
Grabbing my pelvis and being really forceful on me. I remember the specific moment where I thought to myself, like, this is no longer my choice at this point. I'd been telling him these words, like, don't, she recalled. And Rackacott also told Politico she tried to separate herself from Plattner by telling him she could not be in that room anymore. After which she says he just followed her to the bedroom and had sex with her.
I know. I have a brother that's
the allegation and says he is weighing
pretty high up in the USCIS, and
any accusation of non-consensual behavior.
Yeah, he talks about the shit all the time. It's crazy the shit they do, and they actually he's one of the few people that go and
political reality will inflict.
crack these motherfuckers, so to speak, and yeah, he don't play around.
But it's important to point out
there's a lot of people within our government that just kind of rubber stamp this shit. They don't care. They'll have proof that this guy's a gangbanger, right? And they're like, oh yeah, he's just running away from the violence, right?
While he was married.
Bullshit.
But despite all that, Democrats stood by his side until tonight. Democratic California Congressman Ro Khanna, who campaigned with Plattner for a while, among those telling him to drop out. He posted this, Brett: I've been very clear that sexual assault or violence against women is a red line. These allegations are very serious and credible. Graham Plattner should drop out from the race. I'm withdrawing my endorsement. We're going to keep an eye on the fallout here again tonight. And Republican Senator Susan Collins, Brett, calling these allegations absolutely appalling, but Collins says it's not up to her to choose the Democratic nominee for Senate. If Plattner does drop out, he'd have to withdraw by July 13th for Democrats to replace him on that.
Oh yeah, the American flag always has to be above. If you're gonna fly some other shit, the American flag always has to be higher. If it's not, if I see it, I'm gonna rip that fucker down. I mean, I honestly, I've personally stopped on the side of the highway. I seen one time. This is last time I did it was maybe about before I came to Washington, right? I was where the hell was I? I forget where I was, but I was driving and they had the flag upside down. Little did I know it was just actually unclipped and fell upside down. So they didn't intentionally do it. It just maybe looked like the clip was, the little spring thing was whatever. But I fucking shimmied that thing down and went to go try to correct it, and it was just unclipped. But I've done other shit, like taking them down, like if they have like random bullshit flags up. I don't care. I'll do it in broad daylight. I'm doing not on private property. I won't do that because I don't want to get shot, right? But if it's like banks, public things, like public accessible, hotels, whatever, I'll roll right in there without any hesitation, shimmy that shit down. There was one time it was like controlled by an electronic box. I followed the fucking box, the conduit. I found it, followed it to the little electronic box, and it was unlocked. I opened that shit up, flag down, hit the button, it auto went down, took their bullshit flag off. And then I went and brought it inside and said, fucking go put up the right flag. I mean, it's simple shit. Like, I don't care. What are you going to do? Trespass me for taking down your bullshit flag? I don't care. It's America, dude. Respect the flag.
Here's some breaking news coming into the story. Maine Democratic Senate candidate Graham Plattner responding to a bombshell new Politico report detailing serious allegations of sexual assault. Politico reporting,
I'm fine with
now,
PP not being able to see
dated
right?
Plattner says he forced her to have sex with him nearly 5 years ago, despite her repeated
not the brightest
objections.
and not the
An allegation Plattner denies. The woman, a 41-year-old Maine resident named Jenny Rassicott, detailed the alleged incident in 3 interviews over the past 2 weeks. Now, Plattner denying the allegations outright.
Yeah, upside down.
He just put out a new video calling them, quoting again, troubling, serious, and false. He says, again quoting, "We are taking the time to reflect on the best path forward for the state that I love." More on this as we get it. And
this guy's a fucking idiot. But, you know, the Democrats love him. Democrats love the guy. Where is it? Oh yeah, I don't know why I have this up, but these people are batshit crazy. This TikTok shit, you know, they're going into certain demographic of people going into stores, knocking shit over, laying in the ice chest, you know, to stay cool, all for clicks and shit. I don't know. I've seen this shit before, and I get pretty handsy with these people. All for a click, right? All for just shows, right? Oh, look what I did.
That was what Newport Beach, California looked like over the holiday weekend. More than 400 people were arrested, most of them young and minors. It took police officers 36 hours to stop the mayhem. It started
36 hours.
when a massive crowd started brawling and setting off illegal fireworks on Saturday night.
Yeah, the enemy fire. I know, cool. And didn't Mondami, I don't know if this is real or not, but before I came on, I saw a video of the trains being wrapped with Iranian fry.
The mayor is blaming social media, quote, a large
on 4th of July, one of the trains was wrapped. I don't know if that was just AI bullshit. I just saw it briefly. I was like, oh my
came
good
to our
lord.
city with the intent on causing harm,
Yeah, no
injury,
Lalo.
and
I don't know what Lalo
destruction,
is.
bringing harassment, disturbances, and mayhem. Kaylee, we'll start with you on this one. This has confounded law enforcement in multiple communities across the nation.
The gun-free zones are places I don't go.
That the organizers can gather people up on the internet and send them somewhere where perhaps
you won't
the
find
police
me
are
in a
not
gun-free
expecting.
zone.
Yeah, and the footage of this shows that this
if you
wasn't
do,
just a
it
bunch
won't
of
be gun-free.
teens setting off illegal fireworks or running wild on the beach. They were looting nearby businesses and stores. In fact, all of the local restaurants, all of the businesses had to shut down. One of the grocery stores in the area I saw online was completely destroyed after these teens ran in and just started throwing things
PP,
off of
what
the
do you
shelves.
think about Tim Walz pardoning
at this point
that
need to
gentleman
learn
that was
from Miami Beach, Florida, and from the state of Florida
convicted
in general,
of raping a
which
10-year-old?
had a
What do you
very
think
big
of that?
problem with spring break
A
ruckus
convicted
for many
pedophile
years. And
being
what Miami
pardoned by
Beach
your
decided to do was they implemented a number of policies to crack down on that.
But you're okay
they
with that, right?
started charging high fees for parking for locals who wanted to come in and park for the day, upwards of $100. They started surging the police presence to those beaches where spring break visitors were frequenting, including sending state troopers there. They started enforcing alcohol-related restrictions, and the results speak for themselves.
Yeah, the upside down flag is also
down
a sign of distress, right?
From 2024 to 2025.
If you're not in distress, don't be flying it.
Cracked down on several shootings that had happened the year prior, so the results speak for themselves. The problem, of course, is that in many of these states that are not Republican-run, you have Democratic officials who don't want to crack down on lawless behavior. They don't want to crack down on crime. So whereas Miami Beach was receiving support from the state and from Governor DeSantis to do that, I highly doubt that Governor Newsom is
He's mentioned in there because everybody has a hard-on for him, right? He's in there. He's the most mentioned person in the files. It's like, well, it's just email them talking shit about him, right? Or whatever it might be, right?
What repercussions do they face in the long run?
Get out of here.
The question is not just the young people that I think are actually involved in these
Obama had the files
on the beaches across the
Biden had the files
in California, but also across
Why
the
did they wait for Trump to release them, right?
Where are the parents?
On himself,
I'm sorry
right?
to
Release
say,
the
I
files
think I
on
can say that question
himself.
because I am a parent
No, these
myself.
creeps want
Where are the parents?
the
and
creepy
where is
shit,
their
right?
responsibility in all this? And I think there's an ongoing discussion
They want
as to whether parents have to face
the
repercussions
unredacted
for the bad
images
behavior
and
of their youth when
videos
they're
and
caught
all
taking
this
over
shit, right?
towns, especially during holiday weekends. You know, the city of Chicago actually just shot down a measure that would have penalized parents, held them accountable, fining them up to $1,000. And the debate there being, you're just going to penalize parents that are probably already cash-strapped versus, well, we have to do something because these young people are not learning their lesson and parents have to be held accountable too. I think we have to get the answers to those types of questions in order to move this forward.
David.
Look, Don't blame the algorithm in TikTok. They're going to go after open spaces. It's new. Newport Beach is new, so they're going to go there. Punish the kids. Put them in jail, prosecute them. Your point about the state. By the way, I live in Miami. I saw that shutdown. I saw the shutdown of the George
I know,
Floyd
right? Goes through. They don't get it. They don't get it.
Miami Beach said no more.
Bill Clinton's in there. Oh, speak of the devil. I think I have this pulled up.
Code.
Let's pull this up real quick. I think I have it on X. I found it. I was like, oh, shit. I did not know this. Let me go to my bookmarks. Let me show you something here. Who do you think that is right there? With Bill Clinton, Maxwell, Bill Gates, Epstein. Look at that, boys. What do you think about that gentleman? He may very well be a victim, just like the guy from France, right? He was their boy, so to speak, right? So we know. Well, there's a picture of Mandami, right? There he is. He's in the files. There's the boy. There he is. What's the connection there? He's not. He's definitely in the files. There's an image right there, right? That ain't fake. Mandami family was very cozy with the Epsteins, the Clintons, the Maxwells, the Gates, way before anyone said watch a movie, right? Isn't that crazy? Absolutely crazy. And then there's like images of like his mom when he was a baby, like hanging out with these elite weird fuckers too. So I mean, come on, bro. Tomato. Quit having fucking manufactured fake ass outrage, because that's what's going on. It's fake outrage by people that just want to act like they're where did it go? And then I'm gonna move on to this one. Oh yeah, this is. The Fauci thing is getting crazy. Crazier by the day. Crazier by the day.
Is that Anthony Fauci did indeed fund gain-of-function research.
Yeah.
We have the evidence that the
there's
experiments were gaining in function.
He is a plant.
The viruses were becoming more lethal, more attachable to human cells, and more infectious. We do know that this
Epstein's
was going on and was funded by the NIH, specifically under the tutelage of Anthony Fauci.
It's very possible.
All of that. But
you know what he was up to?
Now. We know that the initial estimate by the scientists at the CIA was that this came from the lab.
He
was able to convince them otherwise. We now have evidence that in January of 2020, that he was already acknowledging that the virus did not come from the wet market, that the wet market was a spreader event, but wasn't an initial event because we had lineages of people.
Yeah, we all know the wet market theory was a bunch of bullshit. We all know it. We all know it today. We knew it then.
The chairman of the Senate Homeland Security Committee, Senator Rand Paul, on files released by the Office
and remember Biden with the auto pen had gone and, who knows who did it, right? The auto pen went and pardoned this guy for all alleged crimes that he committed from this time to this time. Just a preemptive pardon on what? He wasn't even accused of a crime.
Testify publicly under oath in front of Congress this month.
Wasn't even accused of a crime.
COVID-19 pandemic, which killed more than 1 million Americans. Fauci received a preemptive pardon
1 million Americans. This fucking Nazi killed
in January of 25 via auto pen, whose legality has been called into question. I want to bring in with more Senator Ron Johnson, a key member of the Senate Homeland Security Committee.
1 million
Senator,
Americans.
Good morning to you. You know, Anthony Fauci.
Bat virus.
Look, he's had plenty of time to
China virus,
let's
right?
be clear here. But the American people still want answers. What questions do you want answered if and when he appears in front of you?
Good morning, Cheryl. Well, we now know that he definitely
in
needs
the
that
brain,
pardon.
Yes.
Yeah. I think we also know that
we are a
Anthony
constitutional
Fauci
republic.
knew he was evading
There's
Obama's
no mention
gain-of-function
of
moratorium.
democracy. Actually, as a matter of fact, if you go back to the founding documents, they were very unfond of using the word documents, or using the word democracy in all the documents for a particular reason, right?
All over the world.
Kind of democracy they were aware of was what we may call today a direct democracy, right?
We knew he fully was under, aware
what the Romans practiced, right?
Dangerous research in the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Why would we be sharing that
if
kind
you
of
can keep it.
dangerous
scientific
research
if you
with
can keep
the Chinese government? So there's so much that we now know. We certainly suspected it. We're getting more and more documented evidence. So my questions would be centering on what did you know, when did you know it,
and how did you know it?
It would be really interesting to see how he responds. He's got a pardon, so he really can't plead the fifth. So He needs to be honest with us. He better not perjure himself. So this
It'd be a new crime.
I credit to Chairman Paul with really.
And honestly, the whole auto pen bullshit he did for Fauci, I wish it'd be challenged. It's unconstitutional. A president does not have the pardon ability. If you go back to Federalist Papers, I was reading it the other day. I kind of looked it up online, and I went back to the book and read the whole Federalist paper. I forgot which one it was on pardon power that's mentioned in there. They were against, and if you go back to the Declaration of Independence, there's a pardon. One of the lines of grievances relates to those types of pardons. They're not called pardons, they're called I forget what they are, what it's called, but either way, it's one of the grievances in the Declaration of Independence, and they spoke about it in the Federalist Papers of pardons were to be limited. They weren't, over-encompassing, encompassing future crimes that never existed. They were there in place because there's a history of political parties or factions going after each other, so it's to do away with that. So, like, you're not going to go arrest my buddy when you get back in office, or when I go in office, whatever, right? They were supposed to be limited to alleged crimes or crimes of maybe that have been convicted. It wasn't to be like, oh, this guy, if he ever commits a crime for the rest of his life, he's good, right? That's not what a pardon is.
As you know, a revolt by some House Republicans to stop the business happening in the House.
So I'd love to see him challenge all that bullshit that they did with Fauci.
One thing that political rights, I want to ask you about this. They say the lack of widespread GOP support for upending the voting systems, this is Save America, like Arizona, Florida, Alaska, it's an open secret on the Hill. Many Republicans credit mailed ballots with helping them win in tight
everything happens in doubles.
Your reaction to that?
It's just how it is.
I was a very early supporter of President Trump's call to end the filibuster. I've written a couple op-eds on it.
I agree. And if you know anything about the filibuster, guys, history is so important. Aaron Burr was actually the main architect of the filibuster. Aaron Burr was a traitor to this country, right? He was a traitor. He was the gentleman that killed Alexander Hamilton in that duel, that notorious duel. He is the founder of that, and it's been around. It's unconstitutional in my opinion, the filibuster, because what it creates is a super majority over the 51 versus, it changes the rules of passing legislation through. It changes the Constitution's method of passing laws with rules. The Constitution always trumps rules, laws. It's the supreme law of the land. You can't use Senate rules, House rules to rewrite the Constitution. That's effectively what the filibuster is. And I've always been against filibuster. I don't give a fuck if it's the Democrats or Republicans, kind of whoever's fighting to keep it or get rid of it. It's unconstitutional, period.
Because, I'm curious, and Maria has mentioned this repeatedly, do you take parts of Save America?
Yeah, we do need more duels. I agree. Military combat. I agree. I actually agree with
$67 billion emergency funding request.
And the thing is, if there's a good book written on the duel, Alexander Hamilton and
by Labor Day,
Aaron Burr's duel, that Hamilton actually beforehand was not intending to shoot him. He was intending to scare him off. So he underestimated Burr, right, and cost him his life. I think Alexander Hamilton was a badass. You study who he was. He was an orphanage raised in the Caribbean and on an island, and the locals were like, hey, this guy's a fucking genius. Let's put him through, common school or whatever they called it back then.
Maintain the filibuster, and I understand it's a legitimate reason to have the filibuster when Democrats have control.
He was the main architect of the first
when Democrats get control,
first United States bank, if you will.
So we ought to do it first. So start with the rule change, and then move toward just nuking it with 50 votes. That's what I think we ought to do.
All right. Well, we're going to be watching. You're back in session July 13th. Senator Ron Johnson, thank you for being with us this morning. Really appreciate it.
There's that. And let me get rid of this guy. Oh, and then this is pretty cool. I want to watch this whole thing. I was going to watch it earlier. I'll do the synopsis here that's in it. And I want to watch the whole thing, honestly. That's just the meaty part. So this is the 1950s, right? Anybody knows anything about Project MK Ultra, which was our government's efforts following the Cold War, or the Cold War leading up to, especially, and following the Cold War, I should say. They were doing all kinds of things. And the MK Ultra, I would say, is turned into an umbrella term, a brand, rather than, there was a lot more other programs. So when we talk about MK Ultra, yeah, the government's only going to talk about this one, but it's being now used as an umbrella term with a lot of different projects under it, right? So mind control, persuasion, they were using drugs. There was a particular study they were doing. They were in, I think this was in California. They were using prostitutes, right? And they were giving the prostitutes free reign to do their business, right? But they were making them give the Johns different hallucinogenic drugs and stuff like that, right? And then watching them. It's insane the shit they were doing. That's just one example. They were using different plants, herbs, just substances, things like DMT-like stuff, trying to find true serums, they were using all kinds of different things like mind control techniques, vibrational stuff, frequencies. I mean, anything you could think of and probably have seen in a movie, they were actually experimenting and trying. Very fascinating shit. There's a book written on this. My mind kind of goes blank on titles, but either way, it kind of went into like, it was focused on like the hallucinogenic side of it, which is like they were using like stuff from toads, like the shit off toads, smoking toads. That's kind of where it comes from. LSD, other type of hallucinogenics. I think they used some cannabis, which obviously proved nothing. And there's a bunch of other shit they were doing. It's fascinating as shit.
This sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it really happened. The CIA's top secret experiments that sought to gain control over people's minds. Fox News' Mike Emanuel has the story.
This hearing is about the crimes committed by the Central Intelligence Agency against the American citizens and the decades of secrecy used to conceal them.
Male, female, mentally ill. Spotlight on one of the most notorious chapters in the history of the CIA, MK Ultra, Vinci's research and experiments in the 50s and 60s with mind control.
MK Ultra was one of the most secret government programs in American history.
The ability to seize the control of a person's perceptions, memories,
and you got to know what you're getting into, right, Darla?
Historian Stephen Kinzer says the CIA chemist behind
Imagine
the operation
picking up a hooker and you're tripping out on LSD, right?
In foreign countries to use for experiments.
Human beings who would not be missed if they disappeared. What amounted to a license to kill issued by the U.S. government.
Journalist Tom O'Neill even looked into whether MK Ultra could have played a role in the Charles Manson murders.
How had Manson, a barely literate ex-con, acquired the ability to persuade ordinary young people to murder complete strangers simply because he had told them to?
Kinzer says the U.S. was willing to do anything it could to gain an upper hand during the Cold War. Ultimately, the CIA labeled MK Ultra a failure, but that may not be the end of the story.
A failure to their overall objective, but they continued with other projects.
That mind control is a myth. But whether it's still true is uncertain.
The program officially came to a close in the 1970s, and the files associated with it destroyed. But whether or not it really ended then and there, well, that...
Yeah, I wonder what happened there, guys, right? This is the full hearing. I'm not going to play that. I'm just going to play this guy.
Almost 50 years ago, the last congressional hearings into MK Ultra took place just a short walk from here in the Dirksen Senate office building. At those hearings, convened in August and September of 1977, representatives of the CIA told Congress and the American people
and a lot of the LSD that was going around was coming from government labs back then.
Had been a colossal failure. Because I believe Congress was never told the truth about what this program actually achieved. In fact, I believe the agency misled Congress in 1977 when it characterized MK Ultra as a failure. My name is Tom O'Neill, and in 1999, I accepted a magazine assignment to write a story about murders committed by a group of hippies called the Manson family. For those unfamiliar with this horrific episode of American history, in the summer of 1969, 4 young people acting on the orders of a cult leader named Charles Manson went to the home of movie director Roman Polanski and murdered everyone they found there, including his 8.5-month pregnant wife, the actress Sharon Tate. The victims were complete strangers to their killers. The following night, Manson's followers murdered another couple in the same grisly fashion. At the time I accepted the assignment, I'd never heard of MK Ultra and I wouldn't for another 2 years after I'd missed countless deadlines, lost the assignment, and fallen down a nightmarish rabbit hole trying to answer the question I couldn't quite shake. How had Manson, a barely literate ex-con, acquired the ability to persuade ordinary young people to murder complete strangers simply because he had told them to? The pursuit of the answer to that question led me to Dr. Louis Jolyon West, known to his friends as Jolly. West was one of the most influential psychiatrists in America. During his career, he crossed paths with some of the most controversial events of the 20th century, including the Patty Hearst kidnapping case and the aftermath of the John F. Kennedy assassination investigation. In 1977, West was one of 7 academic researchers named in a front-page New York Times story alleging that the CIA had used American universities, hospitals, and prisons as secret laboratories for experiments involving LSD and other drugs on unwitting human subjects. West vigorously denied the allegations.
Yeah,
he acknowledged that the agency had approached him, but insisted he had refused because he said LSD was too dangerous and unpredictable to be used on humans.
Almost all the way down to
he limited all of his research with LSD to animals. The revelations in the Times led directly to the congressional hearings held later that year. West's denials, however, were effective. He was never investigated, and his name never came up at the hearings. I'll spare you the long and tedious story of how my Manson reporting led me to West, except to say that I eventually learned that in 1967, when Manson transformed into the cult leader we are familiar with today, he and his followers were receiving free medical care at a clinic in San Francisco, where West had established a base of operations for a research project he was conducting nearby. After becoming intrigued by the allegations against West, I learned that UCLA, his last academic home, had inherited his paper following his death in 1999. Nearly 2 months and more than 200 boxes later, I found the proverbial needle in a haystack: correspondence between West and Dr. Sidney Gottlieb, the architect of MKUltra. The letters begin in 1953, just 2 months after CIA Director Allen Dulles authorized the program, and while West was stationed at the Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas, where he was chief psychiatrist at the base hospital. In his first letter to Gottlieb, West proposed conducting experiments on unwitting human subjects.
Yes, taking the country back.
Military personnel,
slowly but surely,
prisoners, and psychiatric patients
violence
at the base hospital. He then outlined the experiments themselves in 6 more pages that could have been written by
These
Joseph
guys are using
Mengele.
violence to maintain control.
LSD
it's not working.
in combination with hypnosis, West proposed inducing confusion, amnesia, and specific mental disorders in people who would remember nothing of their interaction with him afterward. He sought to develop techniques to extract true information and implant false information in unwilling subjects.
They were doing
alter
crazy shit.
The attitudes and
we always think
beliefs
of the hallucinogenic shit, but
loyal individuals.
there was a lot of things
going on.
going on.
To completely switch their allegiance from one group or leader to another. But it was another sentence at the end of that letter that stopped me cold. These experiments, he wrote, must eventually be put to test in practical trials in the field. Gottlieb's response could hardly have been more enthusiastic. My good friend, he wrote, I had been wondering whether your apparent rapid and comprehensive grasp of our problems could possibly be real. You have indeed developed an admirably accurate picture of exactly what we are after. West replied that there was no more vital undertaking conceivable in these times. There was another document in West's papers that had even more significant implications. It was a 14-page report that West wrote in 1956, just 3 years after he contracted with the CIA.
So Sasha,
in the report,
that's the guy
West described
who
administering LSD and other drugs in conjunction with hypnosis on unwitting human subjects. And then he made a remarkable claim.
I believe, or whatever.
He announced that he had learned how to replace true memories with false memories in people without their knowledge. In other words, he clarified, it has been found to be feasible to take the memory of definite event in the life of an individual.
He did like shit out of his own house, allegedly out of his own house on his own thing. I think it's on the
conscious
government.
recall to the effect that this event never actually took place, but that a different fictional event actually did occur. If West's report was accurate, this was not the failure agency officials described in 1977. Quite the opposite. It was, in fact, the central ambition of the MKUltra operation, the means of gaining the ability to seize the control of a person's perceptions, memories, and ultimately their behavior. But there was still one more discovery, and this time I found it.
Yeah, he also was like
in the National Security Archives at George Washington University, the official repository of the CIA's MKUltra records, which were released to Congress after the 1977
experimented on shit.
In those holdings was a different versions of West's 1956 report. The original paper had been replaced by a 4-page summary that did not exist in West's files and appears to have been written by someone else. His claims about replacing memories were gone. In their place was a theoretical discussion of
at that time it was the OSS, right?
States. The versions applied to Congress concluded that the effects of LSD and similar drugs on dissociative states had, and I'm quoting, never been studied. Never been studied.
Mama Bear, I read something about that, and it's kind of on the hush-hush, right? It's just like some person's like, I have this source that's saying it. I did hear that today, though. Yeah.
Speed the induction
of the hypnotic the guy's been a fucking vegetable for a long time, right?
Those passages have been removed in the report turned over to Congress.
Mitch,
the discrepancy could not have been more stark.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
Nearly 50 years ago,
LSD was not shit. He was
it had been given the truth about MKUltra. It had not. In conclusion, I respectfully submit that these records, some newly available and others that remained outside the government's disclosure for decades, warrant a thorough re-examination of what the program accomplished, what Congress was told, and what may still remain hidden. I'm happy to provide the documents I've referenced today, and I've provided many additional details in my written testimony.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I tried to look up the whole hearing. I found it, but it was like Forbes breaking news. And that clip was from C-SPAN, so I had to go to C-SPAN and actually find like the whole fucking hearing, because usually C-SPAN puts it on their YouTube, but they didn't for some reason, which I found to be weird. C-SPAN usually has their whole thing like on YouTube at all times, right?
Democracy Unfiltered.
It's kind of weird. On the Democracy Unfiltered. Look at that, guys.
Networks.
It's a constitutional republic unfiltered. Jesus Christ.
Witnesses testifying on the CIA's MKUltra project, a 1950s mind control experiment. Experts claim that MKUltra, launched during the Cold War, consisted of at least 149 sub-projects, operated across more than 80 institutions, and involving 185 non-government researchers. Here's a look from the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee hearing.
This hearing from the Task Force on Declassification of Federal Secrets will come to order. Welcome, everyone. Without objection, the chair may declare a recess at any time. I recognize myself for the purpose of making an opening statement. This hearing is about the crimes committed by the Central Intelligence Agency against the American citizens and the decades of secrecy used to conceal them. The American people deserve.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know, Darla. And this is just the shit that they say behind closed doors too. I don't know. It seems like Congress has been. They think they're greater than the American people. They are our representatives. There's so many government secrets that I think that we should be privy to, and it's not revealing sources, methods, and other things and techniques, if you will. That doesn't jeopardize national security. I understand some limited secrecy, if you will,
psychological torture,
but this shit's over this went on for 20 everybody
years
involved is probably
soil,
dead.
Funded by American taxpayer dollars and authorized by the very top of U.S. intelligence apparatus. And this program, when it did end, the men who ran it did not cooperate with investigators.
I can't read
they did not
the
come
Cal.
forward. They committed another crime.
My shirt or a Cal shirt?
The documents this task force has reviewed are unambiguous.
DEI. Mine says DEI. Deport every illegal.
The director of the CIA, Richard Helms, prepared to leave office. He personally ordered the destruction of MKUltra records. The CIA official document in writing states, over my stated objectives, the MKUltra files were destroyed by the order of DCI Mr. Helms shortly before his departure from office.
In the house, right?
A separate internal account confirms that Helms telephoned Dr. Gottlieb
Behavioral
directly and instructed him to destroy,
project.
quote, all files pertaining to drug research and associated activities. Gottlieb compiled 4 people, spent an entire day tearing, burning down 152
1953,
files.
secretly
Then
tested
Gottlieb had
human
his personal papers destroyed by his
mind
secretary
control by
before he
using
retired.
LSD.
The head of the CIA-owned records center protested the destruction in
often
writing, but
without
he was
the consent,
overruled.
right? That is crazy.
That is obstruction of justice. That is criminal destruction of federal records, and neither individuals were ever charged with a crime for it. Helms received a $2,000 fine for lying to Congress about an unrelated matter and collected his government pension until he died. Gottlieb retired in Virginia and wrote poetry. No one went to prison. No victim was ever formally compensated by the government for the harm that they caused. By 1975, the Church Committee and the Rockefeller Commission had already established through sworn testimony
she
and the
looks like a
surviving
damn stripper, right?
1963 Inspector General report that MKUltra existed and that the CIA had run a program of human experimentation on unwitting Americans.
I can't say where I met her.
The scope and detail of what we know today
All
is
right,
largely
which strip
because of an
club, though?
accident. In 1977, an
I could see
archivist
that. I would've
diligently
showed up.
complying with a FOIA
Think
request
Luna's a little
discovered 7
firecracker, right?
boxes of MKUltra financial records
Not into the
that had
dark-haired
been
chicks, but hey,
misfiled and
this one I'll
escaped
make an
bonfire.
exception, right?
Those 7 boxes included the names of institutions, the name of subprojects, the researchers who participated, the specific operation that the CIA had funded, and without them, the vast majority of MKUltra would only be a rumor.
And this is not even the
intended.
fucking tip of the iceberg shit that
Those
was
7
going on.
boxes revealed the MKUltra
If you want to
comprised
really
at
go
least
down a road, a
149
rabbit hole, go look
subprojects
at the
operated
School of
across more than 80
Americas.
institutions
Wow, the
and
shit
involved
they were doing.
185 non-government researchers.
Nothing compared to this shit.
They revealed that the CIA covertly contributed $375,000 to
Yeah,
the
PP 's
hospital
drinking
research
again, I
wing,
think.
which
I'm
was
almost certain
approved
PP 's
directly by DCI Alan Dulles, which Richard Helms concurrence,
I think it's
so the
Lalo's
agency
cousin.
could use unwitting patients as experimental subjects
Jeez.
in what their own documents called a hospital safe house. The CIA-owned Inspector General said in 1963 his classified report concluded that the program had exceeded the agency's legal chapter and covert testing on unwitting subjects placed the rights and interests of U.S. citizens in jeopardy. The program ran for a decade
it was a
that we
gentleman's
know
club,
of,
right?
and they ignored their own watchdog. Let me be clear what I believe that we are dealing with
I could
here.
see that.
Administering drugs to people without their knowledge or consent, subjecting humans to psychological torture, and using prisoners and hospital patients as non-consenting research subjects. These are crimes against humanity. The Central Intelligence Agency committed them, and then the director of the CIA was ordering the destruction of evidence. Today, we will hear from 2 witnesses who have spent years unraveling the cover-up that our government ordered. Stephen Kinzer documented the life and crimes of Sidney Gottlieb in his book, Prisoner of Chief, and Tom O'Neill spent over 20 years investigating what the CIA buried and what they obscured that, in my mind, constitute some of the worst notorious crimes against humanity in the 20th century. Their persistence in the research in this hearing is possible simply because they are patriots. The American people deserve the complete record. The victims and their families deserve acknowledgement, accountability, and justice. And this Congress has a constitutional obligation to make sure that the CIA never does this again. With that, I'm going to be opening up first questions, and I'll hold my questions to the end to Representative Burleson. But before I do pass it, I did want to just note, a few weeks ago, we did receive reports. There's some back and forth regarding the CIA and ODNI pertaining to...
Yeah, and if anybody studies like the history of like intelligence services, especially during that time, so you had Alan Dulles,
in the process of declassifying.
he was in during most of this stuff, he was the top guy. He actually was the guy that approved it. Going on after that, and it was later Richard Helms that continued the program. He was actually the guy that authorized the destruction of all those records.
With your help.
For what reasons? Well, we kind of know, right?
Documents, but I did want to give you a quick update.
We kind of know.
Without further ado, I would like to now recognize Representative Eric Burleson for his questions.
And if you go back to what these people were involved in, especially
without objection, Representative Perry
Director
and
Allen,
Representative
right?
Higgins from Louisiana, Pennsylvania and Louisiana,
Iran,
is waived on to the committee for the purpose of questioning the witnesses at
Guatemala,
today's subcommittee hearing.
School of Americas.
I need the opening statement. Yeah.
Pretty
and
interesting
I'd like to now
shit.
recognize Dr.
What we were
Kinzer,
doing then.
witnesses for the opening statements. I have to swear them in. Stephen Kinzer is a historian, journalist, and author of Poisoner-in-Chief, Sidney Gottlieb, and the CIA's Search for
The
Mind
flag
Control.
burner, Richard.
Tom O'Neill is an investigative journalist who authored Chaos, Charles Manson, the CIA, and the Secret History of the 60s. And Elizabeth Genexi, did I say that right, ma'am?
Damn, now I'm all
Genexi
thinking about is that
an
damn
independent
gentleman's
consultant
club when I
and
look
former
at
senior
her.
program
How
officer
dare you?
at the National Institute of Health. We look forward to hearing what you have to say today on this important subject. Pursuant to Committee Rules 9G, the witnesses will please stand and raise their right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Let the record show that the witnesses answered in the affirmative. Thank you. You may now take your seat. We appreciate you being here today. Let me remind the witnesses that we have read your opening statements, and it will appear in full in the hearing record. Please limit your oral statements to 5 minutes. However, if it does go over, we will not be gaveling you out. As a reminder, please press the button on the microphone in front of you so that it is illuminated and members can hear you. When you begin to speak, the light in front of you again will turn green. After 4 minutes, the light will turn yellow, and when the red light comes on, that means that your 5 minutes has expired, and we will ask you to please wrap it up. I would now like to recognize Stephen Kinzer for his opening statement.
Thank you very much,
Pam, calling people racist,
let me begin
right?
by expressing my gratitude to this task force for confronting the enormous issue of
who the hell is Pam, right?
of government
That's what I've been
documents
saying. Who is Pam?
and the culture of secrecy that
No one knows
enables it. I'm especially gratified by your interest in MK Ultra, the project the CIA carried out through the 1950s in an attempt to find the
To the
secret of
70s.
mind control.
20-some odd years.
MK Ultra was one of the most secret government programs in American history.
One of
The chemist who
many.
directed it, Sidney Gottlieb, lived in total anonymity. My book, Poisoner-in-Chief, may be the most complete account of MK Ultra that exists in public, but I'm painfully aware that I have discovered only a small portion.
He's speaking
of
in
what
code,
MK
guys.
Ultra
Like,
was
these
and
guys
what
have to
Sidney
beat around the
Gottlieb
bush
did.
because when someone's
In
involved
1951,
in
the
things
CIA
and they
hired
publish a book,
Gottlieb and
especially,
directed
you
him
have
to
to
launch
go
what
to the
became
intelligence
MK Ultra.
services and get those books.
Gottlieb
It has to be
believed that
approved.
in order to
You
find
actually
a way
sign
to
a contract
implant
where
a
you
new
publish
mind
stuff,
into
even if it
someone's
doesn't touch
brain,
upon
you first
sensitive
had to
material. You have
find
to
a
get
way
permission.
to destroy
It has to
the
be
mind that
reviewed.
was in there already.
So he's beating around
In
the
its
bush. He
search
says
for
that's
ways
in
to
public,
destroy
right?
a human mind and body, MK
Ron
Ultra
sent
conducted
the
most
star.
extreme
Appreciate it. Thank you,
experiments on
Ron.
human beings
I would play
that
the
have ever
music, but the
been
damn thing is
carried out
not
by a
working. Let me
US
try it
government
again.
agent. And even in Latin America.
Actually, I'm going to fix that while this
Officers
is
of
playing.
MK Ultra were
I can
authorized to
fix
travel to foreign countries, preferably those under formal or informal U.S. occupation, and ask the local CIA
Appreciate it,
station
Ron.
to provide them with expendables, human beings who would
Heavy.
not be
Appreciate
missed
it.
if they
Sent the
disappeared.
gold coin. I'm about to get that
Gottlieb
sound rocking
had
and
what
rolling again
amounted
because
to a license to
it's not
kill
working. I'm going to, it takes me 2 seconds,
issued
actually.
by the U.S. government.
I'm going to go silent for a minute here to get that
Neither
fixed
the
for you
number
guys.
of MK Ultra
Overlay.
victims nor the number of those who were experimented to death is known. Gottlieb, as a result of this license to kill, might have been the most powerful unknown American of the 20th century. Some information about MK Ultra spilled out during the 1970s, but senior CIA officers had intentionally let Gottlieb operate without supervision. So they were able to claim that they knew nothing about his excesses. This was a way for the CIA to deny its institutional role. When Gottlieb and his mentor, Richard Helms, left the CIA in 1973, they illegally ordered that its records be destroyed. Soon afterwards, under DCI Stansfield Turner, a CIA analyst, as you pointed out, Madam Chairman, discovered a cache of MK Ultra documents hidden among financial records. Turner credited that analyst with doing a very diligent job of Sherlock Holmesing. That same diligence, I believe, could bring results today. One of the great mysteries of MK Ultra has to do with the death in 1953 of an MK Ultra scientist, Frank Olson, who had announced his intention to quit the project. His plunge from a New York hotel room
alleged plunge, guys.
Suicide of an Army scientist.
See his eyes open when he said that.
Not an Army scientist. He worked for the CIA, and evidence suggests that his death may not have been a suicide. So there could be hidden documents that could illuminate this case. I would also point out that in addition to searching for unknown documents, this committee could do a tremendous service by simply asking for the end of redactions on the documents that we now have. There are reams of documents about MK Ultra that have heavy sections redacted. In the 1970s, this was justified by the argument that it had only been 20 years since these terrible things had happened and revealing details might affect national security. Now 70 years have passed. That argument can no longer be valid. So I would urge this committee to try to fill out all the blank spaces in the documents that we have.
Nearly 100 years.
There. This task force could also consider trying to determine whether some new incarnation of MK Ultra exists today. When the main phase of MK Ultra drew to a close in the early 1960s, Sidney Gottlieb concluded that it had failed. That in fact there is no such thing as mind control. Even if he was right, however, he may have been right only at that time. In the many decades since then, there have been enormous advances in cyber technology, in artificial intelligence, in neuroscience.
Imagine the projects that they have going on now. It's actually a lot easier. They use social media, flicker rates, and drugs and chemicals. And
it may well have been true in 1963 that mind control is a myth. But whether it's still true is uncertain.
Right.
And that question.
Look at that guy in the back. What's up with that guy?
Mind control might now be possible.
The fucking fuzzy hair. He looks like he's on a mission, right?
Is something that has presumably occurred to scientists who work for secret services, including our own.
That weirdo in the red shirt.
This task force has a chance to connect the past to the future. A renewed effort to find MK Ultra documents from the 1950s and to fill out the redactions of those that have been released might shed new light on how the CIA operated during that period. It could also inform a new inquiry into whether any mind control projects are now underway inside the U.S. security apparatus. That might help prevent the emergence of a 21st century MK Ultra that could be even more destructive than the original. Thank you.
Thank
Good
you
day,
very
crew.
much,
What up, Douglas? How we doing?
I now recognize Tom O'Neill for his opening statement.
Oh, sorry. Should I start over? Thank you, Chairwoman Luna and members of the committee. It's a privilege to be here today. Almost 50 years ago, the last congressional hearings into MK Ultra took place just a short walk from here in the Dirksen Senate office building. At those hearings convened in
what they
August
talked
and
about in the
September
skiff, right?
1977,
At those times,
representatives
the shit
of
they
the
were
CIA
talking about.
told Congress and the American people that its
All of it
25-year effort to control human behavior had been a colossal failure.
All destroyed by Richard Helms.
Congress was never told the truth about what this program actually achieved. In fact, I believe the agency misled Congress in 1977 when it characterized MKUltra as a failure. My name is Tom O'Neill, and in 1999, I accepted a magazine assignment to write a story about murders committed by a group of hippies called the Manson family. For those unfamiliar with this horrific episode of American history, in the summer of 1969,
they were definitely doing some shit, right?
The orders of a cult leader named Charles Manson went to the home of movie director Roman Polanski and murdered everyone they found there, including his 8.5-month pregnant wife, the actress Sharon Tate. The victims were complete strangers to their killers. The following night, Manson's followers murdered another couple in the same grisly fashion. At the time I accepted the assignment, I'd never heard of MKUltra, and I wouldn't for another 2 years after I'd missed countless deadlines, lost the assignment, and fallen down a nightmarish rabbit hole trying to answer the question I couldn't quite shake. How had Manson, a barely literate ex-con, acquired the ability to persuade ordinary young people to murder complete strangers simply because he had told them to? The pursuit of the answer to that question led me to Dr. Louis Jolyon West, known to his friends as Jolly. West was one of the most influential psychiatrists in America. During his career, he crossed paths with some of the most controversial events of the 20th century, including the Patty Hearst kidnapping case and the aftermath of the John F. Kennedy assassination investigation.
No one's banned you.
In 1977, West was one of 7 academic researchers named in a front-page New York Times story alleging that the CIA had used American universities, hospitals, and prisons as secret laboratories for experiments involving
douchebag from
LSD.
yesterday. He's actually the only person I banned. I'm going to go unban him right now, and I'm thinking about it.
West vigorously denied the allegations.
I got to figure out how to do it, though.
He acknowledged that the agency
fucker was like 8647, 8647. It's like, all right, bro.
Because he said LSD was too dangerous and unpredictable to be used on humans.
I got to go unban his dumb
He added
ass
that
now.
he limited all of his research with LSD
if I could figure it out.
The revelations in the Times led directly to the congressional hearings held later that year. West's denials, however, were effective. He was never investigated, and his name never came up at the hearings. I'll spare you the long and tedious story of how my Manson reporting led me to West, except to say that I eventually learned that in 1967, when Manson transformed into the cult leader we are familiar with today, he and his followers were receiving free medical care at a clinic in San Francisco, where West had established a base of operations for a research project he was conducting nearby.
There you go.
After becoming intrigued by the allegations against West, I learned that UCLA, his last academic home, had inherited his paper following his death in 1999. Nearly 2 months and more than 200 boxes later, I found the proverbial needle in a haystack. Correspondence between West and Dr. Sidney Gottlieb, the architect of MKUltra.
Yeah, I did it. I was emotional. Bill, I was all emotional. Kept doing the 8647 bullshit.
Authorized the program. And
yeah, I just unbanned him though. Only person. Now I know how to do it, so I should have just timed him out for a second or something, but whatever. Yeah, it was that
thing. In his first letter to Gottlieb,
tell him, bro, don't do it again, bro.
Fucking did it again. Human subjects, including military personnel, prisoners, and psychiatric patients at the base hospital.
I wasn't actually going to do it. I clicked it, and my fat finger clicked it, and I did it anyways. Like, I'm on the iPad, clicked it. Just too easy to do it. I can see why mods do it.
In combination with hypnosis, West inducing
I can see why mods do it. I mean, look at this PP. I just click their name, and it's bam.
And people who would remember nothing
like
of their
click, and it's done. I can see why moderators do it all the time.
It's like
it's too easy, right?
True information and implant false information in unwilling subjects, and to alter the attitudes and beliefs of, quote, previously loyal individuals.
Give a shield to someone?
In other words, to completely switch their allegiance from one group or leader to another.
Go ahead, PP.
But it was that sentence,
say something stupid.
But it was another sentence at the end of that letter that stopped me cold. These experiments he wrote must eventually be put to test in practical trials
look at that. See?
in the field.
Give him a shield, too.
Gottlieb's response could hardly have been more enthusiastic.
Not funny?
My good friend, he wrote,
Play the video. That would be
entertaining. Whether your apparent rapid
PP was a moderator for 30 seconds. Like, it's so easy. Like, it's so weird how easily you can ban someone, block them.
Accurate picture
kind of bullshit,
of exactly what we are after.
Not anymore, PP. Sorry, it's just an experiment.
Vital undertaking conceivable in these times. There was another document in West papers that had even more significant implications.
When he talked trash about Charlie. Yeah, I know, right?
That West wrote in 1956, just 3 years after he contracted with the CIA.
All hail the new mod.
In the report, West described administering LSD and other drugs in conjunction with hypnosis on unwitting human subjects, and then he made a remarkable claim. He announced that he had learned how to replace true memories with false memories and people without their knowledge. In other words, he clarified, it has been found to be feasible to take the memory of a definite event in the life of an individual.
I gotta go see if he was smart enough to go in there and do anything.
About the subsequent
probably banned every one of you bastards.
That this event never actually took
I don't know if he was that, or he or she or whatever they are, right? The they, them, or
actually
I don't think they're that smart, but you never know. There's some.
If West's report was accurate, this was not the failure
I gotta go check.
agency officials described in 1977.
No, they didn't put
Quite the
on the
opposite.
Good job, PP.
It was in fact the central ambition
of the
MK Ultra operation. The means of gaining.
Yeah, I looked. I didn't think of that. I went and looked right now. Well, let me refresh
and ultimately
the screen,
their behavior.
Actually.
But there was still one more discovery.
PP was like,
ban.
It does send you a nice little message like, welcome to the
Washington
club.
University, the official repository of the CIA's MK Ultra records, which were released to Congress after the 1977 hearings. In those holdings
Good job,
was the
PP.
different versions of West's 1956 report. The original
You had the
paper
opportunity
had been
and you
replaced by
failed.
a 4-page summary that did not exist in West's files and appears to have been written by someone else. His claims about replacing memories were gone. In their place was a theoretical discussion of LSD in dissociative states. The version supplied to Congress concluded that the effects of LSD and similar drugs on dissociative states had, and I'm
they want to gain their independence, right? They're like, hell yeah.
Never been
Strategic
studied.
alliance.
In the original report, West discusses observations from his own experiments, including detailed descriptions of using LSD to, as he wrote, speed the induction of the hypnotic state and deepen the trance in subjects. Those passages have been removed.
See, that's someone that knows the bells and whistles. Had I done it for So Tired Fuck, you guys all would be banned. 5 seconds. How do I sign up for
Nearly
the
50 years
experiment?
ago,
Yeah,
another
right?
congressional
Willingly,
committee
right? You don't need to
believed
do
it
it
had given the truth
unbeknownst.
about MK Ultra. It
People
had
willing
not.
to do it.
In conclusion, I respectfully submit that these records, some newly available and others that remained outside the government's disclosure for decades, warrant a thorough re-examination of what the program accomplished, what Congress was told, and what may still remain
I have
hidden.
no clue what you're even talking
I'm
about.
happy to provide the documents I've referenced today, and I've provided many additional details in my written testimony.
Thank you, Mr. O'Neill. I now recognize Elizabeth Genexi for her opening statement.
Chairman Luna and distinguished members
What a
of the
nice
committee.
introduction
Thank
there,
you for
Rick.
the opportunity to
The
testify
pleasure is
today.
his.
I'm a health research scientist
Oh,
with a
good Lord.
master's and doctoral degrees
You
in
know
psychology
she would
from
definitely
Georgia
shoot some people up with
University.
shit without their
I
permission.
spent 22 years from 2003 to 2025 as a scientific program
Holy
official
shit.
at the National Institutes of Health, managing more than $132 million in health research grants and co-authoring 18 federal
What the
funding
hell for
programs.
Canadians
I left the
liking their
NIH in
snowy
April
north
of
to the Mexican
2025.
border
I'm here
issue? I've never
today
heard that.
because what is happening to NIH right now is not reform. It is the replacement of scientific judgment with political control. For 80 years, U.S. federal investment in biomedical research produced outcomes that no private market would have funded. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the United States. NIH-funded research on blood pressure, cholesterol, and smoking drove a 56% decline in heart disease between 1950 and 1996.
Correlation, causation, though, you know.
Treatments
This
for
lady's
breast,
a doctor. She should know
lung,
better.
prostate, and childhood cancers, along with immunotherapies that converted previously fatal diagnoses into manageable conditions,
She should know
traced
better.
directly to NIH-funded research. HIV/AIDS were a death sentence
And
in
that was
1981.
that's
No
a whole
pharmaceutical
separate topic.
company
They
saw
actually
a
were doing that to the
profitable market
blacks,
for
right?
treatment. NIH ran
Inflicting
the
that
trials
community
that no one
and the
else
gays.
would run. The result was antiretroviral therapy and pre-exposure prophylaxis. Global AIDS deaths have fallen 54% since 2010. Rare diseases that affect 30 million Americans get studied at the NIH because no market will fund that research. Every dollar that's appropriated to the National Institutes of Health generates $2.46 in economic output. NIH-supported work contributed to 354 of the 356 new drugs that the FDA approved between 2010 and 2019. Cutting the funding source of that pipeline does not slow it, it ends it.
Gosh.
The proposed OMB federal financial assistance rule would give political appointees authority to terminate funded grants at any time without cause, including ongoing clinical trials with enrolled patients. This is not a hypothetical. NIH has already terminated or frozen thousands of grants, including hundreds of ongoing clinical trials since January 2025.
That's disinformation.
Concentrated in infectious disease, vaccine, and health disparities research. This proposed rule will make that authority permanent.
I hate disinformation.
The NIH director has eliminated the merit score thresholds that once protected peer review, and political appointees are right now overriding peer review outcomes to screen grants for alignment with administrative priorities. The proposed OMB rule will also severely restrict international research. We're managing an H5N1 bird flu outbreak that has more than 70 documented human cases. We recently concluded a hantavirus response that required CDC scientists working alongside Argentine counterparts. The current Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo is now the third largest on record and is outpacing containment efforts.
The Congo.
This rule will curtail exactly that kind of cooperation that we need.
The fucking Congo.
NIH lost 1,101
I don't know what the deal is there.
12
Bill Gates is like, yeah, the vaccines are great at the population
from 2025
control.
to early 26. More than half of the NIH institutes
Grok
right
better
now
get it
are
right or
operating
they're gonna
without
get
permanent
deported.
scientific leadership.
Solid
The
buzz from the
majority of its
bourbon with the
advisory
nicotine
councils
kick from the
required
cigar,
by
short-term
statute to
fun,
provide
long-term risk.
independent
Okay,
oversight
that's it,
have
Grok.
lost more than half
You're
of
outta
their
here.
members. The fundamental choice before this Congress is between a system where scientists make scientific judgments through
You're outta
accountable
here, Grok.
processes and one where political appointees make those calls instead. That choice will determine whether the next breakthroughs in cancer, Alzheimer's, antibiotic resistance, and pandemic defense will happen here, somewhere else, or perhaps not at all. I urge this committee to support a joint resolution of disapproval to block the proposed OMB financial assistance rule. That authority to replace peer review with political approval has not been granted by Congress and should not be.
Your time's expired. I'll be now going to myself.
Come on.
Thank you very much.
Questioning. Thank you, ma'am. My first question is for
Let them finish.
Mr. O'Neill.
Oh,
MK
let's go.
Naomi, the joint CIA Army program that ran parallel. She's a super freak, super freak. She's super freak.
Darla! I bet
Army
this
records
lady
on
is
Special
fun at
Operations
parties.
Division have
Yes.
apparently been
The
destroyed. In your
gentleman.
investigation, what
Are
did
we
you
talking
learn
about the
MK
doctor or
Naomi,
this
and do you
gal,
believe
Luna?
its
Both of
activities
them.
were even more
Thank you,
serious than what we
Darla.
know about MK
Gifted
Ultra?
membership. Or no, membership for 1 month, not a gifted member. Thank you, Darla, for 1 month been a member. Appreciate it. Forgot you could do the little fancy messages after each month.
I kept my
Appreciate
focus
it, Darla.
mostly on
Being
Dr.
a member
West and his
of
work.
the
I do know
as a
that
UNR
the only reason
patriot.
I found the documents I found was because Dr. West
Darla is the
accidentally
swan.
left them in his papers, and he probably did that because he corresponded with Gottlieb under Gottlieb's assigned alias, which was Sherman Grifford, and he addressed all his mail to a post office box here under a false corporation.
Thank you, Mr. I'm just going to real quick go to Dr.
like a
Kinzer.
good old
Are you aware of
bourbon
anything
and a
that exists
cigar,
with
right?
MK and Naomi? in
I
your
prefer
research?
the bourbon
And if you
over
could
the
please pass it
cigar.
on.
Not to mix them all the time, but if you're
My
gonna mix
understanding
them,
of MK Naomi
you got to have a
is
really
that
good
it was
bourbon,
a joint
right?
project between the
to
military
wash it
and
down.
the CIA. And there's
The
a big
unfiltered
difference
swan,
because
yes.
The MK Ultra project was aimed at seizing control of the minds
And I
of
like my
individuals.
whiskey neat. I don't.
The Army was interested
I mean, if
in
I'm going
something
to make a
different,
drink, it's
which
going to
was
be like an
trying
old
to use
fashioned
biological
or
agents in
an old
warfare
fashioned
against entire populations. So MK Naomi is the place where these two goals overlap.
Nightbot is
And
worse
that
than
was
all the other bots.
the
Yes.
1953 Frank Olson death. Was that in a way tied to that from some chatter that we had seen?
What's breaking your heart?
Exactly what the motivation was behind the decision about Frank Olson, if there was such a
Yeah, I
decision.
can't ban the
is
AI.
unknown.
Sorry, it's taking control.
My next question is also for you, sir. Operation Paperclip brought over 1,600 German
Paperclip.
scientists
This
into
is
the
the
United
during World
States
War II,
government after
after
World War II, including individuals who had conducted human experimentation in concentration
They did
camps.
crazy shit.
The
What
CIA
happened to all
military
those
were aware of
people?
their backgrounds and recruited them anyways. In your research, did you find direct documentation between Paperclip scientists and the development of MKUltra's experimental
dear leader would
protocols,
never lie.
specifically the use of mescaline, hypnosis, and sensory deprivation?
Where are those people?
Which were techniques also documented at Dachau.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the cute
Kurt
thing
Bloma,
to it's
who was
if you want to, if you
chief
got a
of
real hot and
biological
fiery
weapons development
bourbon,
for the Nazi
which
government,
most
came to
are.
work for
Yeah,
the
a little cube
CIA.
doesn't.
So did Walter
I like the
Schreiber, who
cubes
was
that
the
don't.
Surgeon
I like
General
the.
of the
If you're gonna
Nazi
do it, it's got to
Army.
be like the nice round or square
I can
cubes.
just tell
real-
a brief
I don't know what
story.
it
When
is.
I was
When they're
researching
bigger
my
and they're
book,
solid,
I found what I think
they
might
seem
be
to
the first
like
secret CIA prison or
not melt
black
as
site.
fast. If that
It's
makes
a nice
sense than the
chalet
smaller
in
ones.
Germany. And the guy who now
obviously
owns it
cools
took me
it
into
down,
the
whatever. But
basement.
the big round,
He said these
or
were the
square,
cells
I'll do
where
that. But if
the
it's small
MK
cubes,
Ultra
fuck, it just melts and
officers
waters it
working
down.
side by side with Nazis carried
Yeah,
out
the
those
one that
sorts of
paid her way through
experiments,
college.
which were actually just continuations of the experiments that those Nazis had been conducting just a few years
Damn,
earlier, right
102.
down
Yeah,
the road.
you know, that's
Just for
what's weird. A
timeline
lot
and
of people
clarification, these experiments were happening after the
do
Nuremberg trials,
smoke
correct? So the CIA
for
would have
long
known
periods
that
of
these
time,
were
and
crimes against humanity.
without the cigarettes, who knows what they would
I
have been
looked
doing,
for an
right?
episode in which the Nuremberg doctrines were posted on the wall in some MK Ultra or CIA
Whoa, the
office,
guy
and I was never able to
shapeshift for a
find
second.
any
You see
indication
that?
that those Nuremberg principles ever were even consulted, much less obeyed.
Thank you. My next question would be for either witness to comment, Dr. Kinzer or Mr. O'Neill. Both witnesses have written about the psychiatrist Louis Jolly West. Sidney Gottlieb, who ran MKUltra program for the CIA, hired West as a contractor to conduct research for subproject 43, combining hypnotism, drugs, and sensory deprivation to create dissociative states.
Lucky
in which,
strike.
to quote Mr.
Strikes
Kinzer
no
in his
joke.
book, Poisoner in Chief,
Non-filtered.
the human mind could be pulled away from its moorings. Following the assassination of President John F. Kennedy,
I mean, it's
West
all natural.
psychiatrically examined
The
Jack
filter
Ruby,
is where
then
the
in
poison's
prison
at,
for
right?
murdering the president accused of the assassination, Lee Harvey Oswald. The assassin accused of murdering President Kennedy, Lee Harvey Oswald. A report emerged from West's examination said that Ruby had suffered a acute psychotic break. Can you explain why Dr. West in particular was chosen to conduct an examination of Jack Ruby alone in his jail cell with no other psychologist present?
Happy to.
That's sad.
West
That
inserted
sucks,
himself
Noel.
into the case
Wasn't the
when
cigarettes
Ruby
that killed him,
was
right?
the day of the shooting. The day after the shooting, West approached the judge in the preliminary hearings and asked to be assigned to the case. He was refused by the judge. After Ruby was convicted at his first trial, an associate of West, Dr. Hubert Winston Smith, who was a psychiatrist and an attorney, took over Ruby's defense for his appeal, and he had already discussed appointing Ruby to the case, or excuse me, West to the case. And as you said, West examined Ruby alone at the jail cell and emerged to announce that in the preceding 48 hours he had an acute psychotic break from which he would never recover. He had been declared competent to stand trial the first time by a panel of, I think, 8 psychiatrists. This psychotic break lasted until his death in 1967, 2 months after West examined
See the shit
him,
that people say,
Ruby
like
testified
it's
for the
weird.
first
Like, what
time
it,
and only
PP,
time
how
to
does
the
that even
Warren
make
Commission.
sense what
It
you're
was
saying?
the first
Like,
time he ever publicly
you guys are like
was
obsessed
supposed
with
to say
Charlie
what
Kirk.
his reasons were
You're
for
obsessed
shooting
with like
Oswald.
violating people's shit. You guys are so obsessed with like the weirdest shit. Like how
incoherently, and
it doesn't even make sense, dude.
who was a counsel
Chick,
to the
whatever the hell
commission,
you
wrote
are.
in his memoirs.
It's weird. You're
He
just
pulled
weird.
him aside and said that they were
I bet you don't
cutting
have
off the
any
arms and
friends.
legs of children in Albuquerque and El Paso, and he said he was making no sense whatsoever. West, in his letters to Gottlieb from 1953, discussed experiments where he would induce specific mental disorders in people without their awareness. A year before the Kennedy assassination, he publicly spoke in Oklahoma City and talked about his LSD experiments inducing psychiatric breaks and psychosis in people with the use of LSD, which of course later contradicted what he told the New York Times when he said he never used LSD in animal experimentation.
What an interesting connection. I'm out of time, but I'll be now recognizing Mr. Burleson from Missouri for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for your diligent work on this, and hopefully we will hear back
American
from the CIA
sports,
on
or the
those
lack thereof, right?
boxes of documents that have so many questions about. Dr. Kinzer and Mr. O'Neill, the CIA
good old wacky
created
tobacco.
MK Ultra in 1953, supposedly out of fear that the
I know,
Soviet Union and
the
China had
tar,
developed
the
mind
Riri.
control capabilities. Let me go back a little bit further. So one of my questions has to do with the event that happened in 1951 in August in France. There was a bakery that I guess the people that lived in that community, over 250, some say 300 people were poisoned from the bread. It was determined that that was LSD that was causing all of these
Imagine
people
going to the
hallucinate.
bakery and you're fucking
Some people died. Is there any connection,
overdosing
Dr.
on
Kinzer,
LSD because they
to
put it in
that
the fucking
event?
bread,
Was
right?
was that something that either inspired the MK Ultra program or the
Holy
MK
shit.
Naomi program, or is that something that we were involved in even that early on?
I would turn that question back to you. I don't think
Yeah, you're the
anybody
guy
really
in Congress.
knows the full story of what happened at that time in that town in France. That the United States could have been involved. That this could have been part of what was then called Operation Artichoke, the predecessor for MK Ultra, seems to me not beyond the realm of possibility. There's a lot of overlap between the ergot enzyme that is the basis of LSD and certain rye and wheat funguses that can be used in breads. Was that something intentional? Was it something the Americans were involved in? I have my suspicions, but just based on my background as a journalist, I don't operate on suspicions. So I would love to see more investigation of that episode.
My next question has to do with once the program began. I think one of the most shocking things that we've determined is the Operation Midnight Climax that occurred in the early 1950s, 60s, where the CIA had safe houses. And there was, I would say, Dr. Kinzer, I mean, this is extremely disturbing behavior that was happening, where you had American citizens who were being lured into these
hookers,
like brothels, and then dosed with an hallucinogenic, and then filmed
several
during their
different
sex
types
acts.
and all kinds of substances.
Was there anyone prosecuted for these crimes?
No, there have been no prosecutions for any crime related to MK Ultra, as far as I know.
And they're all
The
dead.
remarkable aspect of that
Are we going to overlook
Operation
that?
Midnight Climax was that there wasn't even the pretense of scientific experimentation. The person watching behind the one-way mirror was a grossly overweight drug officer sitting on a portable toilet and drinking cocktails out of a pitcher. There was nobody there that was a scientist or somebody who understood sexual behavior or human psychology. So there was no science involved in it at all. I can add
They
a little
destroyed all the
footnote.
documents. How do you
When
know?
I was researching Poisoner in Chief, I came across a document in which one of the officers involved in setting up that
Who the
program,
hell's Pam?
Operation Midnight Climax,
I don't know who Pam
said
is.
that Sidney Gottlieb himself used to fly from Washington out to inspect the project regularly and always asked that women be provided for him. So
that was my next question. Do you think that
wonder,
the agents were involved in the sexual encounters?
Well, and could that have actually been the reason why the bordello was opened? There was no prospect of
I hear it now.
scientific result
You hear the
out of
list?
that project, given the personnel.
Someone has to
overseeing
point it out.
So those CIA officers,
Well,
particularly
CIA
Gottlieb,
officers.
involved in overseeing Operation
Overseeing.
Midnight Climax, certainly were able to take advantage of what it offered.
Thank you. My last question. First, I want to say thank you to Mr. O'Neill. The book Chaos, I checked it out from the Library of Congress and greatly appreciate your work there. I was intrigued by one of the statements that you made based on your research that the MKUltra program, they were actually successfully able to replace memories. And because of that, I'm wondering if, and Dr. Kinzer, you can chime in if you have
able to replace memories in the 50s, 60s, 70s, guys. Imagine the shit we're doing now, the shit Elon Musk is doing with the Neuralink and all that shit. I'm telling you, this shit is
the program
this shit is
after
peas.
1973 when it was
This shit is nothing they were doing back then. They don't even need the drugs now.
I honestly, that's a question I'm asked at almost every appearance I do. Is it happening today? Did it continue? I don't know. I can't imagine that it didn't, though, because the technology that they worked to establish over 20, 25 years and spent more money on than any operation the CIA had ever conducted was successful. I imagine it's being used. I have no evidence of it being used, so it's a complete assumption.
That is crazy.
I would just add that one of the letters to which Mr. O'Neill referred contains a quote from Mr. Gottlieb saying that these experiments were necessary, quote, in these times. I think it's important to put yourself back in that mindset where the United States felt that it was under such overwhelming threat that the loss of a few lives or a few hundred lives was a small price to pay. Commitment to a great cause is one of the most fundamental justifications for committing immoral acts.
Yeah, imagine the shit we have today.
Patriotism is among the most noble of causes. It can
We
be
don't need the
twisted,
drugs.
and it can be used as an excuse to carry out research under the guise that this is simply research we're doing to protect ourselves against others. And I think that is a mindset that may still be active in some parts of our government.
Yeah, decades and decades. And they're still doing it. This is just Operation MK Ultra, right? Was just one program that's discontinued. Went on for almost 50s to 70s, right?
To the witnesses for coming
there was
today.
Many other programs,
testify about MK
you know,
Ultra.
offshoots, you know, things that, you know,
Dr.
they definitely
Genexi,
have something
you
crazier
said you
than
worked
this shit
for the
going on.
NIH, is that correct?
That is correct.
And you left in 2025?
That is correct.
I noticed during your
I know,
opening
right, Darla?
statement that you had
Freaks me the
nothing to
fuck out,
say
too.
about the content of this hearing being about MK Ultra.
Oh, wow. District 2
Your
in Arizona
statement seemed
finally
to
got
be
a
based
fucking
more on your
Republican.
issues
I didn't know
with
that.
this administration's attempt
Flagstaff,
to
Sedona
and rein
is
in the
very
NIH.
liberal.
Is that a fair assessment of your opening statement?
My opening statement was talking about the destruction of the NIH and cancellation of grants and political control of the NIH.
You could fix the
would
Mace
you
space,
deny that the
probably.
NIH
Yeah, it's crazy.
had
If they're able to
in, the
replace
funding
memories,
of
they
the
can
Wuhan
instill
lab?
memories. They could take away
I don't
memories,
have
right?
any knowledge about any funding.
Like this lady,
related
you
to
know
the
she would
Wuhan
willfully
lab.
experiment on people
So are
without
you
a doubt.
denying that the NIH
I'm
funded
basically
the
here to
Wuhan
talk
lab?
about what's happening right now at
Yeah,
the
right,
NIH.
we have a lot better
And
drugs
how
today.
we really should be letting science be driven by scientists and not by politicians.
Well, do you-
Because that's how we fund cures and make health progress.
Well, with all due respect, ma'am, do you find it ironic that for years we were told to trust the science, and then in
Yeah,
the
right.
aftermath, we've all found out that most of what we were told during COVID was a complete lie, and it wasn't scientific at all?
The number one thing that I think that we're doing to destroy trust in American science right now is canceling clinical trials in the middle of those clinical trials. This does incredible harm to the patients who are
I mean, they do it to kids with the flicker rate and shit in the video games.
And it really destroys the trust that we have in how do we recruit patients for future trials if they are knowing that their trials could just be simply canceled for political reasons.
Right. I don't think anybody up here would deny that there's never been anything good that's come out of the NIH and that you guys have done some good work. But you just brought up trust.
I remember when I was a kid,
you
Marble...
think the NIH has a trust problem based on how they handled COVID?
I mean, it wasn't me, but
No,
I
I do
knew
not.
people
I
would
think
save
that
the little
the NIH is
fucking
beloved
things
by
and go
the
through the
American
catalog and
people
get like
because we
camping
know
gear and all
about
kinds of shit. My first sleeping bag
advances in human
was
health
one of those
and cancer
Marlboro
treatments
sleeping
and
bags,
heart disease
and I
and
got a
diabetes
tent, a bunch of Marlboro
all
shit.
Of the
It's pretty
health
cool.
gains that
I don't know if they do
research
stuff like
has
that
produced.
anymore.
Well, I think you're wrong, ma'am. I think the public has a serious mistrust issue with the NIH.
Yeah, we do.
Do you deny that the NIH tried to cover up the origin of COVID?
I'm not here to testify about that. That's not my area of science. I have no knowledge of that.
Do you believe that the NIH supported masking and social distancing when there was really no science to support that?
There we go.
What I'm more concerned about is what's happening right now to destroy the Biomedical Research Institute that has been the envy of the world. And right now, we're ceding our leadership in biomedical research to China. That's what's happening.
But you know, when you got shit off
covering
there,
up
you really
harmful
paid
side
for it,
effects of
right?
Vaccines.
You really
And the role
paid
that
for
the
it.
NIH has played in that. What do you have to say about that, ma'am?
The U.S. history of human subjects protection has evolved greatly. Numerous
smokers
research
saving the miles.
improprieties
Holy shit.
from the 50s to the 70s in the United States, including the Tuskegee syphilis study, forced Congress to establish formally federally
I'm not asking you about that.
mandated rules.
You know what I'm asking you about? I'm asking you about how NIH handled COVID.
Deflection.
Obviously, this is supposed to be a hearing about MK Ultra, but when you gave your opening statement, and I don't even know why you were called to this hearing because you didn't offer anything about MK Ultra. But since you are here and you're going to defend NIH, I'm going to call you out on it.
Amen. Amen, right there. Killed it.
Do you see now what I'm talking about? When you say that the NIH doesn't have integrity problems and trust issues, did you hear the applause in this room? That should tell you right now that you're pretty tone deaf to what the public thinks about how the NIH handled COVID and the cover-up, not only the funding of it, but the cover-up involved in the aftermath.
Killed it right there, guys.
I'm sorry, that's not my understanding.
Then why are you here?
Thank you. I want to acknowledge Ms. Boebert for the next round of questioning.
There we go.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to two of our witnesses who are here to actually talk on our subject here today. Mr. Kinzer, in your book, Poisoner in Chief, you describe how Project MKUltra was authorized by CIA Director Alan Dulles in April of 1953 as an umbrella program for research into the covert use of biological and chemical materials
a lot more shit
for
going
mind
on,
control
guys. This
and
is just a distraction, in my opinion, a lot of the time.
What specific geopolitical and intelligence concerns, particularly
matchwords when
regarding
I start talking
alleged
about shit
Soviet
like
and
that, 'cause
Chinese
an umbrella
quote, brainwashing
houses a lot
and
of things
Korean
under
War
it, right?
prisoners, drove this
Like I said, the
authorization
MK Ultra
and
has
how
become like
did,
the generic term
Cindy,
for all these programs.
Gottlieb's,
Even though MK Ultra,
unique
Operation
background
MK Ultra was just
and
one
and
program.
worldwide view shaped the
Or it's
program's
Project
direction
MK
and
Ultra is
methods
what it's
and
called.
ethical boundaries.
Let me start by answering your second question about Gottlieb. He was a very different person from all of the other senior CIA officers of that era. Most of them came from silver spoon backgrounds. They went to the same prep schools and the same Ivy League colleges and belonged to the same yacht clubs and worked for the same law firms and international banks. Sidney Gottlieb, son of Orthodox Jewish refugees from Central Europe. He had a limp. He had a stutter. He went to Hebrew school. He was so different from all of the other officers. And upon reflection, I think this may not have been an accident. I think that people at the CIA understood that whoever had this job was going to be doing some awful, terrible things that would be very bloody, that they might become known, and it might be necessary to blame it all on somebody. And they didn't want to have to blame it all on one of their own.
Yes.
So Gottlieb actually became the person on whom everything was blamed. In fact, when he testified in secret here in Congress in the 1970s, he complained that there were documents on which various signatures had been redacted, but his alone had remained. So again, is a way of diverting attention away from the institutional responsibility of the CIA and trying to blame it on one crazy person. As for the international situation,
is Danny and Chris listening to
understand this because there is a sort of parallel to
I
today.
just pulled their shit up on the other screen
CIA
here. It's like,
misinterpreted
I can't listen to
several key
this.
incidents in
I'm
the
going to
world,
bed. Have a
including
great
those to
night.
which you
We're
referred, the
losing
trial
people
of the,
here.
Cardinal Mindszenty.
They had like 300 people that done like
Hungary,
190.
and then
Like,
the
oh,
return
fuck.
of Korean
Yeah,
War
I can't
prisoners.
listen to Pam. I just can't.
Neither of those episodes really had to do with
I
mind
just
control,
can't.
but in the CIA, they were interpreted that
Watching
way.
the chat.
This gave the CIA
Bunch of
a
lurkers.
reason to pretend that its research was purely defensive.
I can't listen to that fucking demon.
So I think when you consider the world
Like I say,
situation
who's
and the
Pam?
sense in
Who the
Washington
fuck is
that we're
Pam?
surrounded by enemies,
I don't know who
that
Pam
becomes
is,
a
and I'm gonna
very
keep it that way. I
dangerous
don't care for her.
environment.
She's a loser.
Conspiracy theories
There's way
stem
better
from the
things in
growth
this world
of
to
the
talk about. And
covert
here I am
sphere.
talking about it.
There's a great contradiction in American life that we
Afraid
pretend
of
to
the
uphold
receipts,
certain
yes.
principles at home and abroad.
She might
But
expose
it's evident to
somebody.
many Americans that we actually operate in opposition to those principles.
Exposed.
And we operate by secret and anti-democratic means. That contributes to suspicion of government. And the very existence
exposed
of
for talking
MK
about it. I fucked
proves
up.
that some of the wildest fantasies about
Yes,
government
Bobert needs to talk
research
again.
are actually close to
We love the
reality. That
Bobert.
makes the paranoid mindset.
I like when she walks
seem
out of
ever more
Congress and goes
rational.
on the steps.
Thank you. And I'm going to have to
talks.
cut off several of my questions now, but that was very intriguing, so I wanted you to continue.
Very.
MK Ultra ultimately
Miss
encompassed
Boebert,
at least
too, guys.
149 sub-projects involving more than 80
149
institutions, universities, hospitals, prisons,
What?
pharmaceutical companies, often funded through cutout foundations to conceal CIA sponsorship. Can you detail
Boba
how
Fett. Speak of the
these
devil, we're just
funding and
talking
operational
about
security
not talking
mechanisms
about that
worked
person,
in
but
practice?
here we are.
And then just another subset, if I don't get back to asking a question, did the CIA or government or any of these entities ever say that what they were doing with MK Ultra and mind control
She looks
were,
different without the glasses,
were
doesn't she?
productive or
Whole
for
different
the
woman.
betterment of humanity? Did they ever make those claims?
I liked her with the glasses.
As for your second question, I'm not aware,
To be honest with you.
Other than in private communications, that the CIA ever
I was
claimed
arguing
that
with
it had made
Snow
great
Mexican
advances
for
under
what
MK Ultra
the
because
hell?
it largely denied that
Tried to
MK
ignore
Ultra
it,
ever
but
existed.
couldn't.
As for the foundations, yeah, these are Sidney Gottlieb created a couple of bogus foundations.
I mean,
They're
she
called
just seemed a lot
cutouts in
smarter. I
CIA,
actually listened to her when she wore the
slang.
glasses, right?
And these are foundations that appear to be
Not saying
independent,
she's dumb 'cause
but
she's a
actually
woman or
are fully
anything like
funded
that.
and
Just-
controlled by
she
the
looked a hell of a
CIA.
lot smarter,
It was
right?
those foundations that approached hospitals and clinics and asked them to become involved in research, particularly into LSD. So many of the institutions where these experiments took place did not even realize that those foundations were actually covers for the CIA.
Thank you very
Jeez.
much. And Madam Chair, I yield.
Creepy Joe is
Thank
the
you. I
Snow
now
Mexican. Oh my good
recognize
lord.
Representative Mace from South Carolina for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Thank
she
you so
looked
much.
very
Dr.
sophisticated.
Janexi, you work with the NIH.
I don't even.
correct?
I honestly, I didn't even recognize her
No, I
without the
am
glasses.
no longer affiliated with the NIH.
When did you leave the NIH?
Bunch of smart women in the
April of
Republican
last
Party, right?
April of last
And
year.
pretty.
Did you ever speak with Anthony Fauci or any of your NIH colleagues when you were
There we
there
go.
about the
Hit
NIH's
it out of
role
the park,
in funding
Mace.
the Wuhan Institute of Virology or the development of COVID-19 virus?
While she's
No.
under oath.
Do you believe that the NIH or Dr. Fauci lied to the American people about COVID?
No.
Are you familiar with Dr. Fauci's statements to Congress about COVID?
No.
You didn't watch any of Dr. Fauci. You worked at the NIH and you didn't watch any of Dr. Fauci's.
No, I did not work at NIAID.
Okay. Do you think that the COVID shots harm American citizens?
Mm-hmm.
No, I do
That's
not.
true, Heavy. Quite the look.
Do you think that the COVID shots cause turbo cancers?
No.
Have you read any, do you know if the NIH or NIAID track COVID shot injuries or cancers or anything harmful from them?
Now I know, Bill, right? It's amazing. You can tell the difference between a Republican and a libtard just by looking at them.
No.
Isn't that
What is
crazy?
your area of expertise?
I'm a research psychologist, and I did not work at NIAID.
And you're here for what reason?
I am here to testify about what is happening to the NIH right now.
You're not here to testify about MK Ultra?
Which is why we're having this
I am not
meeting.
an MK Ultra expert.
She's working with the
Why did
CIA to
Dems send you
distract
here if you're not
everybody.
an MK Ultra expert?
But I am an expert in
These
human
are not the
subjects
drones
protection,
you're
which
looking
is
for,
related,
right?
and in the conduct of human subjects research.
You couldn't tell what I am. I don't know,
But you
Pete.
don't know anything about MK Ultra, which is the purpose of this
Definitely
hearing.
a they, them.
All right, so I have a couple questions for our witnesses who are here
Knows
to
how
talk
to
about
pick 'em.
MK Ultra. And
Picks
thank
'em
you,
well.
gentlemen, Dr. Kinzer and Mr. O'Neill. What are some of the worst abuses that you're aware of in the MK Ultra program?
He likes the lookers.
I can start by just naming, I'll talk about one in particular that always sticks in my mind. In the federal prison in Lexington, Kentucky, a group of African-American inmates was segregated and fed what
Yes,
were
Patrick,
described
I have
in
the same problem.
protocol as double,
You can either
triple,
focus
and
on one or the
quadruple
other or
doses
jump
of
back and forth,
LSD
but you can't do
every
both.
day for 77 days.
I have the same problem.
Did they all survive?
We have no idea
Okay.
what happened to them. This has stuck with me ever since I wrote
mean, at
that
least
book.
men
What
can't,
happened to
right?
them? Did they ever find out
We're
what
not
was
that
given
smart.
to them?
We're
Did
not
they
that
think they were going
sophisticated.
crazy? Did they? I think if the
Do you think we're still experimenting on prisoners or people in prison
Absolutely.
today?
I don't have any.
Guy in the background.
I'm hoping there'll be another book
Fuck yeah.
about
Mr.
what's
O'Neill,
happening now.
what are some of the worst abuses in MK Ultra?
She needs to stop looking down like
There were
that.
many. The Frank Olson case, which was referenced earlier, that was a murder. I don't believe that was a suicide. And the
Frank Olson, that's
motivation
I think the guy that jumped
was
allegedly
because
jumped
he
the
was
army guy
maybe a
jumped out of a
whistleblower.
fucking
He
window.
worked at the CIA. He worked in the development of biological weapons, and he was planning to go public and announced that the United States government was using biological weapons in the Korean War. And also, he was going to share what he knew about MK
Yeah, it's
Ultra
impossible to
experiments,
focus on two things,
including
right?
lethal experiments. And there's a documented case.
How many, gentlemen, how many people do you think died through the MK Ultra program or were murdered?
No idea.
If those who died largely were outside the United States, many people were experimented to death in that safe house in Germany that I visited, and people in the neighborhood told me they knew.
Wasn't
what was
just in
going on
America
in
we
that
were doing this
house,
shit either,
and the
guys. It
people
was
who were experimented
global.
to death are now buried in what used to be forest plots that are now covered
Do
over
you think
with
the
apartments.
German government knew
She
what the
needs to
U.S.
stop
government was
with
doing? Do you
the
think there was a
Zach
partnership there or
exploits.
knowledge?
Yes.
Oh, good
There's
Lord.
a memo that was written by the German Secret Service to Konrad Adenauer, the
Mm-hmm.
Chancellor of Germany, telling him Americans are here capturing citizens, capturing people and conducting extreme experiments, which are in violation of German law. And Adenauer decided to put that aside and not to
I
investigate.
have one more
further.
question because I have 15 seconds. Is this a massive cover-up by the U.S. government?
It's certainly a cover-up of what happened in the past.
Mr. O'Neill?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Thank you, and I yield back.
Thank you, Representative Mace. I now recognize Mr. Perry from Pennsylvania for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chair. Thanks to the witnesses for being here. To Dr. Kinzer and Mr. O'Neill, I want to focus on the information that we do have and things of that nature. Do we know of, can you name the locations, say the prisons, the hospitals, other institutions?
The missing scientists? Why would they talk about
the
that?
cutouts, as you described, either
Hell
one
no.
of you folks described them, that would be familiar to us or the American people. Can you name these?
Yeah, if I could begin just by saying, at the end of the 1977 hearings, Senator Ted Kennedy and Senator Daniel Inouye, who were the co-chairs, demanded that there be an investigation to find out who were the perpetrators, where were the experiments conducted, and most importantly, to locate victims, compensate them, notify them, because many didn't even know they'd been experimented
locate
on,
them,
and
compensate
give them
them.
lifetime
Yeah, good
care.
luck.
President Jimmy Carter.
Most of the records were destroyed.
Attorney General Griffin Bell said
You better believe they weren't taking
begin an investigation.
extensive records like
That
demographic
never happened.
information,
Instead,
like on
the
names
CIA
and addresses.
created something
And
called the Victims Task Force to investigate.
they might have a
itself.
name here and there,
It's a
but like
two-man,
there's probably 20,000
investigation to
John Does,
locate
right?
Victims, and they
Like, which
only
one was
look
it?
for people who had been experimented on in the safe houses. They completely, because I interviewed both of them before they passed away, they completely
Reparations. I think I
avoided
was
institutional
under mind control. I mean, I
experimental
wasn't born in the
programs at
70s,
the
but
hospitals.
maybe after. I think I
You're
was
asking
under
about
maybe
the
a different
hospitals, the
program,
Oklahoma
right?
City
I want my
Hospital,
reparations.
Laughlin Air Force Base Hospital.
Let's all get our
Lexington
compensation.
Addiction Center, which Dr. Kinzer referred to, the Holmesburg Prison, Vacaville Prison, universities all over the country, Yale, Ivy League universities. None of those records there was a criminal investigation was also supposed to start into Gottlieb's destruction of the records. That had been announced by the Justice Department. And I interviewed Griffin Bell and asked him what happened to all those investigations and what happened to all those efforts to locate victims.
Brushed
He said
under
it
the
just must
rug.
have fallen through the cracks.
So it was the
Falling through the
DOJ
cracks.
that was supposed to investigate.
DOJ, the Department of Justice, and they just kept passing it off and passing it off.
You know if the DOJ in their investigation visited the places that you've named?
No, absolutely not. From
wait, hold on a second. They didn't, or you don't know?
Oh, no. I asked the two men
Right, Alan? I
who
know.
did the investigation, and they said all we did was look into what happened at the safe houses
There
in
you go, Cindy.
San
You could have
Francisco and
been
New York
part
City
of it
in
and not
1962,
even know.
Is it
65.
possible
drugging
that
you.
information and
Go ask for your
documentation
reparations.
remains at the prisons, the treatment centers, the universities where these things were conducted? Is that possible?
Yeah, well, I found Dr. West's records at UCLA in his file. Hospital records are really hard to get because of HIPAA laws. And prison records, the Bureau of Prisons do have a lot. So yeah, it is possible there's still documents buried places.
I'd love for him to go
What
back
were the
and look
age-
into some of this shit, right?
What were the average ages, if you know, of the people that were experimented on? Were these children? Were these middle-aged? Were they...
Well, there were adolescent studies done in juvenile detention facilities and jails with
Yeah, I
kids
agree with that, Wolf. None
who
of
were
us are
16,
immune to
17,
the
18 years
propaganda.
old, and at institutional schools for wayward kids, the National Training School for Boys.
There's a
here
way
in
to be
Washington,
aware of
DC
it,
had them.
especially persuasion and
So it ranged,
stuff like that, but no one's
from,
absolutely
I think,
immune.
adolescent, pre-adolescent, through any age.
If you could describe, either one of you, the number of potential victims, if you could make a
quantify
if you could
over
hazard
what,
a
from
guess.
the
Is it-
50s to the 70s?
149
Come on.
programs that we know of
149
that were subcontracted
programs
outside of
under this
149
umbrella.
separate programs.
So yeah, outside, and that's what we know
Fuck.
of. Again, everything we know of is minuscule compared to what was really going on. So
Right.
I mean, that could have been
Everything's
into the
been
tens of
destroyed.
thousands, and I believe that's another reason that nothing was pursued, because if those people were compensated, it could have
Destroyed.
Has there been any recent attempt to find, locate, identify victims of this?
Not that I know of.
I would just add that there's been considerable progress in this regard in Canada. There was MK-Ultra research going on at a psychiatric hospital in Canada.
Graduate high school.
The Canadian
Never.
government has made a real effort to try to find out who the victims were, and also to compensate them and to provide them with medical treatment. So if
Yeah,
we're looking
I
for
got
an
GED
example
too.
of
Nothing
a
wrong with
place where it
GED.
was done better,
Got my
even
GED
though it
right
was on a much
before I turned
smaller
16.
scale,
As I turned
Canada would
16,
be a
started
place to
college.
So other than embarrassment to the
I got
federal
a
government,
GED as
maybe
well.
agencies involved, and particular individuals who are probably likely
Ever
to
see a
cease
John
at this
Wayne
point,
movie,
what
right?
is the
I always blame
what is the
fucking Canada
reason for the
everything.
mass
Ever seen
redaction
South Park, the fucking
of
bobbly
the
heads?
information
Blame Canada.
that we do have? Has any reasoning been given?
Shame?
I'm sorry?
Shame?
That's what I'm saying, other than embarrassment, but I think it stands to reason that probably the individuals involved in conducting and authorizing
Yeah, exactly.
this
Off
activity
the
are
record.
probably
That's exactly what it
all
means.
deceased.
Nothing at
Sure.
all.
At this
There's
point.
nothing really
Is there any
to
reason
destroy.
to believe otherwise?
I make those arguments in my FOIA requests, but it doesn't get me anywhere. I don't know about you, Dr. Kinzer.
All right, my time's expired. I'll give
Thank you, Representative Perry. I'm now going to go to a second line of questions. So I'll be recognizing
Yeah, they have
myself,
complete. Arizona State
Representative
University
Glover
does an
and
online
either of the
high school
representatives
now.
if they'd like to
Completely
join in.
online high school.
I
Arizona
wanted
State
to
University.
elaborate further, Dr. Kinzer, on what you had stated
So you
about
do all this shit
potentially there
online
being
now,
bodies, the
which is
locations,
kinda crazy,
Germany,
right?
because I'm going to reach out to the German government after this to get the ball rolling on that, if that is indeed the case. Can you just elaborate further on what you were hearing from
building a
people
list
in
of
that area, what they were
reparations.
saying, and then also to potential locations of bodies?
First of all, the memo that Chancellor Adenauer received is on the record. You can find that memo warning that these operations are going on.
Just a warning,
I did speak to people who lived in that area, and they all understood. Some of them had cooperated with an investigation by a German magazine, Der Spiegel, that called that house the CIA torture center. And in that article, it said there were deaths, but the number is not known. So it was a secret
A known
to us.
unknown.
But what we were doing
right?
in that house was really not even a secret to the people in the neighborhood. It reminds me of the bombing of Cambodia. It was a secret to us, but if you were living in Cambodia, you would have known about it.
You would have fucking known.
So I think there is fruitful ground for research looking into what happened
That
in
fucking
Germany.
guy in the
and seeing,
background, cross-eyed and shit in the red
what can be
shirt,
found out
scraggly
about
ass
these
hair.
hugely destructive,
Floating eyes.
devastating projects that were essentially
is he doing?
systematic torture going on in this house and who knows how many others.
Just to confirm, too, when you found
Unknown,
the initial
unknown,
transcripts
yeah.
with the chancellor or correspondence, was there a response from the U.S. government to the Germans?
No. The U.S. government would possibly have advised Adenauer not to pursue it, but I don't think Adenauer would have even needed to be told that. He would see it, he would understand his close partnership with the United States made it impossible for him to criticize anything the U.S. was doing. Don't forget this was not so long after the end of the Second World War. So no, there was no effort by the United States ever to reveal anything about what happened in Germany. And in fact, one of the FOIA requests that I made that was never fulfilled, and one that
there's so many tunnels. There's a tunnel that goes under the White House that has like a jet-like thing on it.
He went to Germany and went to live there as a
The
case
president can
officer.
get from coast to
I
coast.
was never able to find out what did he do during 2 years in Germany. There were huge
That's
numbers
been
of
kinda
MK
well
Ultra
known.
experiments going on in Germany, including a number that were fatal. That would be a very interesting catch of documents to find.
Yeah, both the guys.
We
You
will
see him, the
definitely be
one to the
following up. My
far
next
left and the
question
one
would be
over
for
his
either,
shoulder. It's like,
Dr.
that's
Kinzer or
all I've
Mr.
been looking
O'Neill.
at. What the hell are
Declassified
they
CIA
doing?
records have revealed that officers deployed overseas
Maybe
have
they're
used
victims, right?
USAID funding as
Victims
an official
of the
cover, or
programming.
USAID as an official cover for operational work that had nothing to do with the mission of USAID, i.e. humanitarian aid, medical relief, etc. In some cases, CIA officers operated under USAID cover, engaged in lethal activity
Weird
in
and
places such
creepy
as Vietnam,
fuckers.
running assassination
Yeah,
missions.
the red shirt guys
during
who
the
I've
war
been
in country
watching.
from 1965 to 1975, and since MK Ultra seems to have
The other
found
guy
its
looks like he
origin in
just
drug
showed up for the
experiments
drugs. He's like, well, they're going to be
conducted
talking
on
about
prisoners
it.
overseas, and first by the SS in Nazi Germany, and then by U.S. intelligence in camps captured from the Germans. Do you believe that USAID may have been used overseas to further influence or further the MK Ultra, for example, on prisoners of war? Since part of USAID's mission was to administer drugs to the poor and needy populations, would the organization have abused its mandate by poisoning foreign populations or creating disassociative states for interrogation or torture?
I can't speak directly to AID, but it's certainly true that during this
Look
period,
at him. What is he
after
doing?
the Second World War,
Total
the United
distraction.
States was using
He's got like a
publicly
lazy eye
announced
that's kind of
and
like
official US
everywhere and
government
shit. It's
agencies
like,
to carry
the
out
fuck?
covert action. We now know, for example, that 5% of all of the money appropriated for the Marshall Plan was diverted for covert activities.
Holy shit, 5%.
A
That's a
number
lot
of
of
U.S.
money.
agencies
Marshall Plan?
were used as cover.
This was
by
international
covert
shit, too.
operatives, and that AID could have been one of them sounds very likely to me.
And the NIMH admitted to allowing
Transmitting
itself to
data,
be used for covert
download.
funding of MK Ultra experiments in the 1970s when the operation was disclosed.
Thank you. I now recognize Representative Burchett for 5 minutes.
Downloading the data.
Getting control. manipulate scientific data, take over, blast, control world government, shut down infrastructure, ship everything to China. Look at this person.
It didn't exist, and then they came back and said, well, it does exist, and then, but we're not doing it anymore. I guess my question to y'all first is, which lie do we believe? Because
boy, Tommy is cooked. What up, Will?
Obviously, there was
His
an open
goose
bar
is
before
cooked
this
or
thing
he's
started,
cooked
so
himself.
thank y'all.
Let's hear it.
Dr. Kinzer?
Will's gonna give us the down low, guys.
Hit your
Let's
mic,
hear it, bro.
brother. You're not on the mic. It's an old CIA trick. I'm just kidding.
A little CIA
I put
trick.
myself in the place of one of those senior CIA officers, and I'm thinking to myself,
my
like the
good
ones back in the 1950s, well, other people must be doing this. We'd be falling behind if we don't do it. And nobody's looking over our shoulders. And that, I think, is your job. So I think there is a definite air of urgency and total secrecy. If any current research is going on, and if it's conducted in any comparable level of secrecy to the original MK Ultra, it's very deeply secret.
No doubt.
But one thing
You
you
all
said,
know.
though, it's going to be
His
hard
home
for
is now
Congress
out
to
in the public
act
space now.
when they're so
Kinda
that
scary.
compromised.
Yeah, I mean,
let's just be honest. I mean, y'all are in
that
the
is
business
true.
of
Kind of is scary. I was talking about it yesterday.
twisting ears and,
you know,
and
the
telling
bear
us
mace is, you know,
things that
high
we've
level,
done.
break the window. I mean, I gotta explain to you.
That sways a lot of people.
What's-
up
what's
there.
the
Somebody
next
doesn't
thing that
want to
can
wreck a
happen, right?
marriage or their
Fireball,
business or
Molotov,
lose this glamorous job.
other
that we
shit,
have.
right?
And so I
Definitely wouldn't be sleeping by a window anymore, right?
Sorry to interrupt you. I apologize.
I don't think Will wishes death on anybody. I just think he
if
fucking
there
legitimately
are
doesn't like
such
him.
projects going on inside the U.S. government, there might be
Says
a
some
sense
off-the-wall
that
shit.
we can do this without any hostile supervision.
What are the possibilities that
You're not gonna
what
get
we've
that close to
learned
my
in
window.
MK
I know,
Ultra
right,
now
bro?
that it is
I don't know.
advanced so
I'm a
much to
paranoid ass
algorithms
motherfucker. I
and-
sleep
and
upstairs.
the computer and
I got a
getting
15-second plan, and I know it takes a lot longer than
loners
that to go
that
through my door
some
and
of
get
these
upstairs where I'm
loners
gonna
could,
be.
through this
But
just mass
I try to break things down in
propagation
15
of whatever
seconds.
you're doing.
Dude,
could
I'm a
cause
character.
Someone to maybe take a shot at a president.
All right, bro. When I go down to Portland, bro, you better not fucking flake out, bro. Like I said, I'll buy the drinks, bro. We ain't gonna be
I know
filming
there's
that
a lot
shit
of
though. I'm not gonna have the
speculation
Truman
out
Show
there
shit, bro.
about the,
I'll sit down with
Butler
you.
shooting.
You smoke
and
cigars, bro?
I guess even the Charlie Kirk shooting.
I just ain't drinking none of that Apple
I just
fucking
hate to
Crown bullshit.
speculate,
That's shit
because
for
I don't
ladies,
know.
bro.
I have no firsthand knowledge whether
You gotta
those
drink
guys were
the
programmed
manly
through
bourbon shit.
radio waves or through
You
their
gotta drink bourbon,
computer
bro.
activity. So I would never hazard a guess, except to say what I've already said, that they developed means that we've never been told about.
Yeah,
many,
drink
many
bourbon,
years ago, and I imagine they've evolved to be
Yeah,
much more
are there any
effective now.
speakeasies in Portland? I don't know. It's been a while since I just went down to Portland and
Don't you
chilled.
think that
It's been a long.
they could cast
It's been
this
years.
broad net through these
Stop
algorithms
clowning
and
on
other
my
things,
crown.
and maybe they don't know.
All right, bro.
the
I'll stop
exact
clowning
person
on your
it's gonna
fucking lady
affect,
drink,
but
bro.
they know what type of person it's going to
I'll-
affect, and they know
I'll
it's
give
going
you
to
this.
happen.
Apple Crown's
and that way
better
they
than
can-
regular Crown,
They
so
can't predict when it's going to
I'll give you
happen, but
that.
they think it will happen.
clown in the
And
crown.
then that way they can sort of wash their hands of this whole thing.
Nope. He ain't
and
drinking
say,
that
"We
shit in
didn't
my
have anything
presence,
to do
though.
with it,
He
but
ain't drink
in
man
effect,
drink.
they really did
Which is
because
just
they
whiskey.
They put
Maybe
this
like an
out
old fashioned,
there, and
bro.
they
We're not gonna
continue
do no
to put it
fucking
out there.
Crown and
To whatever
fucking
method
whatever
we're
that bullshit
talking
you're
about.
drinking, fucking
Go ahead.
Coca-Cola or whatever.
Ma'am, if you want to
I mean,
jump
I guess
in.
Crown and Coke is not bad. I take that back. I've had a
It
lot of
sounds
Crown.
to me like
Regular
you're describing
Crown
something like the
and
Martin
Coke.
Luther King assassination. The FBI didn't carry
Yeah,
it out,
Jack
but
is
it
all right,
created
bro.
such a climate just denouncing King
I
as
like
the most
that
dangerous
Woodford
man in
Reserve,
America.
the more
and
top
putting out all
shelf
this
shit.
material about how he was
Jack
helping
is, I mean,
communists, that
you
they
go to a
must have
hole in the
thought,
wall
"It's gonna
bar, you say
filter
Jack
down.
and Coke, right?
Somebody
And it's
will
usually
take
never
action,
Jack.
and then
It's
we can
always
say
some
we didn't
cheap
have
ass
anything to do
whiskey.
with it."
And James Earl Ray was
I'll drink
a
some
third-rate
Jack. I like the
thief.
Gentleman Jack. I used to
He
drink
made
the
an
shit out of that back
incredible
in the
shot.
day.
One
when
foot
it
on a
first came out with
commode,
that
one
shit.
foot in a
No,
bathtub.
I prefer I don't know,
leaning out of a
any
window,
good
basically,
bourbon.
and,
Any good bourbon. I don't know.
Next day, or that afternoon, all the shrubbery was cut. in
I never
front of
found
the
one that
flop
I
house he was
really,
staying
really
in.
liked,
There's a
where
lot
it's
on
like,
that
I
one
like
that will
this
never
one.
be discussed. I have some friends that were there.
Shit, boozy
so
shit.
I guess guess I could come on pretty close to first-hand knowledge. But
I mean, we can get you some White
I'm
Claws
sorry.
if you want.
I'm probably going to get
You
audited.
can drink the
when I
White
walk
Claw,
out of
drink the
room.
fucking whiskey,
I
bro.
know it, so
You're a cheap
thank you.
date.
Chair Lady, I yield back my 4 seconds.
Thank you, Rep.
No, bro, you gotta drink
I would
good
like to now recognize.
I don't know
Representative
people in
Goodwin
my
for 5
presence not to drink good.
Thank you, and I would love to let you gentlemen talk some here, but when we're bringing up
Are there
operations
any
like Naomi
in
and
Portland?
MK
I don't know.
Ultra, there's Operation Mockingbird that was going on at the same time.
White Claw,
as
yeah.
MK Ultra,
White Claw's
and
I call it
really
lady
ties
beer. I was
into,
honestly drinking that shit when I was in
what
Arizona
Congressman
because
Burchett
fucking it's
was
mostly
talking about
water,
with
so I needed to
radio
hydrate
waves
and shit.
Where we have these,
so I was drinking the shit out of that White Claw.
Like a Venn
it's
diagram
basically water and
of
vodka.
individual
I didn't even know
people
it
and the
was
military
vodka.
casting a broader
Oh,
net.
Omar's back.
So you have the radio waves,
She just put on her
computer
glasses.
activity, the
I think she
Operation
looked better.
Mockingbird, the programming that is taking place.
Yeah, Will's already
so
drunk.
What do you see in relation to
Yeah,
what
the
was
claw
happening
is the
then
law,
and
they
what
say,
we are
but
seeing
no laws
now?
with the claws, yeah.
That could be types of the same
Really?
kind of
I honestly, we
programs
can.
and
I
even
like
using direct
speakeasies.
energy
They're a little
weapons
expensive
for
and
the
shit,
like.
but I don't give a fuck.
Mr. O'Neill, you can begin.
I don't know. I like
I
the
would
chill.
just like to say one
you know,
thing.
sometimes you go to good when they have like select a little bit of and the speakeasy thing's becoming popular, like a real trendy shit too. And I'm actually in the works of trying to open up a little facility, something like that. But it's, I had a building set up.
That had something to do with
the city I had that bought the building in kind of took a shit. So
again,
it's like,
today,
I said, you know what,
it's
fuck
all
them. I pulled out and
speculation, but,
I have the building. I own the building.
Back
I just
then,
said, fuck
they
you.
were,
It was going to be a cafe
trying to use
by day,
psychological,
speakeasy by
means
night.
to see what
The
you
town
could-
was all fucking weird
how you
about
could
this. Is
influence
where they
people's
broke
thoughts.
me. Well, they didn't break me. I
and
just didn't want to fucking
Mockingbird
go and
played into that,
rebuild the
which
whole
if
fucking
people
building
know,
to their
that was where
standards.
they had,
Was
CIA assets
the
or
fucking 88
co-opted
bullshit.
people
And
in
this
the
isn't a little
media
town in the middle of
would
fucking
write
nowhere too. They're like, oh, you need to
propaganda
put the bathroom in, the door
and,
needs
try
to
to
swing this
control
much. Just
the
basically not
thoughts
knock out the wall,
and
rebuild the whole
beliefs
fucking
of the
whole area,
population
redo everything.
to
It
what
was
the
recently
CIA
built a couple years ago
needed,
too.
and,
So I said, you know what, fuck you.
It's still going on today.
Fuck you.
I would be
There've
surprised
been like
if it
fucking
wasn't.
4 or 5 jobs in
we
your little
saw it even
shithole
during
town.
COVID
Not
with,
anymore.
all of
Building
the
will fucking sit.
NIH funding
As a matter of
that
fact, a
went,
homeless guy
to
broke in the
COVID,
other day, and guess what I did?
Wuhan
Didn't do
lab
shit. Let
and
them live
everything
there.
that came
Fuck
out of
them.
that,
Make their
trying to
downtown look
people
like
believe
shit.
in
Fuck
something
'em.
that wasn't there. Dr. Kinzer,
Fucked around with the wrong
Kinzer,
person.
do you have anything on
Not a
this?
baller like you. Yeah. No, I just like to drink good shit.
I would say only that in the modern age,
You fucking bastard. Kind of pissed me
maybe
off.
radio waves and
Pretty
drugs are
badass
not
little
necessary to control
badass
people's
little
minds.
setup we
have
had
such a
going, and
great
thank God I didn't
advertising,
put too much money
propaganda,
into it and
press,
build too much of it out.
social media
'Cause, yeah, that would've been-
collaboration.
that'd have been
certain
shit.
opinions are
Yeah, I'd love to go to
marginalized,
fucking
and real
hit up a
debate
fucking some
is
speakeasies down
frustrated
there.
because people are not
Yeah,
given
but I ain't
access
gonna be,
to full
you
amounts
know,
of information.
live streaming and all
so
that shit.
That's
and-
a way of controlling the minds of populations.
So if
that
that's
doesn't
what you're
even
trying to do,
require
bro, it ain't gonna
sophisticated
happen. I ain't
electronic
doing
or psychopharmacological
Google
means.
Bible Club PDX.
Anything
Pull
else
that
you'd like
shit
to
up,
add for our
actually. I
next
think
2
someone
minutes
already
here?
told me about that shit.
That we haven't, maybe you have answers to questions we haven't asked.
But yeah, I ain't gonna be fucking live streaming. Oh yeah, dude.
I would just like to reiterate something that I said in
Someone
response
told
to
me
your
about this
earlier
one already.
question, and that is that
On
there's
Milwaukee,
a
yeah.
reason why conspiracy
Yeah, and they don't stay
theories
open
are
too late.
so
They're
widespread
bougie,
in America.
antique
It
film,
has to
yeah.
do with the disassociation
That's pretty
between
chill.
what we say we are and do and
Prohibition
what we really
era
are
fucking
and do.
theme.
This has become more and more clear to more and more people.
Yeah,
Therefore,
that's the style I
they're
like right there, bro.
suspicious of nefarious dealings by the U.S., and they're also suspicious of other things that aren't nefarious at all. But
So, like, look,
there's
was it an
just
old
this
church or some
mentality
shit?
that
Old
is
church
created
building?
by
It really
the
looked like a
covert
speakeasy on the
sphere.
outside, but the inside's
And
pretty
that is
fucking badass.
What makes people realize
Damn,
that things that used
let's
to
see their
seem
fucking
really far-fetched
non-alcoholic. Come on.
are not so far-fetched after all.
When they got the
Yes, well, you know, Congress,
bullshit.
we
A portal
create
to another time.
these agencies, and we even provide their funding. We appropriate that funding, and then they come before us often and are too big.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck
to
who would
even
hate me.
answer
I'm
simple
just, I don't
questions that
know.
we have,
I'm not into the
and
truth.
be
I mean,
held
I've
to
filmed
account.
shit, don't get me
So,
wrong, but
it does cause for a lot of
I don't know.
deceit.
Something like,
a lot
I
of,
can't go into a
doubt
public
in the
place
American
filming while
people,
I'm
and
fucking
certainly
eating
within,
shit or
us as
filming.
members
I
of
don't know.
Congress, when
It's
these
not my
agencies
thing.
refuse
Like,
to
I
answer
honestly, none of this shit's
to
really.
us
I'm new to this whole
branch of government that actually creates
streaming
them
shit.
and
Now, actually,
provides
anybody that
their
really
funding.
knows me,
And then, of course, the American
I had one
taxpayer,
friend find out,
whose
oh,
money is being
told him.
stolen to
He's
fund
like, shut
all
the
of their
fuck up, bro.
programs
You're
and
not on
agencies.
fucking YouTube. I don't have
so I think
social
that would be
media. I
another
don't do
reason
none of this
how
shit.
these conspiracy
none of this
theories
online
grow
shit.
because
He was
government is
floored.
grown so big it won't
"Get the fuck
answer to
outta
the
here."
people.
He's
Maybe
probably watching
they
right
just
now.
think the people are too dumb to understand, but certainly we want to get
Our
answers to
leader,
the
we'll
people, and
never
I
hate him.
appreciate
Yes, right,
you
Cindy.
gentlemen for being here today. Madam Chair, I yield.
The ankle, pretty
Thank you,
fucked still.
Representative Boebert. Representative Burleson, do you
Pretty
have any
fucked
further
still.
questions?
But I got the guy's name
Okay,
and
I
all
now
that good
recognize
shit. So.
Representative Burleson for 5 minutes.
Mr. O'Neill,
all that counts.
going back to Charles Manson and the Helter Skelter incident, can you
I'll be
explain
going back down
how
to
in the
that
world someone who is
area.
an
They do it every
illiterate
fucking Saturday.
musician,
And I
that seemed to
usually
be
go at least
not
with like
exactly the
Mace
brightest
or
person,
something. It's
somehow
Washington, so
became
you
a
can go
cult
with a
leader
little
and
more
was
things to
able
rock and roll with, and I didn't. I did not think much of it.
All of these
I
individuals
went
to
down
do
there, but I
crazy
should have at
things.
least had a mace. But that fucking
Unfortunately,
fat fuck
it's
had
been
that
20
dog
years
with him.
trying
That's
to
what kind of
find
saved
out
him. He had
how
that
that
fucking dog with
happened.
him.
And what I was able to
I bet
prove
you'd
was
see we
that
have more in
from
common
the
than you
moment
think. Hey, I
Manson
don't
was
disagree with
released
that.
from
Hey,
federal prison in 1967,
I know a lot of
he
people I
violated
disagree
his
with.
parole,
I don't
went
know.
to
I've
the
never
Bay
had a
Area
problem with
without
Will, honestly.
permission,
A
and
lot of
was
people talk shit. I
immediately
mean,
put under the supervision of
I
a
think the
federal
guy's
parole
fucking
officer,
funny.
who
I'm kind of a
basically
cynic.
gave him
I like shit
leniency
talking.
as he gathered
Who
his
had a
group
dog?
of
This fucking
followers,
douchebag in
gave them drugs,
fucking Westport. I was down there. I was filming these
dominated them,
fuckers doing their
turned
little
them
bullshit
into more or
protests.
less subservient
He got up in my
robots who
face,
would
and I was
do
like, "Hey, bro,
anything
don't
he
fucking
said.
touch me."
All that happened
And he did
under
the little
watchful
shoulder
eye
bump,
of,
and I kind of
a
slipped,
parole officer named
lost my
Roger
fucking
Smith,
step,
who was also doing
fucking
drug
twisted my
research
ankle.
at the same clinic that
And
Jolly
he had a
West
fucking
had
dog,
set
and
up
a
his
little
operation to
fucking
recruit
teacup
subjects.
Chihuahua dog and a little satchel.
All the way
I
until
was gonna
1969,
fucking
when
clear that
Manson
fucking
finally
guy's
ordered
fucking
the murders
whatever.
that he
Didn't
was
I
later
didn't
convicted of.
step
He
back,
had been
backed up, and what's
arrested
fucked up, and I'm glad I
repeatedly
didn't
for
because they probably would have fucking
escalating,
arrested my ass.
crimes.
Fucking their friend
beginning
called the
with
cops.
The
The cops showed up like,
stealing
yeah, he didn't
cars,
assault
and
you, he didn't do
then
anything. So if
rape,
I would have fucking
attempted murder,
fought
drug
back or
possession.
did anything,
Each
they would have said,
time,
well,
not
you
only
attacked
wasn't he
him, you assaulted him, let's
prosecuted,
throw your ass in
his
jail.
parole
The cops
was
are a bunch of.
violated. So the federal
Yeah, I'm not a
government,
fan of a lot of the cops. I'll just
in
say
some
that.
capacity, enabled
I
him
grew
to
up
do
the way
what
I grew
he
up. The
did
cops, put it this way, were
and,
very corrupt.
flourish until these crimes
They were very
happened.
corrupt. So I had a
And
lot
in
of
my
bad
book,
run-ins with the
I
cops
make a
growing up.
case, and it's a theoretical case, that it was part of an operation called Chaos.
Yeah, you seen that?
Also with the CIA
Yeah,
that we haven't talked
Edgar
about
and
today,
Juan.
'cause it really doesn't have anything to do with drug
Yeah,
research.
well, I didn't want to have to.
but it
You know, they
was,
were younger cats, and they probably didn't know what they were
created
getting
to
themselves into. I didn't
neutralize
want to put them
the
or
government
myself in
believed
a
was
situation
revolution
where
that was happening in America in the 60s,
we're having a fucking
beginning
shootout
with
in
the
broad daylight. and
anti-war movement, and then the black
That's kind of
militancy
what
movement and the
would
Panthers.
have probably happened if
so
I
it's kind of a big
went
stew
over there. So fuck 'em.
a cauldron of possibilities that Manson emerged from all that.
That dog saved
when
you
I
from
don't think
getting
he should have.
arrested. Yeah, exactly.
It's fascinating that you have an individual, Jolly West, who was working with this parole officer.
Yeah, and when I go to Portland again, I am not announcing I'm going down there because I got a lot of people that don't fucking like
drugs
me.
were then
They just
flowing
don't
through.
fucking like me.
Well, the
I get
parole
crazy
officer was at the
fucking
same
this and
time
that.
he
It's like
was,
you never know when any of these
supervising
motherfuckers are
Manson's parole, running a research
just
project
off their
called the
rocker for that
Amphetamine
day,
Research
right? So it's
Project
like
out of
whatever.
that
And what's
clinic,
funny,
and that was
when I was down
studying,
there, I actually went
amphetamines
all
and
fucking
violence and
black.
drugs
I was
and
chilling
group
down there
behavior
with
and
these
gangs
dipshits and just
in
standing
the Bay
around,
Area.
just kind of hanging out with them. There's like 20 or 30 of them, 20 or 30 of them
Again,
at the
I
time.
hate to speculate.
And
I know
I'm
it
like, these
sounds like a
motherfuckers are
cop-out,
boring, right?
But when
They're
you
just sitting
see
there
the
talking
tentacles
like a
that,
bunch of fucking
cross paths with Manson when he got to
females,
Los
right?
Angeles as
Like
well.
a bunch of fucking females. So I
I
went
believe
back,
that he was
got my gear,
I mean, he
came
was
back, and they were all
manipulated,
gone. And
and
I guess that's
at
when
the
they
very
had
least
chased
given freedom to
fucking
do what
Nico
he
Sean.
did
And I was
while
like
he was being
3-4
observed.
people there. I'm like, what the fuck?
And then
Where'd they
the
all
same
go?
individual, Jolly West, ends up
It was just It's weird timing I had.
In Oklahoma.
Yeah, 40 cal all day.
Correct.
Same here.
So that's where he was he operating out of Oklahoma
40 cal all day.
During even this time with Mr.
When he contracted with the CIA, he was at Lackland Air Force Base.
Too much shoulders.
He was the chief psychiatrist at the hospital, so he began his experiments there.
1911.
A year after the letter that I quoted in my statement,
That's a
where he
big
was
son of a bitch.
describing what he wanted to do.
To pull it out?
A year later, on July 3rd,
I had a 1911. It was like a custom one. I don't like it because the,
and,
you know, I'm talking about the
found later
thing on the
in a
back of the
gravel pit,
grip,
murdered,
whatever it is.
And next to
That's
a
what I don't like
car
about it.
that had been abandoned, and
Not-
the search
not my
party that
preferred
found the
one.
little girl's body.
My preferred,
was approached by a
thing is,
man
yeah,
who
single
was an
stack
airman
40,
at the base,
simple,
and
easy
he
peasy.
asked them where he was and how he had gotten there.
Show you my
He was
collection.
arrested
Yeah, well.
for the murder, and and
you definitely 1911's not a
military officers who had him in custody as
nice
being
gun. Well,
trans
it's a nice
or
gun.
dazed. He didn't have any drugs in his system. He
Depending on
didn't
which one it
recognize
is,
his
too.
wife when she was brought to see
I mean,
him.
people put a lot of
And
money
at
in
his
those
trial,
motherfuckers,
where
too.
Jolly West was his advising
They put a
psychiatrist
lot of money
who
in those.
examined him.
Of course.
They get
It
all
emerged
bougie and
that
shit.
he had actually been being treated at the hospital at Lackland.
Yeah, I do like myself a good firearm. And
Chronic,
I do not
debilitating
really a
migraine
collector,
headaches, and he was executed
but,
4 years later.
And then years
I do
later,
got a
he
couple
ends up
myself,
volunteering to handle the Jack Ruby.
I prefer
West does, yeah.
Yeah, like 40 cal if I'm carrying,
Madam
or
Chair.
So just before we wrap up, is it in your expert opinion
start
that
revealing
Jack
everything
Ruby
now.
and Manson were assets?
AR-15 is a
specifically
frog's ass
pertaining to
watertight?
MK Ultra?
Does a
Or
bear
the
crap
MK
in the
Ultra?
woods?
Yeah, theoretically, Manson, I've never been able
My
to prove
favorite is the,
absolutely. Jack Ruby,
SBR.
I believe.
AR.
This is something else. The Warren
That's
Commission
my favorite.
investigation.
And I also have a pistol one,
on the
too.
Warren Commission was Alan Dulles,
And
the
I also
former
have-
CIA
yeah,
director,
another one.
who
Got a
authorized
couple
and
of
ran
those.
MK Ultra until
Yeah,
he
it's-
was fired by
it's just-
President
I
Kennedy.
like building them. I have
The
one that I'm
liaison
building
to
right
the
now.
committee for the CIA.
But I'm not
who
one of those people that make
handled
them
the
look all
information
fancy
coming
and
from the
shit. I mean, they
CIA
look
back and
fancy, I
forth
guess
to the
they're
Warren
nice.
Commission was Richard
But
Helms,
they're
who was the
tools,
direct
right?
supervisor
That's how I
of
view
Jolly
them.
West. They knew who West was. They
you
knew
know,
that
I don't do it
what
for the
West was capable of,
aesthetics,
and what they
right?
had paid him
The
to
view.
do. And
I
what
mean,
he
they
had
look
reported
nice
to
and
them
shit, but
that he could do.
one of my
including
ones that I
inducing,
kind of
mental
have
disorders
most
in
often
people.
is, I mean, it's
that
beat
was
up.
never
It gets
disclosed
thrown around
to
and
the
shit.
commission, as far as anyone knows. So I believe that West was put in there to keep
get rid
Jack
of those
Ruby from telling his
laws
story.
because I want to. Yeah, well, yeah.
Wow. In
Yeah, they
closing,
do.
I just
Can't
want
really
to
do
thank you
anything
all
about
for
it.
being here today, and we will be following up
can't
Dr.
do anything
Kinzer
about
on
this
your
shit.
request to fully redact. I'll be following
Can't do
personally
shit
with the
about
director
it.
of the CIA.
Other than
the MK
try to
Ultra
get
files that
different
we do
people
have.
in there to
also,
pass
as I
different
noted
laws.
earlier, there will be more
That's
that will
about all
be
you can do.
declassified, specifically pertaining
But
to
unconstitutional
newfound records
laws
that were
don't apply to
located
me. That's
in what we were
I mean
discussing earlier.
I
did also
I'm
want
a
to just
constitutionalist
state that for the record,
absolutist,
in regards to
right?
what statements
First
were made
Amendment,
earlier
Second
regarding the
Amendment,
German
all
government,
of
we
them,
will also
every
be
single
following
one of
up
them.
on
I
that.
don't think there's
if
any
there are indeed people that were victims of
such
this
thing
that
as
have been
called a
buried, we
reasonable
would like to know who
restriction
those
on
people are and who their
First
families
Amendment
are
or the
as well,
Second Amendment.
in order
I'm
to
even
correct
on the First
historical
Amendment.
wrongdoings
I think
of
you have
this
the fucking
government.
right to go into a
Without
fucking crowded theater and yell
further ado,
fire.
would like
I don't know.
to
It seems
see all
extreme
members
to
have
some
5
people, but
legislative days within to
if
submit
you're
materials
dumb
and
enough
additional
to
written
go
questions for the
stampede and
witnesses,
run people
they'll
over
be
because I
then
yelled
forwarded to
fire
them.
in a
If there are no
theater,
further
guess
business
what?
without
You're a
objection,
dumbass.
The task force stands adjourned.
You're a dumbass. That's how I view it. So I don't know. I think you have the right to do that and other things. All right, this shit ended. Let me close this down. Close this other shit up real quick.
Asking me who I am, and I'm asking who they are, and getting all their information. They will be getting a nice dose of fart spray. So let's get to it here, and making sure. I can't hear you. Can you just put that up to her mouth real quick so we can just make sure we get in here? Okay, so right here. So what's happening is. You want one of those things broken? Oh, I'd love to see you try, buddy. Unless you want to get maced.
Unless you want to get it, old man.
All right. So now you're starting to get on my bad side.
Yeah, you have to sign it. I don't know if I have your size, bro.
Bad side. You know, how did
I'm
you
not
know
trying
we
to
were
joke.
measuring
I
from
only
fumes?
have,
No one knows that. Do you work? Did you work for the city? Did you already know?
I don't know. I would say you're probably a 2X.
There we
right?
go. Listen
Maybe
to the
a
man.
Maybe a 3.
Listen to the
I was
man.
gonna say, or a
Finally,
fucking
we have
3.
a
I don't
man
have
in the
any
house.
2Xs,
There we go.
You don't have to wear
I'm
a
giving you
tight-ass
mad
little
props.
2X.
That is how you just take care of business, buddy. I like this guy. Damn right. I knew. I knew that. Oh, she took it.
I've lost.
All right. So today,
you've lost
we're gonna change it up a little bit.
267.
We are going to be
Or you
using
weigh
a microphone today.
267.
Okay. Okay. And so while we are talking to people today,
God damn, that's like an
I will
extra
be putting
fucking
this
person,
microphone
dude.
up in their face.
And it's actually
while
like 2 chicks.
While they're
two
asking me
petite
who
chicks.
I am, and I'm asking who they are.
2
and getting
chicks
all
that weigh
their
130
information,
each.
They will
You
be
basically
getting a
had
nice
2
dose
bitches on your shoulder, right?
Spray,
Carrying him
so
around.
let's get to it here.
Not
interested. Shit.
How close is it? Oh, he's doing it on federal ground.
He's spraying it on the fucking bike.
All right, you saw it. Okay, there it is. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
All right, that's too much.
God damn. 200 and...
All right.
Fuck.
All right.
Well.
All right. Quick test.
That's a goddamn accomplishment. I gotta give you that.
Whew. 1 out of 10. Oh shit. Oh, dude, that's
a goddamn.
Yeah, you're
Get a whiff just standing over here.
I'll make sure it's just all up in that shit.
What the fuck is he doing?
Okay. Sounds like fucking skunk. Alright, dude.
Jeez.
Alright, dudes. Here we go. They're hurting today. Alright, here we go. Oh, measuring?
Yeah, for fumes, right?
You know, how did you know we were measuring from fumes? No one knows that.
Why?
Did you work for the city? Did you already know?
He's the chosen one.
How did you know that? Because no one guesses that.
Who the hell is Pam? I don't know who Pam is, guys.
Clearly, we're
New to
measuring
me.
for fumes. That's what this little thing on
All
my
new to
it's not
me,
a
that
microphone. It's
Pam
measuring for fumes.
person.
So how did you know it?
Well, I just assumed that's what you were
Well, that's a great assumption. See, he's got this right here. This tests for radiation on his hand right here. So this is a radiation tester right here. Mine is definitely checking for molecules and things of that such. But, ma'am, that's great. Could we get you to go ahead and note down here that you were able to identify that? We just need a first and last name, last four of your social, and then we just document that you actually had the appropriate guess today.
Holy fuck.
I don't know.
Okay.
Think about it.
All right. You know, that's a great job thinking about it. Good job. I would think about it too. I'm with me, myself, and I do this all by myself. I get paid by myself.
Okay.
I donate to myself, actually. So, you know, we're just doing a quick little interview about lovely people today. So, we're just doing a quick little interview today with people today. How are you doing?
I'm good.
We're just trying to brighten people's joy up there. Let's get it. I could barely hear. Oh, there we go. Much better. So, how's your day going? We are interviewing people at the post office today.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are you showing?
Yeah, it's just a little interview today.
Come a little closer.
Yeah, how are we doing today? Oh, there it is.
The
right
last
there.
9 of your social.
So, really, we just want to spread the joy today. So, if you don't mind, how often do you come to the actual post office weekly?
At least twice a week.
Twice a week. Okay, not bad, not bad. Now, does everything go smooth in there?
Yes.
It does. Okay, do you have any complaints today that we need to take in there?
No, not really.
All right, because the postmaster, we're basically auditing the postmaster today.
Okay, well.
What about the lighting? You like the lighting in there?
I don't even get
Speaking
it.
of
the lighting.
Yeah.
Too much
sorry,
lighting,
I
too
can't hear you
light.
too much. There you go.
Too
Little
much
closer.
light. Is it too dark?
I'd like to drop my mail
Right.
outside.
Right. Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Okay. That's good to know.
All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for being polite today.
You're
You have a
welcome.
wonderful day. You have a beautiful soul.
You guys too.
All right. Bye-bye. Testing. Is this working? I think it works.
He sprayed a bunch of that stinky ass spray on that motherfucker. It's fucking gross.
Just this one post office?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. So each postmaster is at a separate
I go
location.
to several different ones, depending on what
Oh, sorry, I
direction
can't hear you. Sorry, I'm just gonna do this right here.
I say I go to several different post
Uh-huh.
offices. I
Ah.
don't just come to this one. I go to
Gotcha.
the- yeah. I
That's
go
smart.
3 different ones.
Smart, because you know they steal a lot.
You gotta go right.
They're known to steal a lot of stuff.
Who steals?
I'm gonna go down here so you can't see it too much. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so basically, there's a lot of known stealing that goes on at the post offices. So that's why we come. This guy right here, he catches everyone.
Yep.
So.
Okay, well, I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if that's true.
Well, he's like a masked crusader, though. So
Okay.
you should
Master
believe it,
crusader.
for sure. And then this right here, if we just get you to sign that, then you get free access all day like Salty Cruz. Salty Cruz already got free access, right, Salty?
Good luck for you.
All right, buddy. How's it going? How's your day going, Salty?
You can't choke on a
All right.
green bean.
Porky's 1 and 2. He was the star of Porky.
That's fucking funny.
He came back.
Choke on a green bean.
Porky's not a pimp anymore. Doing today?
Why are you
Canned or raw?
Oh, so right here, basically what this is it's basically letting me. Let me fix that there. There we go. So right here, if you can draw your attention right there. So basically
Draw
what we're
your
doing
attention
is,
right
you know,
there.
we're calling the department, we're checking people's backgrounds and making sure, I can't hear you. Can you just put that up to our mouth real quick so we can just make sure you get in here? Okay, so right here, so what's happening
good
is
Lord.
there's a lot of public disorder right now at the post office, primarily from Karens. And so
From Karens.
do you know of any Karens that have frequented by here at all? Are you aware of any? No, okay, I'll tell you what though. So if you just attention right here. So if I can just get you to fill out this information, what this is gonna.
I cannot talk to somebody with a mask.
Oh. So if we take the mask off, we're good.
No masky.
Yeah, but I don't do that.
Oh, well look, let me just get you to sign this, and then I need your social. Well, let me get your AI signed in. So,
I need your social, last nine of the social.
All right, roger that. Thank you. Oh, true red and blue. We got a Patriot. Let's go. Can I get your signature over here for all your details, ma'am? It's just real quick. Look, you're just signing away all your rights.
That's it.
That's all. It's super simple, ma'am.
Doesn't cost anything.
It doesn't cost anything, ma'am.
It's
just
free
a simple
to give your
little
social
disclosure saying we're just going to ask for public records.
I'm not interested.
No. Oh, okay. All right. All righty. Have a good day. All right. Dang it. Oh, just out here trying to get you to sign this over. We're going to go ahead, and if you could just sign this right here, just take a look at that. No. Then what we do is we just kind of take. You sign this to even talk to us, and then from there, what I do is I do a background check.
Sign anything?
Yeah, you don't. Do you have anything to sign? I do though. If you want to sign this, then what I do is you give me your keys. I go check on your tire pressure.
Check your fucking tire pressure.
Those don't look a little low, so just sign this real quick. Little waiver. You know what? Oh, no signing. All right, fine. Next time though, this will get you to the front of the line too. I think, right? If you just give us all, just put your first and last name and all your personal details, and we'll go from there. Deal? And then I'll tell you what I'm doing. Promise.
No deal.
I promise. I may or may not actually tell you what I'm doing afterwards. I don't know.
No deal.
I'm sorry, I don't permit that video, okay?
Oh, so no, totally understandable. So today, if you don't permit the video, all we need today is just a little bit of your details. This is just a background check, so we can make sure we know who's telling us no today.
Background check.
Oh, dang it. All right. Well, let's start that over again. All right. So this right here is the only way you can make sure that we know what's going on.
You're
But they said
violating my privacy.
I
don't have to write anything. I just already telling you verbally that I don't approve of this video.
But this is just to get all your info.
Oh, whatever.
This is just your info. Nothing else.
I don't want to give you my info. That's my
But this paperwork says that you should, though. I think, right?
How about this shirt?
I got a clipboard.
You approve of this shirt? How about these shoes? You
Ma'am.
approve of those?
I only have authority of my self. Okay.
But if you give me the authority over you, I could take control of everything, right?
Can you call the police?
There you go. She's got the exact right idea.
Whoa, I like her.
Yeah, so do I.
Can you call the police?
Your response team.
What is that?
You know what a Karen is?
No. You know what a Karen is?
You might be acting like one getting a little close like that, buddy.
Yep.
Let's not do that again.
What are you doing?
Minding my own business.
He's
what are
wearing
you doing,
a fucking
Chippendale?
Bucky shirt. You can't take someone
Being
serious.
rude instead of being nice to me, you're being rude. Why don't you just be like, hey man, what are you doing? You got a nice shirt. What's going on today? Instead of come out harsh. Why would I want to talk to you? Get back in your car and leave me alone. Learn your lesson.
Got a fucking Bucky shirt on.
That's right. Don't talk to me like that. Who do you think you are? Keep it moving.
What are we doing?
Sir, we just need...
Rick wears a Bucky shirt, huh?
Hello? Hey, I know it's a public area.
Let me get your first and last name then, and we'll proceed. We'll move from there. All right, this guy's not allowed to talk anymore. Gather some voluntary information.
911,
so to start
yes.
with, what we're looking for is first, last name, date of birth. Last
You're not
four.
getting any of that.
Why not?
What is that?
What's this?
Know your rights. I know all
Yeah,
my rights.
good stuff. I like it.
And I don't like the fact that you guys are masked
Whoa.
with glasses.
Whoa.
That's not
You know
right.
what I don't like? I don't like all the pointing that's going on.
Yeah, I don't like
I
the
didn't-
sandals.
Did you guys
You're
like
gonna have
the?
to change
Did
those.
you guys like the
And
pointing?
that top, I'm not sure that it's working. You're going to have to change that.
See, that's
too.
not nice,
So
is
go
it?
home and do that right now and then come back.
All right, guys.
Well, you're feeling.
not supposed to be-
You know, now you're using my line. You're in trouble.
No, you're in trouble.
You know what? You've already won my heart over, little one. You have a
Little
good one,
one.
okay?
All right.
Guys, you're not supposed
Nice
to.
talks.
Look,
See you
look.
later.
Let's just.
You're doing masked.
Can we amicably agree that it's okay?
No, it's not.
But why not?
Because you're supposed to be unmasked.
Why is that?
Because what you're doing
Okay.
is covering your face up. What are you afraid
Yes.
of?
I'm afraid of everyone. Everyone scares me quite,
Don't be afraid.
quite equally.
But you should not be doing this.
Well, look, thank
Okay.
you for your approval today. I appreciate your permission. Have a good one. All right. I can't win every time, okay?
At the last post
I'm
office,
telling Mom.
she scared that
I'm
girl
telling
away.
Mom, you keep being mean to me.
Blonde girl.
Hola.
Federal property.
Yeah, is there a problem with that?
Yeah, you guys are filming and causing trouble.
So you don't know your
Catch
laws
you
then, huh?
later. All right, bro. I'm gonna hold your feet to the fire, bro. You
It
can
is.
drink that good whiskey,
Hey, buddy,
bro.
don't say things when you don't know about your laws
I'll
or
reach
anything.
out when
You
I'm
look
gonna
stupid.
head that way.
Okay?
You
Look
just
stupid.
can't tell the world. Actually, I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
to tell
well,
the world.
you are going to go on the
No
internet.
one will
'cause you
believe
look like
you.
an idiot.
No one
Stop
will believe
acting
you
like an
anyways.
idiot,
Will.
dude. All you could have
All
did
right,
is
bro.
said hello today instead of flipping us off like
Check
a
you out
jackass.
next
Like,
time.
there's no need for that. We could all be like, hey, dude, how you doing? Hey, are you live? Hey, watch your door before they take it out. All right, I got him. He's checked in.
Damn, that motherfucker. That car
All right.
almost dropped the starter
You're
starting
good,
that
guys.
thing.
We
You hear
have them
that?
contained. You're good. Great job on how you deal with cameras in today's age, okay? No bueno, Phil.
No bueno.
Hey, look, lifeguard. Just let's make it cool. Like, why are you so mad at us today? There's no need to be mad. Take it easy.
I got 3 guys with cameras on me, harassing me. I'm afraid of them.
So
I'm
he's
afraid of them.
Car. Thank you, sir.
Get out of here. Keep it moving. Get moving.
They
Get
got
moving.
cameras on me.
Yeah, he wasn't afraid when he flipped us off.
Keep it moving, crybaby.
They cool down now. Nope.
I knew I said it wrong earlier, dude. It's Seahawks. I called them Eagles. What a dumbass I am, dude. Look, I own it when I fuck up, dude. My bad, big dog. So hey, the Seahawks actually took it down not too long ago, right? A year or two ago, right? Or did they just won, right?
Just one.
So that's like the second time in a couple years, right?
Well, 10 years.
10, okay, 2 within 10. I'll take it. Hey, that's cool.
I like your mask. You kind of look like.
Thank you, bro.
Like Fullerton branch.
Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. All right, bro. Have a good day.
Have a good one.
All right, man.
You want one of those things broken?
Oh, I love to
You
see
want
you
one of
try,
those things
buddy.
broken?
You want to get maced? You want to get maced for touching my shit, buddy?
I got a nice baseball bat.
Oh, good. Bring it. I'll take that shit from you. And
That isn't
No, we don't believe
look,
you.
look.
No, no, no.
You can't be threatening first and then ask.
believe you. Go get your back.
Hold on.
Hey, don't
Hey,
touch it.
Don't come near.
Hey, look. You can't be threatening at first and then try to get information. Jesus Christ, oldie.
Your mother.
Oldie?
Can you call her already?
I'm telling
Oh, she's right here. Hey, you're his mom, right? Can you put him on timeout for us? He's not listening.
Here's the paperwork.
He's not listening.
You get $20.
All right, lady. Have a good one.
$20.
Hey, you're not
Holy
allowed to
shit.
come back with your phone now. Look here, Top Gun. Look here, Top Gun. We could have been friends and stuff, amigo.
Mightier than the sword, huh? Is that your philosophy? That's mine.
So let me just ask you a simple question. Why don't you just come and just be nice with us?
Fucking
Hey, how you
Top
guys
Gun.
doing? Instead, you said the first things out of your mouth. No, the first thing out of your mouth was, do you want one of those things broken? That's not very nice. What if I was like, hey man, if you walk too close, do you want your leg broken? Like, how would that wouldn't be nice.
Some of us fought for this country, so you
Yeah,
can
dude.
all day. I spent 6 years in the army.
Well, then why are you freaking out on us?
Service.
Why aren't you saying, hey, I fought for your
Does he
rights?
have
Good
boobs?
job.
Yeah,
Look,
that's what it looks
I'm
like, right?
wearing it right
I
here.
have to tell you.
Top Gun, I don't need to tell you, but look, if you were
Top
observant,
Gun.
hey, if you were observant, you would read my shirt.
Now you've got it.
Make it up.
Fucking
Hey,
Top Gun.
I'm glad I saw those
What'd you
light
do in the
bulbs
army?
come on.
I was in the Secret Service.
Definitely not. Stop fibbing. Stop fibbing.
What was your MOS? I was in 05H. What's that mean? Look it up.
All right, so look, you don't even know what you're doing with your phone. Do you want me to help you out? Dude, check it out. I will find it. Do you want me to help you? I'm here to help you. Look, if you would have read my shirt, sir, look at my shirt
Morse
right
code
here. Top
interpreter.
Gun.
Look at my shirt.
Sideways.
You could have just read my goddamn shirt and known that we're out here First Amendment auditors, but you can't even do that. See the shirt, guys?
Part of the Karen response team. And
Sir, right now you're level 2. Hey,
Level
watch
2.
out, oh my God.
Oh, that's all it is?
Hey, tell your son how to act.
Yeah.
Act right. All right, Mama Bear.
move along.
We're gonna
Mama
tell him how
Bear?
to act
What
too.
the fuck?
Wait, did you just flip me off?
Army my ass.
Feels the need for speed. Yes.
You got everything good? Did they take care of you guys inside?
No, not yet.
Oh, they have? Okay, so who was it? Because I got to go write them up.
Yeah.
Was it Bob? Was it Bob who said no again?
No, they say no, but until 12 o'clock, he want to start.
Oh, so Jenny said you have to wait till 12.
Yeah.
Is it passports?
No, this is envelope.
Oh, so they're trying to keep your envelopes. So,
This
you know,
is
that's
Liberty
what I'm here
Patrol
for.
Media.
Okay, so look, these guys, I tell you what.
Karen
these
response
post
team.
office guys are making you guys
Or
wait too
Constitution
long.
Man's
Unacceptable.
another one. There's 3 of them.
So was that John and Jenny you said?
Yeah, but you know, this is like.
But you know.
I'm gonna be honest. You know.
Be honest.
Anything with anybody, but
Oh. So you want me to write him
Yeah,
up?
read the screen.
Yeah,
Right there.
later. I'm gonna go get him. What was his name again?
Andres.
Andreas.
I'm a YouTuber too, man.
Ooh, you're a YouTuber too.
Follow you if you give me the.
100%, brother. Look at this, my boy. So look, they're messing with you improperly. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, okay, man. Thank you. Man.
Liberty's gonna fix it. I got you, okay? I got you.
Change the name.
I'm gonna go talk to Andreas right now. Let him know he's been demoted because he's making my boys wait way too long.
Okay.
All right, and now if you see a Karen out here,
Yeah, it's fine, man.
you send him my way. I'll deal with the Karen. Deal? All right, brother. I like you guys a lot. Little fist bumps because we're all friends now. All right, brother. Bing bong. All right, brother. I like
bong.
these guys. I can't hear you, boss man. What did you need? Did you need something?
Yeah, I do. Why you?
What's up, buddy? I'm here to help.
Why are you videotaping me?
Oh,
Why
video. You're in a public area, so you're gonna.
People
videotape
say the
it.
dumbest shit.
Yeah. Public. No privacy in public. You should know that. We're American citizens, right? All right,
Bing
cool.
bong,
if you have any
bong,
more
bong,
questions,
bing.
let me know. Okay?
Yes.
Why are you taking me?
All right. So now you're
Why
starting to get
not?
on my bad side. Guys,
Starting to get on my fucking
bad side.
What's he doing?
Don't appreciate it.
You bullying
He's
me?
kind of being a bully. No one likes bullies, sir.
No one likes bullies.
Sorry, can you just take it back and we're good?
Yeah. Forgive.
Yeah, I'm going to let you take it back
Forgiveness.
because I can do whatever I want, just like you can come park in a post office today and sit out and hang out. Clearly, you don't have a job. You don't got a job, I guess. Like, you're just here hanging out. This is our job. So now you're interfering with my job.
He's above me now.
All right, I apologize for you for asking a simple question instead of using common sense. And we're wondering what might be happening with 3 cameras. All right.
What do cameras
Think
do?
about it. In 2 minutes, I'm going to come back and let you apologize. You're definitely apologizing. Phil.
Phil's his ego is real.
Phil is his other alter ego, which I know Phil's. I know all about Phil's. Hi, Phil Dell. Stay off that
What
phone.
is the
too.
agreed
Careful while
upon
you're driving.
name for a male Karen?
Apparently, you can't walk by cars with cameras no more. You get a lot of trouble by people.
I thought it was like Kevin's and
Yeah, federal
there's
property.
Kevin's.
Don't
What's the
you
other
know
ones?
you're not
Like,
allowed to do
I
anything
don't
on
know.
federal
There's a lot of
property unless
different
this
ones.
guy
I think
says
it's
so?
Kevin or
All right.
Kyle.
What are you doing, sir? We
There's a
have something
couple.
for you to sign real quick so we could get all your
Yeah,
details
Kyle's.
before you ask us what we're doing.
I've heard
if you could
Kevin's.
fill this out.
Oh no, I'm just going to the post office.
Yeah, no, before you go in there. Yeah, before you go in there, if you have any details, is this guy related to you? This guy, he's upset with people right now. Oh, are you his son, dog? All right. Wait a minute. Is he a groomer or is that his...
He's a groomer. Now
He's grooming.
He's a groomer.
This is how the predators act. That's what I heard. They groom them. They pull them over here. They comb their hair, make them take showers
Comb their
and
hair
stuff,
and shit.
then
That's why they don't want the cops here.
they act like they're their kid or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Stranger talks to him.
I don't know what's
Stranger
going on, man.
danger.
Knows your address.
Yeah.
I was having an appointment here. That's what I said. Go
Yeah, you're good. This one, he didn't want to give any of his personal details. He's being rude, but you look good. You're probably going to give us all your details.
This is my dad right here.
So you'll have a
let's see
talk
what's
with him
going
about
on
what's
now.
going on later. About First Amendment and social media and not acting like that. Okay, cool, man. I appreciate you. See, you could have saved him 5 minutes ago. You could have saved him 5 minutes ago. But we already tried to shake on it. We're going to give Red a pass.
Shake on this shit.
It's always the
Oh,
kids
my
that help out.
Saving your time, yet you're out here doing what you're
Yeah, this is our job. This is our. Yeah, do you have a job? Do you have a job? Because you guys are spending too much time here.
All right.
Way too much time at the post office. See, we make a lot of money doing this.
Go ahead and take care of your.
This is like my living.
Leave us alone, okay?
So the quicker you guys could be in and out and clear out these spots, I need you guys to clear out these parking spots. We can't have you in them, okay? Let's just be quick. Let's make up, buddy. I feel bad that you got upset earlier, dude. Come on, dude. You're a man. I'm a man. Let's just make up and just shake on it, doggy. You and me. Come on. You got out of line.
You have a nice day.
All right. No bueno. See, guys? Give them the benefit of the doubt. You try to let them like make up for how they act, and they don't want to do it. So, you know, not a man. Not a man, you know? Yeah, their egos are too much. You know, they can't set their pride aside. They fucked up and they just can't take it, right? Like, so it is what it is. Right there. See, he followed your car in. Do you know what's going on with that guy? He literally was following you. You came in, and as soon as you got out, he was taking mad photos of you.
I don't know. Maybe he likes my car. I don't know.
Ooh.
Have a great night. Thanks for stopping in.
We
We shall see you next time.
All right. No drug deals, right? Nothing like that?
No drug deals.
All right. Just making sure, man. You never know.
Medical old age drugs.
Oh, medical drugs. All right. We got to talk about that. Checked him out. He's
the medical guy.
Wrong guy. You're not the dope dealer we're looking for today. Not you, sir.
Yeah, well, unless you want
totally wrong guy.
You want metformin? Hell,
You, well, you look similar to him, but sir, you're good. Okay, in the clear. It was her. It's her, sir. It's you. It's her. All right, we'll let you know in a minute. Well, I'm sorry, man. What was that?
What are you guys doing?
Oh, we're just out here talking to people today, saying hello. Oh, sorry.
I don't want you to film me.
Oh, well, you just asked me a question, though.
No, I asked you what you're doing.
Oh, well, you saw we had cameras. Right?
It's a question.
So, what do you think? What would you assume that two people with cameras?
I don't give you permission to.
Oh, so let me I just want to clarify. So what you did was you saw people with cameras, and you asked us to come over and ask.
You're doing
well, is she a bully? Is she kind of being a bully? All right, look, I'm going to go back over there because you got me in the bushes.
I don't think you guys should be here.
She's got me in the bushes over here asking me what I'm doing. Did she just throw you in the bushes? I feel like she just threw you in the bushes.
I give you permission.
Ma'am, we're in public. We're documenting things here.
Don't argue with these people.
There we go. Listen to the man. Listen to the man. Finally, we have a man in the house. There we go. Look, I'm giving you mad props. That is how you just take care of business, buddy. I like this guy.
Shut him down.
Heads up, bud. There you go, guys. All right, watch out. Wrong way. That's the wrong way, bud. Yeah, gotta go that way. Move it. Keep it moving.
What's going on?
What does it look like?
I have no idea. Why are you filming me?
Why are you walking in front of us?
You just got out of St. Jude.
Yeah. Mental facility? Did you just get out of the Oh, so what do you think 3 men are doing with cameras? What do you think?
Hold the line. Have a great night, come on. Thanks for stopping. We'll see you next time.
I'm not worried about what you're doing out here walking, right? That's weird. Hey, would it be nice if I'm like, hey, why are you at the hospital today? That's not our business, right? All right, buddy. Good talk. Wait, do you have business in there? You're in a lot of trouble if you don't, they said. If you don't have business, you're in trouble. All right, people. It's about that time. We're going to start doing some more interviews. We're going to make sure people really get a little
how you could do that
when we're interviewing them today. So let's just get in here and make sure we get that already. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, that stinks. Oh crap. Holy moly. Holy moly.
Holy moly. Holy guacamole.
It's a fuck off.
Hey, come here, old yeller. Let's have a quick chat. Why are you being so upset today?
What the fuck?
Hey, come on, man. Why are you being so upset? You got a limp and everything. You shouldn't be being mean to people.
This guy's talking.
Yeah, the fart spray is on the mic.
If you apologize, we can conduct a proper interview.
Hey, Tiger, take it easy.
All right, Water Tiger.
Yeah, Tiger monkey.
Tiger of nothing. What's up, guys? Come on in. Come on in. It's just a little interview for how well they're doing inside. What's up, USC? How you guys doing? Well done today, ladies. Well done.
Well done.
Oh, I knew you were gonna.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Yeah. How are we?
Karen, response?
Here, here, I'm gonna get this in just so we can hear better.
That's the opposite of me. So.
Damn right, because I knew.
I knew that.
She took it. So we're just out here making sure there are no Karens today. We're making sure everyone's taken care of.
We neutralize it.
Oh my God.
Okay. Well, I'm part of your team.
I love it.
All right.
Hear that? We found one. High five, little high five ski. Got one. Got another team member. Hey, you're the best. Thank you, honey. All right. Have a good day. Thanks for the good attitude. All right. Don't
got
don't
the
touch
stink
your hand 'cause
mic.
it's full of fart spray.
Bad breath. That's hardcore bad breath.
Right here. Dodgers. So we're gonna get it. Number three says Otani, I think, right? No, maybe, I don't know. Oh, got a little. All right, guys. So we're here at Trader Joe's, hanging out. Gonna make sure we get some people here. We do got some
fart spray on the mic. This lady's like, I'm part of the
Look,
team.
it's Lil Greenie. I knew I'd see you again.
Yeah.
How are we doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Love the green. You're welcome.
Little Greenie.
So, can I ask you a quick question if you don't mind?
Little.
Darn it. All right. When you come out.
Yeah, he used to put actual turds on this shit.
So, all we're doing is just talking to people today about their experience here.
It was
What
gross
is one
as
of
shit.
your
They stick
biggest
it in their
memorable
mouth.
experiences about being here at the store? Have you ever dealt with anyone like us before?
I mean, no.
No. So, do you know what we're doing out here?
Little Greenie.
Trader Joe's?
It's to make sure they're doing their job correctly, first off, because there's a lot of people who come in here and get a little irate and a little ugly in there. Have you ever seen any? No. Okay, see her right here? She's our friend earlier. She became friends. Now she's kind of mad, I think. She's kind of mad. But
Look
we're
at that
friends.
mic.
We became
That thing
friends.
stinks
Would you
so
say we're
bad.
friends today?
I mean,
Little fist bump, lock it in.
I don't know who you are. You're not
Uh-oh.
showing your faces.
You know, he's a villain. I'm a superhero.
Okay.
That's
Let's
the clarifier.
go. Darla, appreciate the gold coin there. Appreciate it.
This
Darla.
guy right here.
I'm gonna play that one again because I didn't even get to see it. Thanks, Darla.
What do you say, boss? He said no. He said no. Pretty
Thank
sure
you again,
that,
Darla,
that
for the
nod
gold
was no.
coin.
Show your faces. It would be so much more disarming so people can talk to you guys.
No, that's the point, lady.
Yeah, a little bit. See, you're the only cool one so far today.
See, a lot of people aren't normal like you. You're just normal, came up, talked to us.
I'm actually not normal.
Well, okay.
I don't
You're
like
a little
that
weird.
term.
You're a little weird.
So what normal are we using? Should we not? Should we call weird?
Weird is what makes people special.
Interesting.
I like.
And interesting.
You are my favorite today.
Exactly.
So look,
There
earlier.
we go. What was that?
You're definitely famous for sure
Well, let me
already
go
because you're being nice.
Oh,
So it's kind of every. So us personally,
appreciate
we
it,
do
Heavy
it
Hook.
on
What was
MySpace
that?
and AOL.
The hundo.
Yeah,
Thanks
it
for
does.
the
Don't tell
hundo,
anybody though.
Heavy Hook.
So because we
That
post.
was always my favorite because you could post music to your
Yes. Now we got sent out here
Let's
because
go.
apparently there's like a chemical leak around here, and
A
there's been like
chemical leak?
sulfur smell in the air, and it's like not smelling the best today. Have you
Yeah.
smelt anything
Yeah.
off at all day? Yes, sir. My man. Thank you, brother. Hey, it is Tone Loc. We knew it. Dude, OG right there. All right, brother. See that? Just get recognized there.
He's hot.
No, he's a rapper. That's Tone Loc right there.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, we're doing a story about this chemical leak out here. We're just asking people if they've noticed anything odd in the air. So you have. You're
Anything odd
noticing a little
shoving the
something. It's
fucking
definitely
stink
a little
mic in her
closer than normal.
face.
Yes.
Okay, well, you know what? We appreciate
Jesus.
your honesty.
Yes.
Do you have any questions for us?
The stink mic.
No, I just want to know where to find this footage. I want to see who else you guys.
Definitely MySpace, for sure. You will find us on
MySpace.
MySpace. Yes. Karen response team.
All right.
All right, honey.
You guys have a good rest.
All right, you too. Take care. You have a powerful nose. I love it. Take care.
Did you come to lecture me?
Hi, honey.
Why?
Oh, so we're just talking to people today. How are we today?
What? About what?
So
Yeah,
we were
MySpace.
called in because basically
Funny.
there is a plant around here and it smells like sulfur in the air. So there's a did you hear about the leak in the air the other day?
No.
So there's a leak in the air. Let me back. There's a leak in the air. It makes things smell like acidic and sulfury. All right. Roger. Good. Glad you don't smell anything. Really? How are you doing today, Queen?
Guys on Instagram.
How you doing, honey? High five. Of course, because when I see a queen, I am honest.
Thank you.
How's your day going today?
I'm good.
Yeah.
How
Good.
you doing?
Oh, we're doing good. We're doing good.
You guys on Instagram.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So how's your day going?
Wonderful.
Good.
I'm blessed.
So are we now that you're here, right? You're welcome. So if you go in there, if anyone gives you any problems, you send them out here.
I can handle my own.
You say, because you know what? Here, come here.
I can handle my own. I can tell you.
I know that you are an honorary Karen response team member. So we're putting her in. We're tagging her in. She's on our team now.
Yep.
So you just send them this way.
Tagging her on in.
Okay.
I will.
All right, sweetie. You have a good day. Okay. All right. Don't be mean to my friend. She's my new friend. Don't be mean to her. Okay. Got you, girlfriend.
Got you, girlfriend.
G, get over here, G. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you, dog.
Keep educating everybody out here.
Thank you, brother. No.
What's the question?
Go ahead, ask him. So, have you ever experienced any First Amendment auditors? Can we get this closer?
I have.
Look. Have you? So you have experienced it. So what do you think about it? Give us your take.
I think it's
the smell.
A lot of people
God.
don't know our rights.
Okay.
We just educate them, and some people are
Yeah.
ignorant to the rights.
Yeah.
Oh my good lord.
But it's just for the benefit for the public.
That's right. Hey, dude, thank you, bro.
All right, you guys.
Good stuff, bro. Take care, man. All right, dude. All right, security. How come I haven't seen you here
Did he
before?
smell it?
Hey, I already got authorization from the GM. You're good. Come here, Z.
Good lord.
Tyrone, get over. Look, I'm gonna keep throwing names out till they stick. I need your help. Come on.
Till they fucking stick.
Look, go ask him for 5. Go take a 5-minute break and get over here. 5 minutes. Say, I need a 5-er. Oh, only 2. We only need 2. That's what we're good with 2. We're doing interviews today. Thomas. Look, he's the crew member.
He's the one who did 7.
No,
I saw a girl do 8 right.
We're just going to get this on film here. He's actually does good. Thomas does good.
They just want to let the public know that you are being recorded.
Well done, Thomas. See?
Yeah, but I need a mask too.
There you go. Well, no,
Well,
you're
then
beautiful,
wear one.
sweetie. All right, guys.
Sure, who wants
Hey,
the interview?
Thomas, we got to finish the interview. Hey, we need you to send Zimbabwe. Come on, dude. Stop going away from us. We already became friends a minute ago. Oh, look at this, sweetie. I don't know if she's jailbait or not. I don't even know. You're scary. You're scary. Have a good one. Yeah, there was a problem.
What up?
Get him out of here. You.
Get him the fuck out.
I know you.
Out of here.
You're a problem. Sorry, ma'am. He didn't mean to honk at you. He's a problem. I knew it. Security.
Get him out of here.
This one just split me off. What's up, girlfriend? I saw you like staring at me for a long period of time. What are you doing? Can you stop giving me the side eye like that? Like, what's going on? Do you need any? First off, I'm here helping people today. Make sure they get to the front of the line. Have you already been in yet? No? Oh, are you waiting for? So we're just part. So we get a lot of calls about Karens in this neighborhood about acting out of line. Now I saw you. You look wonderful. I was just making sure you're okay.
I'm good.
All right. Are you gonna need my help? Because I will help.
Oh fuck. That's
all right.
funny.
Well, look, you holler out.
Will Fade. New here.
Don't call me daddy though. Whatever. A lot of people call me daddy. Yes, you call him
These
daddy.
folks are from SoCal that we're watching.
Peter Casada. People usually call me Papa Patrol. It's part of my channel. So don't call me either. You're taken. Good girl. I like how you said it immediately.
Papa
He's
Patrol.
kind of out of line. Sometimes he gets out of line. Chat knows he gets out of line sometimes. So look, if you need any help, call me. I'm right here. If I see a Karen
He's not
approaching
brain dead.
your car,
I think he is
I will
dead.
tackle them. All right, girlfriend. Take care.
What
Okay?
are we
Stay
watching?
sweet.
This is gonna be Liberty Patrol Media, First Amendment auditors. They're fucking hilarious.
Yes, ma'am. Keep your face covered. I did not want to see the face. Just like the hair, I don't want to see the hair. Don't like it.
Why don't you like it?
Well, I don't like your
Because it's a
zesty
little
attitude
fruity.
either. Are you guys? Is this your brother or your son? Ma'am, why are you leaving him stranded? I don't want to deal with him. Sir, I'm gonna need you to go about your business and stop talking to me. Stranger danger. Stranger danger, sir.
Stranger danger.
Stranger danger.
Sorry, what was that? Technically, those cameras caught you first.
Yeah, they got you first.
He talked to me first.
No, I was making a statement. You're trying to talk to me, and I don't want to talk to you. Easy, Zestinator. Zesty 2000. You keep
I
it
know,
moving
right,
there,
Tarla?
bud.
No, I didn't say that at all.
Just don't do your beard. Whatever
funny.
you're doing, dude. So basically, whoever told you that hair was good is lying to you, sir. Lying to you. Stop being upset. Now I'm coming in hot. Coming in hot, people. All right, dude. Can't let that shit fly. You
No,
gonna
sir.
come in here hot with rainbow hair and then try to question me? Let Papa deal with this. Everyone stand aside. Supervisor just got called in.
Supervisor.
Let's go in hot. Sir. All right. You gotta stay still over there. I got an eye on you, buddy. I don't even. This whole arm stance situation has got me baffled, though. What's
This whole
going on?
arm stance shit.
We called the federal government too.
Yeah.
We're
See.
taxpayers, so we
I didn't say you couldn't be here.
No, she did. Why do you want federal property?
Okay.
You're on federal property
At
too.
this point, both of you are talking extremely too much. Anything you say can and will be used you in my court of law. 'Cause I make up all the rules here.
You don't get to tell us what to do either.
Tell him I make up the rules.
He's trying to tell me what.
Your arms are saying enough.
The
Okay,
arms.
your arms are saying
The
enough.
posture.
Your little beard and your little glasses. Look, you're not in the Matrix, bud. Okay, Mr. Smith, you're not in the Matrix. Jesus, look at this guy. Watch out for Blue over here. Easy, Orca. Come on.
Orca.
Come on,
Holy
Orca
fuck.
Rainbow. Calm down.
Oh my goodness. You
Jesus.
can't
You don't
film
even
me,
get it,
then they
Orca.
proceed to film.
You just
right?
get Orca. She's Orca.
That is fucking great.
Orca Blue. Look here, Orca and Rainbow Trout. Rainbow Trout. Woo. Whoa.
Yes, post
Don't
office.
try to
You
bring
can
our
film
boy
in
into
the
this.
post office.
We went to high school with this dude. He was our teacher.
He's no
Mr.
bueno.
Jones is what they called him.
No bueno. The Orca in the house.
What's up, Red? How we doing?
Red.
He says, not today. Totally understandable. Totally understandable. Uh-oh. Here they come. Here they come. Now I know they're following me.
This is actually a lot
I know they're
funnier
following
than
me,
like
people.
going streaming protests and shit.
Oh, it is. Yeah, hey,
It's pretty
so you guys
fucking
are
funny.
together. All right, look, hey. Don't go changing
I might
your
just
hair
start doing
rainbow.
some shit like this, guys.
Oh,
Filming
yeah.
fucking
I'm
leftists
right
and
here,
shit.
buddy.
I'm
Come try
sick of
something,
the
bud.
fucking lefties, to be
Come
honest
try
with
it.
you.
I like to see how far you get, big dog. Look at
This
those
shit's
fat
funny.
shoes. This guy. Let's see here. Jose, I got him, dude. He's leaving, dude. I got him,
Jose.
Juan, you're good. You're good.
Juan.
Front of the line for you, sir. Just because of this guy.
Fucking
All right, Jorge.
Juan.
Take care, brother.
Go ahead, Juan. You go to the
Amigos.
front, Juan.
Friend. Oh, sorry, lady. Did she just honk at me? Whoa.
You know,
Go
Did
ahead,
you
Juan.
just
You go to
honk
the
at
front,
daddy?
Juan. Juan.
I feel like if you honk at me, it is assault, technically, I think. Uh-oh. All right, you're fired. You're both fired.
Yes,
Both
fired.
of you. Kind of see-through, they lady, everywhere, so just be careful in there. You still got the tag on the back, too. You know what she's going to do,
Fucking
people?
tag
She's
on the
turning
back.
it back in. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were coming out so quick there. Whoa. Easy, juggler. Sheesh.
Tag back down.
Golly.
Golly
Me and
gee.
security go way back. That's my brother from another mother. How we doing, Sarah? Well, you look very unique out here all alone. Usually you send a whole squad out. Should I get these for you? Are you sure? All right. All right.
Sarah.
All right, Sarah. Your hair, man.
Minimal Manhattan.
You know what? I just want to say, I know that takes a long time. So an hour and a half?
Hour and a half.
Wow, that's
fuck.
actually a lot quicker than I thought it would be. But you know what? It's probably because of your beautiful smile. It got done so much quicker. You're welcome.
Yes, I have.
You just
watched
keep
him.
saving lives, okay?
Yes.
I'm going to watch your car for you. You got it, ma'am. Anything you need today, front of the line.
To the
All right,
absolute
Princess
front.
Leia. You just
Fucking Princess
be good
Leia.
today, okay? All right.
And it just ends up. This is never live. They just kind of. It's not live. Oh, look who's with Epstein, right? Mr. Dummy. Let's go through my bookmarks. I usually do it in here.
Done so
play them real
already,
quick.
and they are doing so in record numbers.
Trump accounts, yeah. Anybody having a kid, I think it's this year, basically. $1,000 seed money automatically put in a bank account for your child. And also, they are doing special Social Security cards that have the 250 years of freedom stamp on them. And I've heard that also if you get a duplicate Social Security card, they'll have that stamp on them too.
The parents can't even believe what's happening. So it's an amazing thing.
I mean, $1,000 is $1,000, not a lot of money,
and generous
but
companies and
$1,000 is
individuals will be able
$1,000.
to contribute funds to these accounts to grow throughout the child's life. And again, if we
It's
have
like a
good
Roth
market like we
IRA.
do
You
now,
can
they're gonna
contribute
become
to it over a
actually
certain amount each
very
year.
rich. They'll have hundreds of thousands of dollars. Think of that. Think of it.
You
a
can
child
invest
that has
it like
no
a Roth
money
IRA
can
in
have
stocks
hundreds
or
of
whatever
thousands
the
of
case
dollars
be.
at a very, very young age.
And you know there's going to be a lot of fraud.
Worth numbers that nobody ever thought even possible.
A lot of fraud. And then Tacoma is coming, the Tacoma truck, they're moving from Mexico to Texas. So, you know, the Mexicans are going to follow. They're going to be like, I'm going to follow the job, right?
On the ground as well. HPD
Oh,
says
this is
camera
great.
has been cut down.
Flock cameras on 4th of July getting cut
Completely
the
sprayed
fuck down.
over with an American flag
Yes.
on it. And not far away, there's
Amen.
another flock camera on the ground as well. HPD
Amen.
says it's investigating this, but so far there are more questions than answers. These cameras meant to help solve crimes,
Amen.
now becoming the target of one.
What a
Both
great
cut in
trend to
half
be part
and
of.
covered in spray paint.
Yeah, I didn't realize that the cameras were there until you actually pointed that out.
And what's crazy is these are not regular cameras like you think. And these can be easily hacked by people. They've already showed the data can be hacked.
These are flock cameras meant to read license plates and alert police if they're connected to crimes. Rodriguez
Fuck
says
that.
he didn't see who did this, but he's left wondering why
This shit's
they
too
did.
much. I
That's what it
think
sounds
people
like it
should
would
start
be.
doing
Somebody's
this,
just
period.
protesting, their rights are being violated or something like
Fuck
that.
yeah.
Flock cameras have been used in the city of Houston since 2021, according to the company. The Houston Police
They're
Department
everywhere
tells us
now.
they
They're
were notified
fucking
these cameras
everywhere.
were damaged on the morning of July 4th. As far as the repair costs, HPD says it
I don't give a
depends
shit
on
about the
who
costs.
is responsible for these specific cameras. While some cameras are installed through city contracts, others are done with neighborhoods or private groups that
Right.
choose to share footage with police.
Private
HPD couldn't
groups are
confirm
putting
who was
them up.
responsible for these cameras.
Private
only
groups,
saying this is an
HOAs,
ongoing
guys, and shit like that, right?
ABC 13 reached
Fuck
out to
that,
Flock
take every
asking
one of
if
them
they
out.
were aware of this situation and what the repair process would look like. They didn't answer those questions, but did say,
crazy.
quote, damaging public safety equipment
Puts
is
the community
illegal
at risk
and
that
puts
we
the
can't
community
spy
at
on you
risk,
no more.
which is why we strongly condemn this type of behavior.
Fuck you. We don't want to hear it. We do not want to hear it. We do not give two shits about your bullshit. Oh, Juan thought he was going to hide in the police station. He went to a police station, city police station where it's a sanctuary state. They're like, yeah, not happening, Juan.
Why you guys are doing that?
Why you do that? Not today, Juan. If you can be hacked, you can be manipulated, yes. Yeah, the flock cameras, they should definitely be taken out. Everywhere they are. I see them everywhere now. I mean, they are everywhere. And I was driving through an HOA neighborhood, and there was just like 10 in this one neighborhood. I bet you he does have those by his house, and that's probably how they found his ass, was through the flock cameras, to be honest with you. Oh, look at this pedophile fucker, right? Raped a 10-year-old, right? And fucking was marked for deportation. So he said, nope, I'm gonna pardon him. I'm gonna pardon him.
Why is President Trump a fascist?
Gonna pardon him.
I'm not sure how to answer.
Well, what is fascism?
I'm also not sure, but I know that man isn't worth the time.
Do you think President Trump is a fascist?
Yes.
Look
How
at
is
that
President
demon.
Trump a fascist?
Look at that demon. I don't know. No clue.
I don't think it's gonna work.
Do you think President Trump's a fascist?
I actually just took a fascism class, and we did not discuss that, but I have my own thoughts on President Trump.
You took a fascism class?
I did.
What is fascism?
Fascism to me is...
Not to you. What is it? God, look at that thing on the front side.
There's like different definitions.
You should get your textbook.
Any
Yes,
tighter, right?
I can. Let me pull it up.
What?
Did you find out what fascism means yet?
I know what fascism means, but I'm trying to give the different definitions to compare and contrast.
Can you give me one definition?
No, there's no one definition of fascism. It's still highly debated among historians.
Can you give me a definition?
Historians?
It's
What
when
the
you're-
fuck? This has got to be the dumbest person I think I've ever heard in my life.
Wait, no, but I want to talk.
Holy shit, I swear, there's a lot of stupid people out there. Janine, what up? There's a lot of stupid people out here.
Liberal
out in this
hell.
world.
I'm literally liberal fucking hell, dude.
Oh, let me
There's
get rid of
not a
this.
single black or brown person out here protesting. The white liberals come out here
The
every
white
week.
liberals.
Oh, we got somebody, finally. But, you know, peace flag, American flag. So I don't get it. I don't get it. I do not. I think Democrats belong in prison because they're okay with children getting raped in this county, and they say and do nothing
Fed
about
and
it.
booze,
They won't
Tory
talk
Bear.
about Trump
What
and all the
hell?
fact that Democrats are running a rape ring in Sonoma County, and then they have me escorted out of buildings.
That doesn't surprise me.
I'm sorry. I'm actually the leading civil rights activist for this county. You're gonna tell me that you don't know, that I don't know what I'm talking about? You say the Democrats are running a rape ring. You're crazy. It's
A rape ring.
many people in power.
It's true.
Ma'am, I'm telling you that. Wait, what? So you're a white liberal that's telling me to go away because I don't agree with you? And I'm telling you I'm the leading civil rights activist in this county and you don't want to hear it?
It's getting a little old. We're all a little tired of it.
So you're another white woman that's telling me it's getting a little old. You're tired of the fact that I'm
Getting a
telling
little
you
old,
the truth.
little bit of irony
Well,
there,
look,
right?
you're white people who tell brown people and black people to shut the fuck up when they don't agree with you?
Pretty much.
So you're not white?
Tell me, how do you know I'm white?
Okay, so then do you agree with all the white people?
Pretty much.
Okay, so then why would you be out here with the white liberals who clearly still
Because I'm
practice?
against this administration.
Okay, why are you against the
Oh,
administration?
boo-hoo. Fucking crybaby.
Okay, what about the criminals here in Sonoma County?
I'm not talking about criminals and so on.
Okay, but why
I'm
do
talking
you,
about the national.
why do you not care about what's happening right in your county? Because I'm the leading civil rights activist for this county, so I'm trying to tell you what's going on. Yeah.
I don't know who you are.
Okay, well you should look me up because over 40
It does look
undocumented
like
children
Amy
were
Winehouse,
raped and
doesn't it?
trafficked in this county, and I come out here every week to tell you guys that I'm litigating for the victims in court. So you don't care, like you're literally ignoring me. Oh, I go all over the bay, all over the bay, all over the bay.
And there's, oh, look at this retard. Tim
Child
Waltz.
predator from deportation. This guy pleaded guilty
Tim
to
Waltz.
sexually assaulting a 10-year-old girl in 2006.
Tim
He
Waltz.
was scheduled for deportation, but last month, Governor Tim Waltz gave him a pardon. The DHS acting assistant secretary ripping the Democrat, saying, quote, Governor Tim Waltz's
Pardoned.
decision to pardon an illegal alien convicted child rapist so he can remain in our country is disgusting. These are the
This is
criminal
fucking
illegal aliens
insane.
he and his Minnesota sanctuary politicians are protecting.
Absolutely
NASA
insane.
giving Minnesota.
He should be fucking put in a wood chipper regardless. Absolutely insane. Oh, Trumpy, there he is. Oh yeah, this is a good one.
To break it all down for us, Shannon, what do we know?
Okay, so Bill, let me tell you a little bit about the gun case. This was out of Hawaii, where if you have a concealed carry permit, which takes some doing there, the presumption under Hawaii law was that you
not
couldn't
deported
take
20
it on
years later.
private
Isn't that
property
crazy?
unless you got express permission from the owner of that private property. So things like shops or restaurants or really any private property. Well, the court shut that down today. They say that arrangement would impose a new burden on permit holders, people who've gotten these concealed carry permits, who will have to somehow obtain permission to carry a firearm on the property before stepping foot. They say the Hawaii law here violates the constitutional right to keep and bear arms. Big win for Second Amendment folks and supporters there. This other decision dealing with the border was about if you have to arrive in the U.S. to start an
immigration. Shannon Bream
That's
joining us
crazy.
live once again.
Another win. Another win. Just winning. So I'm going to end it here, guys. Appreciate everybody kind of chilling with me. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Appreciate you guys being here with me. I'll probably stream in the next day or so. Go from there. Appreciate everybody that's been here. Super chats, everything everybody did. Appreciate everybody that stuck around. We'll do this again. I'm going to start building out my studio here soon in the next couple days. I'll probably film that, live stream it just to like whatever, you know, just for whatever purposes. Should be interesting, but I appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to go ahead and raid Mr. Bill. I was going to raid Chris or Danny, but I raid them all the time, mostly because there's never anybody else live streaming. So I'm going to raid Mr. Bill, see what the hell he's got going on. I think he just started streaming a couple minutes ago, but either way, I'm going to raid Mr. Bill. See you guys over there. Appreciate everybody chilling with me. Have a great evening. Thank you again, guys. And we're going to end it here. See you next time.
Unfiltered. Ain't wrong. Turn it up. Let it talk.